can't believe it. This is how the most important goal, but if I'm not just when he's done well to see the bounce. Oh, he put it down. Bowling.
Hello guys, welcome to yet another Watchalong. It's game number 37, RR versus CSK at Jaipur. Jaipur's second game this season. This is Akshay Kumar Swami as usual. I've got Somesh Agarwal with me. We'll be taking you through the game today. And yeah, pink versus yellow. The reverse fixture was a very good contest that went down to the last over. So very excited to see what happens today. Before we sort of move on into what the game is about, let's just have the playing 11 so that we can just talk about it. If I'm not wrong, CSK has no changes, and RR has just made the solitary change.
Actually, RR are playing the same bowling unit which played against CSK in the reverse fixture. Yep. So Zampa comes in for bowled.
Correct.
They still have Dhruv Jurel. David Padikkal is playing.
Yep.
And they are batting first.
Yeah, correct. They won the toss and they've elected to bat first. Again, proactive captaincy and thinking, because I've been harping.
Oh, nice
wow, man, that's some start there. And yeah, just coming back to the playing 11s, I've been harping about how teams aren't understanding why batting first is important, especially with the impact player rule having come in. It's good to see RR being one of the more proactive teams. And I'm guessing KM Asif, or maybe even Murugan Ashwin for that matter, could probably...
But why? I mean, I'm actually thinking that they are a batter light. So I think that they might just bring in Riyan Parag.
But when? Finisher, फिर से?
हाँ, क्योंकि अभी क्यों मतलब they have 5 proper bowlers.
But काफी नहीं है यार. We've spoken about this time and again. Like 5 proper bowlers is not.
But then don't you think they are a better light? Bhai, shot.
पहले 2 ball में मतलब भाई यार crazy good shots. And by the way, guys, I'm wearing pink. That's just coincidence. I'm a neutral supporter.
Yellow पहन रहा हूँ.
हाँ वो भी है. तो मैंने पहले भी कहा आरसीबी के बाद I equally like/dislike every other team, so let us see. But yeah, I mean, Jaiswal has really gotten off to a flyer. I know flyer it's probably too early to say that, but 2 extremely good shots. I'm really excited to see how Jaiswal proceeds, because I don't think CSK ke bowling mein there's anyone who can trouble him with those short balls. Maybe Deshpande, but yeah, no one else.
Yeah, but Dhoni has clearly indicated to Akash के थोड़ा पीछे रख.
Very exactly.
Outcast saying hi guys. Hi.
Hello. तो आपको, and by the way, it's funny, right? Bolt को सिर्फ CSK के गेम के लिए ही निगल आता है बस. You think it's मतलब वो बस बोल रहे हैं ऐसे ही, it's a coincidence कि निगल हुआ दोनों बार.
यार पता नहीं, कह नहीं सकते, but I'm just thinking क्योंकि given how CSK middle order is bashing spin.
Yeah.
Team spinner, although Ashwin and Chahal मतलब थोड़ा class अलग है.
Correct. But even then, yeah. That'll be interesting. अरे क्या हो गया भाई? But that's actually a good point that you made. They're actually a batter light and they're batting first. And I don't see them, until and unless there is a collapse and they're like 20 for 3 or 20 for 4, I don't see them bringing in a batter.
They've actually kept their options open. Yeah, that's the only thing that they have done, because I think they've underutilized Jason Holder, the batter.
Yeah.
So maybe आज वो भी करके देख लेंगे. अगर वो भी work नहीं किया तो then maybe they can bring in a batter.
Fair.
But as an impact sub, I don't think they'll bring in Murugan Ashwin. भाई 16 over spin के सुना
भाई. That's what I was just saying. Asif भाई 4 है ये भी.
I mean, is Kuldeep Sen among the impact subs?
No.
Because I'm just wondering what has happened with Kuldeep Sen, because he played that one game, he bowled 2 good overs,
actually,
but after that, उसके बाद एकदम गायब.
And again,
today is a decent game to play someone like him, because बीच में करा सकते हो as a middle over.
But yeah, the way he's bowled last season, any game is a good game for him.
Of course, and this more than any other game.
Yeah. He in fact played the reverse fixture. That's the only game he played. He played against CSK at Chepauk. If you remember, we were talking about why he wasn't given the final over.
Yeah.
And Sandeep, of course, did go on to win the game for them. But yeah, उसके बाद से उसने खेला नहीं है. So Kuldeep Yadav is a part of their impact subs. He's a left arm pacer. Yeah, exactly. Another Kuldeep.
जायसवाल ने तो भाई बढ़िया start दे दिया. 13 रन तो पहले बना दिया.
Especially given how Jaipur plays. If you remember, the first game was against LSG, the one where they failed to chase 135, surprisingly. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Talking about which guys...
Wasn't it some 150 or 155?
नहीं 130s में था यार 135 या
इतना कम
136
बनाया था, वो
बहुत
चेज
कम
नहीं हुआ था।
बहुत कम हुआ इसीलिए तो it was a surprise. And guys, as you guys know, please predict what the first inning score is going to be, and please keep your comments coming in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with your friends. Pranav Anand says how CSK batters are smashing everyone so far. वो लोग स्टोक्स को बोल रहे हैं निकल और मीडिया रिपोर्ट कर रही निकल वाह वाह भाई
गुड
वाह
वन, गुड।
या
प्रणव आनंद, मतलब मेरे को बहुत बार लगता है कि तुमको कैमरे के इस तरफ भी होना
हाँ
चाहिए था
वही
अभी।
वही यार एकदम मस्त वो किसी का भाई किसी की जान वाला भी इसी ने किया था क्या शायद हो भी सकता है बट yeah excellent punt there.
Oh,
That's a good shot straight to the field I'm guessing. Yeah, 14 runs of the first over, 3 extremely good shots like I said
Yeah.
before from Jaiswal.
yeah. So we were doing the mid-season reviews of these teams, and one thing that I sort of came upon is the fact that Butler ने 4 games में 50+ scores नहीं बनाया, उसमें से 3 राजस्थान हारा है. So I mean their fortunes are sort of very dependent on Butler, even though this season they've done well in games when as a team मतलब पास गए हैं, एक गेम जीता भी है, but overall I think for their success Butler has to click.
True. That's a
I mean let's just say that both Butler and Samson cannot fail in the same game. At least एक तो उसमें से चलना ही पड़ेगा, otherwise it becomes very tricky for them.
Yeah, especially with the way Jaiswal has sort of struggled to get going in the middle overs. मतलब power play is the strongest phase, no questions about it. But उसके बाद
155 against LSG. That's what I remember. It was around in the mid 150s.
हाँ क्या? I stand corrected. Sorry about that. But Shaunak, were there a couple of comments that we missed there? If that's the case, please get them. Chandrakant says 154 was scored in the last game. Yeah, correct. You're right, Chandrakant. 155 was the target that RR failed to chase. And just going back to what you were talking about, RR's, how dependent they are on Butler. And you can see the numbers right in front of us. Versus CSK, he's got extremely good numbers. 319 at an average in excess of 50 and a strike rate in excess of 160. Those are great numbers to have. And given how sort of, mediocre, at least on paper, CSK's attack is mediocre.
Yeah.
They are elevated by Dhoni's captaincy and Dhoni's...
And the presence of Pathirana, who's done really well at the depth.
True. So it'll be interesting to see how Butler goes about his business today. And coming back to the prediction contest that we're having, Somesh, तो आपको क्या लगता है? कितना होगा आरआर का स्कोर?
181.
181. Wow, man, that will be some contest अगर सच्ची में 180 के ऊपर बनाते हैं तो. I actually want a good game. So only because I want a good game, I'll also sort of say 187.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's another 4.
I'm surprised Theeksena is not bowling.
Yeah.
Boundary. Because I remember Stephen Fleming saying that they brought in Theeksena in that game. That the reverse fixture was the first game that Theeksena played.
Correct.
And they wanted him to bowl to Butler up front.
Yeah. He, in fact, Butler sort of wasn't comfortable facing him even in the SA20 from what I remember in the games that they faced each other. The Outcast says, KL Rahul jaldi out हो गया था, क्या 154 कैसे बना दिया LSG ने?
नहीं, उस दिन he actually played that 58 ball...
56-74, yeah, that was the day.
74 or something like that.
Yep, that was the one. And... RR, though, that was just... And RR, if I'm not wrong, that was the game where Butler played that 41 ball 40 and ran Samson out and all of that happened on the same day. Yeah. And Hetmyer also got out earlier. That
was the only game in which Hetmyer got out to a bowler, actually.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And that was also like Naveen Ulak's debut, and that was something extremely good to look out to watch. So we've got a stat for you guys. This is Rajasthan's 200th IPL game. They've got a win percentage of 50.7. That is the third highest amongst all teams. That's actually fantastic in all fairness.
Is it third highest?
Yeah. There's 56, there's 58, and then there's 50. And so 200 game, congratulations to the management and everyone, like whoever wants to be congratulated, that is. But yeah, do you see Pathirana coming in the power play today? Because Akash has been hit for a few runs and there's no reason why he won't be hit
But
again.
I think Theeksena should come in before him, right?
Interesting. And Jaiswal can go after him, like Bhagat Butler, if he rotates his strike. And given how RR, like, I'll have to admit, जो भी हो team का जो भी हो, tactically they have been one of the smarter teams.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
And one of the more flexible teams.
Yeah, true.
ओ भाई क्या बात
That
है
was a
यार.
good ball. That was a very good ball.
तुषार देशपांडे एकदम एंड्रू बिकल बना हुआ है अभी तो.
Yep. Pranav Anand says, guys, I've read articles on Patirana's journey, but not much on actual statistical or biomechanical comparison between him and Malinga. Have you guys done anything related to that?
Not yet, but maybe good
sure.
topic to dig
Thanks
into actually.
Yep. Thanks for that. We'll definitely try. But then यार statistical और biomechanical दोनों different चीजें तो एक ही हम लोग इसमें club नहीं कर सकते. But that's a very interesting point. If I'm not wrong, his release point is even lower than Malinga's, giving him even more dip. I remember actually reading a bit on Patirana's action online. So that's actually a very good point. We'll try and
guided away
come up with something. Oh, that's another four. That's the 5th boundary so far, and they've just played 11 balls.
Yeah.
करीब मतलब आधा जो भी ball face किया boundaries में.
Boundary every second ball almost.
That's great to see. Ritvik Gautam coming in with his prediction 195. Wow. Looks like all of us are trying to one up each other. 181, 87, 95. बस 200 के ऊपर मत जाना भाई. जयपुर में खेल रहे, इतना भी नहीं होगा. Babu Rao says this doesn't look like a sluggish pitch like last one. सारी boundaries timing से मारी है. हाँ यार, लेकिन लास्ट गेम में भी, I mean, in that game as well, न्यू बॉल के साथ मारना, मतलब I remember Kyle Mayers hitting Ashwin for 2 sixes and a 4 in the last over of the power play. तो न्यू बॉल के साथ थोड़ा बहुत मारना आसान है, उसके बाद बॉल थोड़ा soften हो जाता है, and the boundaries are also slightly longer, so that makes it even more difficult. Like a lot of catches were taken near the deep, so that is going to happen today as well. So I guess, you know, the idea is to probably maximize the power play, and then middle overs mein agar thoda, even if they slow down, they can make up for it later on.
Yeah, but I think I heard before the toss that this wicket is different and it looks like a batting wicket.
लेकिन
घास वास है उसमें, ऐसा कुछ कहीं से सुनने में आ रहा था उड़ता.
वो पिच रिपोर्ट वालों का तो मैंने
पिच रिपोर्ट नहीं था, I mean this was some Twitter report.
हाँ, फिर ठीक है. Like I'd rather believe that.
हाँ, पिच रिपोर्ट वालों को तो ट्रस्ट नहीं कर सकते.
वो तो किसी भी वेन्यू को देख के हाँ ये तो 180 बन जाएगा यहाँ पे बोल देते हैं.
Yeah, Pranav, you are alluding to the same.
Correct. Yeah. This isn't the same surface as the last one. And that's another 4 now. 6th boundary in 13 balls. Wow. They actually are trying to, you know, score a boundary every other ball right
ऐसे
now.
करेंगे तो 60 चौके लग जाएंगे, so
240 वहीं पे हो गया.
300 बन जाएंगे.
Oh, that's actually that's a nice segue to something I've been wanting to talk for the last few days, but I haven't brought it up. I really feel going forward, T20 gameplay will evolve to a point where boundary hitting will be the sole focus.
Of course.
Right now, boundary percentage is calculated by runs scored. It should ideally be by balls. मतलब कितने balls पे कितना. And right now, the average number for IPL in the last few years has been hovering around 18 to 19%. This season, it's gone up to around 21%. Ooh. I won't be surprised in the next 5-6 years, we see this number go up to 25-30%. And that means the average scores will also sort of go up, you know, it'll sort of start meandering towards 250. I really feel that's where we're headed now. We talk about how T20 mein every ball is an event.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, boundaries और wickets के अलावा बाकी जो भी events है ना, वो काफी uneventful है. The singles and the doubles मतलब नहीं बनता. Event की बात करें, it has to be a boundary or a wicket.
That all farce around reducing dot balls.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is what makes it. That's a 6, boss. The first 6 of the game, and wow, man, dispatched with disdain. Wow, that's some shot there. मतलब गजब. CSK वाला भी cheer कर रहे हैं, फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
अच्छा शॉट मारा है कि हमें भी मजा आ रहा है.
Pratik says, what do you make of news IPL franchises approaching 6 England players for whole year? Seems like it is going the football way.
It is.
Oh, what's this? I actually haven't heard of this.
So, it has been reported that franchises are actually reaching out to players who are not... so basically asking, if they're not already on central contract, asking them to be out of central contract and be contracted with them instead for the whole year.
But how does it work? Because IPL में भी auction से खरीदना पड़ता है, SA20 में भी auction से खरीदना पड़ता है, बाकी सब जगहों पे भी draft से खरीदना पड़ता है. So how will it work?
That's a tricky question. But there are some players, right, who are sort of common.
Agreed.
I think this will happen because it was sort of understood that this was the last mega auction in IPL.
Yeah.
So they might do something similar otherwise as well. So
I'm not surprised that something like this is happening, but I'm just trying to think, like, how will they practically implement it? Execution की मतलब मैं सोच
This will only happen जो common players हैं उनके बीच में. But if a certain player is playing for the same team across,
is there even one player you can think of?
I think Robman Powell.
Okay, वहाँ पे 6 इंग्लैंड प्लेयर लिखा था, इसीलिए I was just focusing on that England part. Yeah, वेस्ट इंडीज में तो practically everyone, शिमरॉन एटमायर for instance, वही है. बट इंग्लैंड में ऐसा कौन है जो सेंट्रली कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड नहीं है लेकिन हर जगह खेला?
मैं
कोई
मोइन
नहीं
अली का सोच रहा हूँ. मोइन अली, डज ही प्ले फॉर द जोबर्ग सुपर किंग्स?
नो, he went to like he was actually bought by Joburg Super
short,
Kings.
yeah,
That's
short.
another 4. Again, this over. Every other ball has been a boundary.
Who does Butler
4.6.4.
play for?
He plays for Royals.
So
there, yeah. So Moeen Ali was actually bought by Joburg Super Kings, but then Sharjah Warriors also sort of had acquired him at the IL-20, and he decided to go there. So he did not play for Joburg Super Kings, but he was bought. Yeah, he was bought by them. Yeah. He was not even bought. He was actually, so if you remember, SA20 mein first teams were allowed to pick 4 players before the auction, jahan pe Mumbai sort of made a coup and like sort of performed a coup and got in Rashid Khan, Rabada, Livingston, सबको ले लिया था pre-auction. वैसे ही CSK वालों ने Duplessis, मोइन अली को लिया था. Oh man,
shot batting यार.
That's some shot there यार. Wow. That's really some shot. Akash is really been off color today. I don't know, like movement.
Yeah, but actually this is very very good attacking batting.
True.
वो भी क्या करेगा? अगर उसने लाइन बॉल भी डाली है तो उठा के वो पुल कर रहा है उसमें. But कुछ भी movement नहीं है. Again, doesn't have a lot of pace. Samrat, by the way, coming in with his prediction 176. He says, यार 3 ओवर में तो 40 के ऊपर हो गया. 176 अगर आएगा तो मुझे तो अभी 181 भी कम लग रहा है.
Yeah, I would be disappointed अगर वो 176 पे रुकते हैं. It'll be CSK, मतलब CSK would be happy अगर 176 पे ही रुकते हैं. But yeah, that's actually an interesting point. I mean, the comment was like in terms of teams trying to do that, and I actually don't mind that. In all fairness, I would want cricket also to go the football way. Like I feel clubs, I don't know if I should bring public policy in, but just like how we talk about, the government shouldn't, involve itself in too many things, and you should allow, private entities to take care. Just like that, I feel instead of, having boards handling everything, and let's make, I mean, I won't mince my words, they've been pathetic. It's always the big 3 that gets the biggest chunk of the pie, and the other teams really struggling for just scraps.
Yeah.
So yeah,
actually, this will help the players
exactly.
who are from teams outside the big 3.
That's what I was about to say.
But overall, big 3 are development as cricket teams, that will definitely regress. Yeah,
I don't care. If anything, I feel that point that he made, IPL franchises can go to, Ireland, can go to Scotland, as associate players, as someone like a Mark Watts, who's a fantastic T20 player, someone like him, sort of being contracted throughout the year by one of these IPL franchises, would go a long way in him financially securing his life. So that's always great to see. So Charas Ganja, love the name.
Charas Ganja is nothing but chappal chor. भाई same ही बंदा है यार. हाँ क्या? Profile picture change नहीं करी तो मैंने पहचान लिया.
Oh, hi Sam. Sharp eyes. Always remember India's big 3, Rohit, Shikhar, Virat innings at Jaipur in 2013 series versus Australia. That was a paradigm shift in India's attitude. Yeah, man, I agree. That game, chasing 350, Kohli breaking the record for the fastest century by an Indian.
Yeah.
Some game that was. And that was sort of around the time when Star was also, expanding its sort of reach and all of that. I remember that series, man. That, in fact, the entire series.
I think that entire series was very good. Yeah. And after that, 2015 में India South Africa का जो bilateral series हुआ था.
Oh man, the one we lost now, ODI series.
Yeah, I think that was the last time जब bilateral series का कुछ ऐसा लगता था कि हाँ कुछ है series में, there is something to win. उसके बाद से तो series का कुछ मतलब ही नहीं रह गया है. Like every other day there is a bilateral series, सब कुछ 3 match है.
There's nothing that's been close. Always say that's gone, I guess. Ooh, not given.
Pitch was I think it
definitely pitched. Yeah, I don't know if it was. Yeah, because बहुत ही short था.
Dhoni has reviewed it.
Yeah, पता नहीं अभी. धोनी भाई ने लिया तो सोच समझ कर ही लिया होगा बस. But that's actually another, good question. Bilateral series last decade में, what are the really good bilateral series that we've seen?
None. वो सब इतनी रैंडम होती है और
वो टेंस की बात करो.
इंडिया हर साल वेस्ट इंडीज से खेलता है, हर साल श्रीलंका से खेलता है.
वो आपको याद है 2018 में, so RCB's primary sponsors were Ross now. So क्या हुआ था, they'd come up with this podcast जहाँ पे तन्मय भट्ट and Gursimran Khamba, for those who don't know, AIB, the AIB of yore. So they sort of hosted Kohli, De Villiers and Chahal, and they just talk random bakchodi. And Tanmay Bhatt asks, यार आप एक बात बताओ, ये श्रीलंका, जिम्बाब्वे, वेस्ट इंडीज इन सब के साथ खेलना कब बंद करोगे? क्यों खेलते हो? And they were just sheepish. They didn't know how to react to that. And then De Villiers goes on to say, they also have to earn money. So we can't help but like the only reason we do it is so that they can also earn money.
Yeah.
They also can have more people come in and all of that. It just reminded me of that. But yeah, the India-Australia series 2013.
Oh, it pitched outside.
Oh, I thought that was in line, yaar.
Hmm.
Jeez. But I feel height का भी काफी issue था यार. This was fairly short. वो pace पे तो I feel it would have bounced over. India New Zealand the 2010 series. I don't know if you remember. I remember.
नहीं, उसके पहले तो कितने भी जाओगे तो थोड़ा बहुत तो याद रहेगा ही.
वही,
उसके पहले तो काफी सीरीज हैं जो
तब तो
अच्छी
इंडिया
रही.
श्रीलंका सारी सीरीज बहुत क्लोजली 40 रहती थी. दैट श्रीलंका टीम वाज यार नेक्स्ट लेवल पे था. वो तो गजब की टीम थी.
The problem is T20 के आने से सब कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया. Then you can't remember.
Yep. In fact, has there been a very good T20 bilateral series? That you can say nothing ना. वो भी नहीं है.
तो किसको याद रहेगा भाई?
प्लेयर्स को याद रहता है क्या? पता नहीं यार. ये कुंबले और ये सब कहते हैं ना, like he remembers all of his.
I actually come across a lot of players these days when they talk about some game. They say कि oh yeah, I almost forgot about it. It's very difficult to keep track these days.
I mean, it's not their fault. इतना cricket खेलते हैं लोग. Anyways, we'll come back to that in a while. We've got a stat for you. Royal stumble. I'm guessing this is about the collapse. RR batting in the power play in IPL 2023.
Yeah, it's actually about how in the first 4 games they were very good in the power play, but not so much in the last 3 games. But I think this stat they've like overturned now in this game. They've already scored 45. So I think they've sort of broken this.
And it's good to see that
bad habit.
60%. I mean, the dot percentage was in excess of 60. Wow. Just going back to what we were talking about, I can't even fault the players, यार. Like for not remembering. इतना क्रिकेट खेलना पड़ता है. क्या याद रहेगा यार? हमें तो खुद आईपीएल का भी पिछले हफ्ते का मैच पूछो. हमें यार like we'll have to think hard कि क्या हुआ था भाई, क्या हुआ था. So like now compare that with someone like an Anil Kumble who remembers all of his 619 wickets. उसको पूछो 300. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Shubham says, hi, can't we play Yashasvi in place of Ishan in ODI team at 4?
But Ishan Kishan भी तो 4 पे नहीं खेल रहा है. मतलब कहाँ से आया ये सवाल?
भाई शुभम, या तो ये पूछो कि नंबर 4 पे खेला.
So do you think 4 पे Shreyas Iyer won't be fit till the World Cup and you feel Kishan will automatically slot in? Because I feel given Sky has not worked, they will have to go back to Sanju Samson, whose spot it was actually, but he was injured, so didn't play.
Exactly. It is rightfully his, and I wouldn't want anyone to play out of position. यार, it's not like India is struggling to find people. Samson है वहाँ पे. क्यों खाली फोकट मतलब जायसवाल को नीचे खिलाना है?
But the only dreaded issue in my opinion is India का top 5 sub righties.
Very na, like I feel it'll be like. I really like Tilak Verma, but I think it's too soon to sort of get him into the World Cup. वो विजय शंकर वाला scene हो जाएगा.
In fact, not top 6. Hardik will bat at 6.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they bat Jadeja at 4, 5.
Lefties.
बीच में इतना सारा spin आएगा कि कैसे होगा पता नहीं.
But lefty top orders हैं कौन? इंडिया में मतलब top order batters top 5 में ही बोल दे. तिलक वर्मा है, यशस्वी जायसवाल है, Padikkal. Like I'm just naming. I'm not saying contenders for the Indian team. और कौन है कौन? लोमरोर.
तुम्हारा लोमरोर का क्रेजी खत्म नहीं हो रहा है यार.
Had to bring it.
But he played well yesterday actually.
Yeah.
नारायण को 8 बॉल में 20 रन मारा.
चक्रवर्ती को भी मारा था यार, वो ऑलमोस्ट गया था छक्का, but it's okay. All right. Babu Rao says Akash Chopra predicted CSK to win today, so obviously the start makes sense. यार उसका consistency भाई, वो consistency चाहिए मेरे को life में. He's predicted like barring one game. Oh man, what a pickup shot that. Wow, that's a huge six.
Shot है भाई, shot.
छक्का है भाई, ये तो गजब का छक्का है ये. And Deshpande, by the way, he's sort of cranked up his engine यार. पहले 2-3 मैच में he was bowling late 130s and early 140s. Now तो he's hitting 145 plus consistently.
वैसे तो ये स्पीड गन भी खराब है. हर्षल पटेल की बॉलिंग को 142 दिखा रहा था. उसकी स्लोअर बॉल को 131 दिखाया. मेरा स्लोअर बॉल 131 कैसे हो सकती है?
बट यार मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है. लाइक
वो दिन हार्दिक पांड्या की बॉल है 146 दिखा रहा है. भाई क्या चल रहा है?
Nandlal says, what happened to Dhoni review system? Bhai, the best of systems, you know, go through maintenance and all of that.
पर धोनी ने बाद में रिव्यू करते साथ ही पूछा भी था पिचिंग का है, but I think.
And I guess they also wanted to get Jaiswal out ASAP because, you know, I don't think they have a lot of left-handers in their this thing middle order. Shimron comes in at number 6. तब तक Padikkal and I forgot Padikkal. Yeah. Maybe
this team is a good matchup with Padikkal. He can play their spin out.
But वो गेम में तो हक दिया ना.
नहीं, उस गेम में वो थिक्सेना को सही खेला था. in that game. I remember.
But I remember him slowing down, him not. Eventually, his innings, if I'm not wrong, against CSK also wasn't that great. Bastab comes in with his first comment. Hello, Bastab. I wonder who Bastab Parida is.
He's like, even I don't know him. Bastab, if you're not subscribed to the channel,
please, and let us know who your favorite team is and why it is KKR. While India have often been criticized, they've been better in giving exposure to smaller nations. Australia and England have been the biggest culprit as far as playing smaller nations is concerned.
Australia तो big time यार. Australia तो मतलब इतना elite mindset है उनका कि कैंसिल कर देते हैं.
वो अफगानिस्तान वही यार
जबरदस्ती कैंसिल कर दिया.
सही में. I completely agree with that. In fact, what India has done for Afghanistan as a cricketing board, BCCI, what they've done, it's almost. I don't think any other board can even come close to what they've done. I don't remember any other gesture or act coming close to that. So definitely. In fact, that was the running joke, right? Ki Naveen Ulhaq is the most. He's the most experienced player in the LSE to have played at Lucknow. Because उनका home ground है ना, तो सबसे ज़्यादा उसी ने खेला है वहाँ पे. तो हरमन संघा coming in with his first comment of the day. Again, new name, आपने सुना? नहीं. Hi Harman. So again, if you're new here, then please hit the subscribe button. Let us know who your favorite team is. Let us know who's going to win. I mean, who you think is going to win tonight, and predict your first inning score. A lot of cool merch to be won. Your comment, I'll just read your comment as well. Hi guys, love your content on this channel. Any thoughts about tomorrow's match, Punjab versus LSE? यार 5 ओवर ही खत्म हुआ यार. बात करेंगे 100% बात करेंगे.
We'll definitely preview that game towards the end of this.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to the KL Rahul derby.
Yeah. And Punjab, like the way they won last time, I hope Dhawan comes back and I hope Livingston clicks.
Punjab is a very exciting game to watch.
Yeah, true. Chandrakant Reddy says, will franchises be able to take bold calls on big players like Virat, Rohit if they become a liability to the team? नहीं भाई.
15 इतने सारा पैसा दिया है, पता हो के भी की liability होने वाले. It's not like they did not know.
Yeah. And
we were doing the math. Rohit Sharma has earned 105 crores in the past 5 years. In the past 5 to 6 years, and he's averaging 20 something, and his strike rate has been 117 in IPL for the past 5-6 years.
Exactly.
So, ऐसा नहीं है कि this is not something that they've known now. This has been a trend for a while now, but they've not done anything.
And also,
and actually, talking about franchises and then taking wild calls, we actually have done a piece today, which specifically dives into it. That
subtle plug alert. So please check our site out. Read all those pieces. In fact, just today, that's a shot. We've published a piece on something that talks about all of these questions. Please go through them. A lot of interesting pieces, a lot of different pieces, something that you won't usually find on other sites. So please go through them as well. And a couple of exclusive interviews. If you guys have already not checked out, then please go to cricket.com and check all of our content out there. And isse pehle, we were talking about, what were we talking about? This Rohit Kohli thing as well itself. The problem is there'll always be a counter argument, brand value and uspe. And you just cannot sort of not deny that.
How about from a franchisee perspective, they are okay to think that way. Na? If some players is getting them the merchandise being sold and the tickets being sold and the overall social numbers to sort of gain, then I mean, unka case bhi sahi hai.
Yeah.
But then those franchises will be very clear that we are not focused on winning so much.
That's where I feel.
Which I've often felt about RCB, to be very honest. That their focus over the years has not been about winning.
No, I get why why someone would think that way. I completely understand where you're coming from, and that's one problem I have with the way IPL franchises are run. Like they look at IPL franchises as a business investment, which isn't the case in other sports. यहाँ पे बैलेंस शीट सच्ची नहीं देखते. इनफैक्ट आई रिमेंबर अमृत मेनन, द प्रीवियस VP of RCB, अभी तो प्रथमेश मिश्रा है, in one of his interviews long back, like 3 years ago, probably, this is COVID, when COVID had just hit, he was talking about how RCB का performance अच्छा नहीं, but then balance sheet देखो, we are the only team that's profitable for the last 2 years. मैंने कहा भाई प्रॉफिट गया भाड़ में.
नहीं, but उनके लिए ठीक है ना.
भाई as a fan I'm saying, I'm not saying, again guys, I'm not saying he is wrong. मैं अपना ओपिनियन बता रहा हूँ. हम लोग सपोर्ट इसीलिए नहीं कर रहे कि ये प्रॉफिटेबल है, हम लोग सपोर्ट कर रहे ताकि जीतेंगे. Oh, Basta Parida, our latest subscriber, coming in with
on fire today.
with another comment today. He says RCB recorded a year-on-year brand value growth of 34% to $68 million last year. Would it have been possible without the value that Virat Kohli
Not
brings
at
to
all.
the table?
Not
Of course
at all.
not.
And-
Of course not. And like I said, we cannot deny that. We cannot deny the fact that these guys actually bring in a lot of money by means of sponsorship. Oh, that's another four. It's hard. It's really hard. It's a
Yeah.
very tricky situation. It's a very slippery
But
slope.
then, I mean, teams should be ready to make those compromises.
They should. Ideally, they should.
Because, I mean, if not for Virat Kohli's star value, he would have been dropped in the midway of last season. And, I mean,
But that's the thing, right? Like, given what he's done for RCB before, even in terms of performances, it's hard. Like,
true, but the metric is different for different players.
I agree. Sooner or later, definitely, he would have definitely faced the axe.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, coming back to the match, 64 for no loss in 6 overs. RR, sorry. Still sort of reeling from yesterday's loss, I guess.
I'm actually, just want to take this comment before I go. Indian content consumerism is driven by star culture. That is pretty true.
Yeah,
and actually, Dhoni ka star value is what even the almighties are trying to sort of juice up and for the IPL. I'm just thinking that after there will come a time when Dhoni has to move on. There will come a time when Virat has to move on. Who's that next?
In fact, there's a time when CSK and RCB will have to move on from them. And there's just one thing about all these comments. Basta bhai, एक होता है plug करना अपने article को, दूसरा होता है सीधा article से छापना. But guys, lot of extremely good insights, just like the last 3 comments from Basta. In fact, he's the author of the piece. So please check the piece without fail. And on that note, we'll have Akash and Nikhil come in right now. Yep.
Hello.
Hello guys, the lights are so bright here. It's just like Rajasthan start. Can't say the same about Chennai.
Yeah, but again, looks like a very good deck, as said in the pitch report. Rare occasion where the pitch report seemed to be right. But yeah, let's see if it slows down, because this is the period where Chennai have always been the one that they come back in the game. So interesting times, and Jaddu, it will be again. Let's see.
You think Jaddu will make a impact?
Yeah, I think this is even more crucial for someone like a Jaiswal, because he's slowed down very often in the power play. So this is the phase where he would not want to do that.
Yeah.
So if he continues to take risk, it will keep Jadeja, and Jadeja has dismissed many left-handers in this very season. So
that's true.
Interesting times now.
We saw that even in the last game, I think against RCB, where he's gone for the audacious one, and that's a 6.
Yeah,
what a shot!
I was just
What a shot!
I was just looking for his matchups, but for now,
doesn't matter. He's basically gone from a negative matchup to a positive. I mean, from positive to a negative matchup, and he's saying I'll still take him on.
but
He's become a right-hander and still hitting him for a 6. This is
great shot.
Is something you
Very
should
good
not
shot.
be. This is illegal. This is not something you should do.
No, it's fine. When you have a season where Rane has the very good strike rate in power play with versus pace, it's okay. Some surprises for Chennai are also fine.
Yeah, I think this is the first time Chennai's bowling attack has been exposed to this level.
Not the first
No,
time.
I mean,
they've had starts where pace has traveled. So let's see.
And that's a brilliant half century from
Well done, Jaiswal.
50 of 26. Unlike last game, he never slowed down on this, and he just kept.
But now is
pressing
the challenge. I'm not being very harsh or something. Great 50, but now is the time to make this into a proper 80-90 of the next 20 balls. So that's where the power score comes in. And Harman says, I don't think CSK bowlers have impressed much this season. Well, they are at the top of the table because of the wickets that they've taken.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they've kept them to a total where their batting can chase, or vice versa.
No, I don't think they've chased. I mean, they have chased what 2 or 3 games, but more or less it's been even defending, right? You have to have a good bowling attack to defend. You can't just defend. I mean, you just ask RCB. You can't just defend total. So,
let's see.
Yeah, it should be interesting how Dhoni manages resources, because it's not turning, it's not swinging. There's nothing on this pitch. So it's either Patirana who who is going to be, influential in this game.
And Tikshina starts off with a single. Good.
This is his third over. Already he's bowled 2 overs.
Yeah, and as
Okay, you can see Dhoni setting his fields.
The traffic police is back.
Traffic police is back.
Yeah, I mean, he's done this time and again with so many attacks where you feel that does he have the attack to do well? Just finding him, but this is a good test. You'd want those tests to come because you know the bowling is not that great on flat decks. So again, it will put the batting under pressure. But again, as you said, good time to impress people more if they can find a way back.
Okay, let me throw open a tough question for you. So, do you think Jaiswal? Do you see Jaiswal? Oh, that
there is
turned a lot. That turned a lot.
Yes, Moeen Ali and Ashwin both. I think
they have Zampa as well.
Yeah, they have Zampa as well, and
they have a trio of spinners.
Yeah, and this was very well bowled.
It's
how did that miss the off stump?
When it's not your day, it's not your day, and that's
maybe it is. It is Moeen Ali's day. Let's see. It is Moeen Ali's day.
And Tikshna's livid. I'm sure he's not livid with Dhoni. He's livid with how that ball missed the off stump.
The luck there.
The juju. And not going CSK's way. Okay. The question I had for you is, do you think Jaiswal should play for India in the next year? Considering how the other openers are panned and what he brings to the table, because we have seen Ishan Kishan and he's been very lukewarm, right? So do you see that happening?
Yeah, he will be in the radar, but I just don't think it's going to happen immediately because you have Gill and Ruturaj who seem better in the pecking order to come in. And talking about coming in, I think Gurkirat is waiting to come in and strike for Chennai. Almost did, Gurkirat. Almost struck as you came.
Yeah.
Not in any other sense. Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah.
I was also wearing a yellow turban in that intro.
That's what you're wondering. How did that happen?
Yeah.
I can wear all color turbans. I have a lot of them. But I was in the background, and on your question about should Yashasvi be playing for India, I don't think he's yet played for India A. So I suppose after this IPL, the first thing has to be to blood him into India A. Him being a left-hander is a huge advantage because Gill, Ruturaj, Shaw, and most of the other batters who are in the pipeline, they are right-handers. He's a left-hander.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's shown so far that he's better than.
Oh, it's given a wide. I don't think they'll
marginal
review.
Call, they lost the review.
They've lost the review, so I don't think they'll review on this. Yeah, sorry. Continue, Gurkirat.
Yeah, so he has an average of 80 in first-class cricket. In List A, he has an average of 53. Maybe we could argue that his strike rate in List A could go up. It's 86, 87. But and in this year's SM80, this has actually been a very good battle between these two.
Yeah,
and which is why I want Moeen Ali to come in next over because perfect guy to get the dip and the bold. To both Jaiswal, he could get Jaiswal stumped.
Yeah,
and of course we got Butler out before. Yeah, there is a matchup, Moeen Ali versus Butler, but yeah. There are some people who don't believe in that matchup, but it's okay. We'll still stick to it. Let's go.
As long as
you should name those people.
Of course. If you know, you know. So let's leave it there. And I think Chennai definitely need a wicket because he's saying Abbas goes on to say Dhoni doing mistake by bowling Tikshana's third over.
No.
Again, I think it's more like damage control, right? At this point, he needs wickets, and he knows that he has Patirana to bank on the death. So that's a cushion he has. So I don't think it's a wrong option. If you get a wicket, if he had gotten a wicket here, if he had gotten 2 wickets here, then you would have.
And he has bowled well, to be honest. It's just like the margins haven't.
No, and the same people will then be calling it a master stroke. So it's all about.
That was a very risky single. We would have had a rant ready.
Any other good fielder, probably Jadeja there would have.
Yeah.
I think Gaikwad was a little slow to attack.
Yeah, but I just feel Butler is going to do something here. I don't know if it will be a reverse or a proper dink, but there is something coming. Let's see.
Let's see, and he's
Yeah, he's of course
comfortably
in.
in. And it's
I,
deflected off.
I think Gaikwad was not aware of the opportunity there. Probably it just seemed like
Yeah.
that it
Possible.
took a bit too long to decide which end to throw on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Chalo.
Introspect goes on to predict a total of 192, which
Yeah.
after the start, and that's
This might be
gone.
gone. This might be gone.
That is gone. Yes.
Hi.
Jadeja. Yes, finally,
Just
as Nikhil predicted, yeah, Jadeja has picked a wicket here.
just routine stuff. Very happy because again you could feel that tension.
Yeah.
The three balls that he bowled to the Thikshana balls that he got, Butler got. He was itching to get going and wasn't timing. So
Yeah.
just the perfect place, perfect time, and yeah,
And
just
perfect
miss it.
delivery to kind of get a wicket.
Yeah, and Dubey Derby, Dubey takes the catch.
Yeah, it's a Dubey
Of course,
derby.
it's Jadeja. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's a royal dismissal.
It's
Let's
a royal
call it a royal
clash.
dismissal. Yep. But yes, important wicket for Chennai. They needed that. Do you send Padikkal now?
I guess
Sunset.
so. I guess they will send in Padikkal maybe.
Then that brings Moin Ali, but
Again,
let's
there's
see.
not a lot of turn, right? I mean, there is turn, but it only depends on how good you bowl.
Yeah.
Tikshna could get it because he could, like I think he was gripping his ball something like this,
Yeah,
and then he
sideways.
could get the ball to
Side
turn.
spin. Yeah.
It-
Babu
I
Rao is
actually-
saying my jinx worked. If that exists, sir,
No,
everything
that
exists.
Yeah. That's a career for people like me.
Yeah, मेरी videos
Oh, Birkirat, wait, your video is gone.
Yeah.
नहीं तुसी पिछे ना जाओ की करना है मैं करता हूँ
Okay.
Oh, we have some this thing, but yeah, Vidit goes on to say Jadeja the new look. Yeah, sorry, Gurkirat. You're saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that there is some turn available because Tikshana showed it, and I think actually to get turn, what pace you bowl at is important because
Yeah.
Tikshana, it's almost seemed like that he was bowling on a different pitch. 13 runs in 3 overs is just too good. We'll have to see how, because again they're playing Zampa today, so if you trust Zampa to also slow it down if there's turn available. So would be interesting how the trio of Rajasthan bowls, because last game I thought that spin trio was instrumental in registering a narrow win over Chennai. Might be in case if it happens.
Yeah, I think that spin tray also featured in the game against Gujarat.
Yeah.
Where they were not. I mean, you won't call it exactly very good, but they were still impressive with how they made a comeback. So it'll be interesting to see how Chennai go about playing spin. Again, do you see this as a surface where you can have 3 spinners, Gurkirat?
Very difficult one to answer, but I think what allows you to play that, what gives you that confidence to play that spinner is that the straight boundaries being longer just give you that extra margin to take that gamble. But this pitch today doesn't really seem like the pitch on which that Lucknow Rajasthan game happened. It definitely looks to be a much truer pitch. Although Dhoni said at the toss that the bounce has been inconsistent, which might be true in the second half. But yes, I think one major factor of playing the third spinner is the long boundaries, especially the straight boundaries. So, I don't think even if say the pitch is offering grip, you can play 3 spinners at an Eden. I mean, unless you have the quality of what Kolkata has. But it's difficult to play any 3 random spinners or just 3 spinners on grounds like Wankhede or Eden, just because of the size of the venue. So I think the size really plays a huge part sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. And Chuchan goes on to say, are losing today, Butler didn't fire. Oh!
Yeah, just stat, teller, whatever this is.
Others firing doesn't matter. I mean, it looks like Chuchant has captain Butler in his fantasy team.
Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah,
everyone did. So
he's like,
okay.
Butler didn't fire. I don't care about others. You can go to hell or wherever you want to go. I don't care. My game is done. Ooh.
But I'm very interested to see how Samson bats, because amongst all the teams, he has one of the
worst record.
His record against Chennai is very bad. He's only had 150, which was in that game in 2020 in Sharjah, the opener for both the teams. Otherwise,
he
he's
opened
really
up
struggled
Chennai like
against.
Yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise, he's really struggled against Chennai in the league. I think he has an
Yeah.
average of 18 or something, or maybe 17.
Yeah, it's less
Yeah.
than that, but maybe, yeah, I think this is a crucial lock for him. And
it'll be also be interesting to see how Jaiswal
the
goes
option,
about
yeah,
his
yeah,
things, because
sure.
he's had a very good head start.
Yeah.
So it now depends on him whether he continues the momentum or he loses the momentum.
Yeah.
Because we have seen him even in the game against Bangalore, he lost his momentum, and then there was
Ooh, nicely done.
and he couldn't go anywhere from there. So
Yeah.
that would probably be the barrier that is still preventing him
Yes.
from playing for at the higher levels. So
Fair,
maybe
fair.
let's see if he could get past that today. Yeah, talking about matchups here is one waiting to happen, or
Yeah, I don't think he's going to risk now, because the last time he got a very good ball. So he's probably just going to play out Jadeja, and I just don't know why it's time for Moeen Ali. Or, of course, Patirana can come in now. But yeah, Moeen is the best time. See, you could tempt Samson as well with Moeen Ali. It's not just that, and he's a good spinner. He can get the ball to turn like how Tikshana did, and
That's true.
let's see.
Yeah.
At least one is worth it. I'm sure Patirana will come first, and then we'll see Moeen if at all.
I think double A, like the battery goes on to say, Padikkal will be a mistake. It will allow Dhoni to go with some Moeen overs. Just send Samson. Yeah, I think they've heard you, double A, and they've sent in Samson. So again, you could have it either way, right? You could even say that. I mean, Moeen is still here. It doesn't matter if it's a right-hander. Samson walking in, Moeen is here.
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully, he can take a few and just open this game up for Chennai. Let's see.
I think Samson might just still hold on in this over. Maybe in the next over he goes big, because it's just been 3 deliveries for him, and the last 2 results will be on his mind, because I really don't think that Rajasthan can afford to lose today, because if they do, if Chennai win today, I think we can be assured of one team really being in the top 2. I think Chennai would have seen that spot in that top 2, and Rajasthan would have made things really difficult for them. Top 2 would be out of question for Rajasthan. Then they'll have to fight for top 2.
What a shot!
Lovely shot. Gave himself room. And maybe the slowness or the length actually helped him. But no problem, Moeen. Let's go again. He will keep coming down. Hopefully misses a sweep and gets stumped. Let's see.
But the amount of power he must have generated, because it was really more slower, and I don't think that he the ball landed where exactly Yashasvi thought it would land. It was a little short in terms of length, but outstanding.
This great.
Almost called that again after missing a sweep and getting out. But okay, let's see. Let's go, Jaiswal. Let's go. Keep going.
Sanjay Bharati goes on to say, do you think Rahane? Yeah, it's taking a time to. I mean, it's taking its time to process, but I'm sure it'll over the course of this run chase. Hopefully we won't see Dhoni come out and do all of the theatrics, but
hopefully yes.
We won't have
Murli brought it up at the toss today.
Yeah. I mean that's actually interesting. I mean he brought it up because if it was some other captain he would have never brought it up. I mean, taking the question, do you think Rahane turnover happened because he got more game time to work on his game, or do you think player need more time to work on their game, not simply playing games continuously? It's a tricky question. Let's have Gurkirat answer it first.
Honestly, I think only someone like Rahane can answer this, because if we look at the domestic cricket that he played prior to the IPL, it's not that he had set the stage on fire.
Of course.
People are talking about him scoring runs in Ranji, but
that was close. Sorry,
that did turn a lot. So there is enough turn.
So that 190 and that 200 that he got, it was against the 2 teams who were the bottom 2 in that group, and everyone had scored runs. When Ajinkya got that 200 versus Assam, there was Prithvi Shaw scoring 379 versus Assam.
Yeah.
When sorry, 191. When Ajinkya got that 200 versus Hyderabad, Yashasvi scored 100, Sarfraz scored 100, Surya Kumar Yadav scored 100. So I don't think, on the basis of what happened in domestic cricket, we can really say that there was a huge change in his game. So it's very difficult to say what changes have happened for him to bat like this, because we are not privy to what happens in the nets or what is happening in the team meetings. So any theory that comes up right now will be on the basis of some conjecture and some assumptions. Very difficult to put a finger on one thing, to be very honest. So if there's someone who can answer this question with with
Assurity.
complete detail, is Ajinkya Rahane himself, because we don't have any evidence or any proof to talk about what changes have happened in his game. But yeah, him going after spinners the way he's done is something which even peak Rahane, what we might call, say, from 2020.
Old.
Ball did
That kept a bit
bounce,
low.
yeah.
An uneven bounce is something that MS thought would happen, and that was the ball that Samson got. And Sushant, I think Paji's given his enough thoughts, essays, and rants, everything on Rahane getting picked for
Go to my
WTC.
Twitter profile and read. Go to my Twitter profile, search Rahane, you'll get it. Let's not disturb others.
I'll ask Paji one thing. Paji, predict the score for the end of innings, this one.
I think 193 is something that I'll go with.
Fair.
Interesting. I think we had one from Babura or somebody who commented 195 or 196. So yeah, pretty much on the same line. Again, Babura goes on to say, thoughts on the pitch so far look like a flatty, but that Tikshna over made the pitch talk a bit interesting. Yes. Yeah.
I think it's something that has been the case with Jaipur, where power play it's the best time to bat, and it does slow down and show its characteristics after the power play. So let's see if it continues to slow down or it remains good to bat, or whether it was just Jaiswal being Jaiswal.
Because at the toss, Dhoni said that it won't change a lot. Even the second innings is going to be good to bat, and this surface is not going to change a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how Rajasthan go about setting a total, because that's been a tricky one, right? I mean, if you go for a 200 and end up scoring a 160, 170, that's game over. But if you go slowly, then in the end you have to play catch up cricket. So it's a very tricky
double-edged kind of sword. But I think they'll figure on the way in terms of how it goes, because they have batting left, and that is what Rajasthan will bank on. That, of course, not going to talk about how they are using people with the bat, but they have wickets left at least on paper.
I have a question to both of you. Do you think this is the best that Jadeja has bowled in T20s in a long time? I mean, I'm trying to think when was the last time he bowled this well, and my mind's going back to pre-2015, because I think post-2015, especially the 2015 ODI World Cup, I thought, Jadeja, the white ball bowler, became very predictable, and that was evident in his returns for India and otherwise. So I think that he's probably, bowled the way he used to bowl in that, around 2013 when he got that. I think he was the best bowler in that tournament, 2013 championship. So I think he's bowling in white ball. He's bowling as well as what he did in that 2013 to 2014, or maybe that period. What do you guys think?
Nikhil, what do you think about Jadeja's transformation, as people call it?
I think he's just looked far more confident in terms of his abilities versus left-handed batters. I think versus right-handed batters, it always felt that he had the options and he would get them out. But it's versus the left-handed batters that you always see him darted on the pads or bowl a very, very defensive line. So I think there is definitely something that has been worked on in the like the background, that this is the line you have to, and MS has also used him better. Earlier he would never bowl him if there was a lefty on strike, but that is not the case even now. He's giving him that confidence, or maybe he's seeing that confidence. It's there. Oh, sorry. So I think
this shouldn't be a wide. This shouldn't be a wide.
It's a harsh call, but again, you can't waste a review because one is already gone, so they have to play it safe. But yeah, I mean, just to complete this conversation, I think, I agree with both of you that Jadeja has improved massively as a bowler. And that has to do with how rightly
Yeah.
pointed out that Dhoni using him, and I feel that the return to Chepauk has also boosted his confidence. You could see that
Yeah.
he knows that he's going to have 7 games where it's going to properly turn.
Yeah.
So he can bank on that to gain confidence, and that's what a shot!
Oh,
Wow!
great stop.
Talk about Jadeja.
Of course, it is Jadeja. Of
It is
course, it is
Jadeja.
Jadeja.
With
Yeah,
his right
that one did not need any guesses.
Yeah.
I think with all due respect, we could say that there's only one fielder in that Chennai 11 who could have probably made that stop. Maybe Conway second.
Yeah, that's true. And the others are already on the bench. Oh, what a save!
Excellent. Yeah, what an athlete. What an
That
athlete.
too, it is wrong hand, right?
Yeah.
It's
And in the motion,
incredible.
it's not that he had time to do something about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I just hope that he, in these attempts, he doesn't get injured, because in the last 2 years, he's been injured a lot.
Oh, so that didn't
almost.
carry. They had a few dodgy runs as well, huh? I mean,
This is a particle setup, right? Remember that game RCB vs Chennai when Shardul Thakur bowled that short ball and then particle hit it straight to. So it's a
deep square.
Yeah, Dhoni tends to keep these kind of fields to players who struggle against shorter deliveries.
Yeah.
And could have nearly been a wicket. Would have been singing praises now. But unfortunately, we'll be taking questions. Jaiswal should open for India in T20I. He has skill, power, and temperament. Plus, he is a lefty. We desperately need. Yeah, I think if you rewind, this is what we were also discussing. To quickly sum it up, Gurkirat, you have 30 seconds. Quickly sum it up.
I agree with skill and temperament, but I think the power game needs a lot of work. And next time, don't give me 30 seconds. That's unfair on me.
No, because we have already talked about it.
I can't always sum up things in 30 seconds. I am that person who would write one-line answers even for MCQs. And I did not change even after getting negative marks for it. So
So he's like KL only.
Yeah, he needs time.
He's doing what he wants only, even if the question is something else.
No, he's like, I need time, just like KL Rahul.
Exactly.
Like 61 of.
And even though it's not the right question, he's still saying, I'll do that only. So, you cannot go after KL Rahul. We have proof on air.
But I still finish off well, okay? I still finish with a good point.
That is subjective. That is subjective.
Yeah, see, Gurkirat, I gave you 30 seconds. If it was Nikhil, I would give him 15 seconds right now. And for me, it will be 5 seconds. So that's how the clock works here.
Short.
Oh, well tried. Excellent stop, Conway.
As Gurkirat called it, the second best fielder in this Jadeja's, in this Chennai setup is Conway, and he's shown why. It's a brilliant save from him.
I just hope he's fine. He's holding his knee.
He is fine.
Okay. Great.
All is well.
Yeah. And AA goes on to add, post-injury, Jadeja has been bowling very well. Maybe he's worked on something during that rehab time. Yes, and something that I'm hoping we'll get to know. Because again, transparency is the last thing that you get.
I don't think you'll get to know anything with Jadeja. He's not somebody who's going to open up about his game.
I'm not expecting him to open up. I'm hoping by the time the World Cup comes around, there is some good interview where he just spills the beans a bit. I'm not looking for details.
Oh, slow delivery.
That's a good start for Patirana despite those flurry of twos. 1 over 9 runs, 12 overs, 113.
Face Fisher tongue out.
I have a feeling that someone like Holder will also have a role to play today with the ball, with his cutters. Because it now seems like the ball's really stopping a lot. And, the more you watch, it just feels like that what happened in the power play was just down to maybe Jaiswal, displaying some tremendous amount of skills. Because if Samson is finding it difficult to time the ball, then you could say that maybe the pitch is stopping a little bit, or it just has that inconsistent bounce which MS had mentioned. But I now feel that Samson's played 14 balls. He'll now start going big.
Yeah, this is the over. Jadeja either takes a wicket or gives 2 boundaries. Let's see. Cricketcomtv, I was actually looking at it. They're projecting 175 for 4, and then Chennai to score only 137.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Is that a 4? Yeah, a 4. Good start for Jaiswal.
Brilliant.
First boundary in.
Yeah, brilliant shot from Jaiswal.
107. That was 107.
Of course, he's bowling to a left-hander, and he tends to bowl faster to left-handers because to tempt them into a shot, and this is brilliant.
Jaiswal was just waiting for it.
the fastest delivery by a spinner in this IPL is by Chawla, right? 170.
Yeah,
Yeah.
116. Think around
Okay.
something around that.
In Kuldeep bowled one in that
Oh
range.
yeah, Kuldeep against Russell.
Catch it!
Nobody's
Oh,
there.
sorry.
And that's
Couple?
Chennai's second best fielder.
I think they'll run 3 now.
Yeah, possible. That went.
No,
He
no.
should have ran 3.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just wanted to strike.
Yeah. Because
He's timing
again,
it
right
better.
matchup, we can keep going every ball. And then thank you for those predictions. 195 says Sachin Kumar. It does look like they should get over par in terms of how they're going. And that's a flat one. Well bowled, well fielded. Is that a run out? No, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. This is Chennai we are talking about. Yeah, they don't do it here. They don't do these kind of things.
Jaiswal needs to change those pads, yaar. He's like, those are 15-20-year-old pads, and they are actually so big. I think Ganguly used to use similar kind of pads. if I'm not-
Yeah.
Even MS.
Yeah, MS. Yeah, exactly. MS start of his career used. I mean, he still
Even
has.
Navs is the same ones.
Yeah, still has the. Yeah, it's for you, Gurkirat. The comment: short answers are overrated.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Marks are overrated, Paji.
That I won't say. I got good marks.
Oh, 4. Well done. Samson, we have the 2 boundaries in. Last ball of Jadeja's spell. Let's see if Samson looks to go big or just plays him out. The stage is set though.
But
200.
it does look like a surface there. I think Rahane might succeed. There is some sort of like feeling that I have that Rahane will succeed here. And obviously, he's a leading run scorer at the venue as well, so that makes it easier.
Had a very good 100 against Delhi in 2019, where he had played similar shots that he played in the last game versus Kolkata. I mean, he had played, if I'm not wrong, I think he had played the paddle to Morris. Or maybe Rabada, one of them. But he took both Morris and Rabada for a lot of runs in that game. Was only probably was not out by the end of the game. It's unfortunate that innings ended up on the losing side. Because both Shikhar and Pant again played very good innings in that chase. But I also think that Rahane could be the key batter because he know this surface at the back of his hand, given how much cricket he's played here. So yeah.
Actually, it's very interesting that we are all naming Rahane because he has crazy number of matchups in this game, and it is going to be very interesting to see how he, like, one of his worst records. The top 3 bowlers they are playing today.
So it's what? Ashwin, Chahal, and Zampa.
Zampa a bit.
Okay.
But the Trent Bolt is not playing, of course, so he's out.
He's saved.
He's saved in that sense. But I think it will be interesting because Rahane is playing a key role. So let's see how that pans out.
If I'm not wrong, in that 2020 season, Bolt dismissed Rahane thrice. He played 3 out of 4.
So I'll give you those numbers. I had them open. Rahane versus Ashwin, 5 dismissals. Rahane versus Sandeep Sharma, 2 dismissals. Chahal, 3 dismissals. Bolt, 3 dismissals.
6.
This might be out. No, this might be out.
Oh,
lovely!
They have caught it.
Tushar Deshpande.
My
So
God.
Samson,
What an interesting move.
Yeah, Samson has just scored what was his average against CSK.
Yeah.
Average against high pace, right? That's what you want to say?
No, CSK.
No, that was a cutter. And
but well bowled by Tushar, but very, very brave shot to play. I mean, on this deck.
I mean, he had to go for it.
Yeah, but
if he doesn't, then the rest of them are not going to be used. I think we missed a couple of comments.
Yeah, sorry for that.
One was on Patirana. He nearly
clicking
clicked
150.
So that's a positive sign. I don't think Chennai have seen a bowler who can click 150 ever in their history.
No wonder Dhoni went. He's our Malinga. So,
because Adam Milne is possibly the only one I can remember who bowled at a high pace. But from that, there's nobody from Chennai ever in like.
Bollinger used to touch 140, I think.
But 150, I don't think anyone was there.
Not 150, 140 he used to do. Hilfenhaus, I'm not sure if he was.
140 max, like 145 max.
That's what I mean. In Chennai's history, probably Flintoff, if he was not injured, he could have. But apart from that, I don't think anyone was there who could bowl 150. So it's a big thing. I mean,
I'm
first
sorry,
time,
I just again got lost.
Did Makai Antini bowl 150 when he played for because
Maybe
he
could have.
could have.
he played for
Could have,
Chennai in that first season, even took a hat
Yeah,
trick.
of course, was that
2009 hat trick.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one realized that it was a hat trick because it came
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
so many gaps in those consecutive deliveries. I think
definitely.
Yeah.
2 wickets 1 wicket in the power play and then 2 wickets at the death.
No, 2 wickets in the power play, and then
One at
first
the end.
ball when he returned, he got a wicket.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a.
But
I don't think
no one
even
had realized it was a hat trick.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
Antony, I don't think realized that was a hat trick. So it was
But
that
yeah,
kind of a game.
Hetmyer is in. 14 overs, probably
Oh.
the right time to get him in.
Interesting.
Of course, Padikkal
What if he
goes.
gets out now?
So that's okay.
No, then who are their finishers? Then they have to
Padikkal
ask
older.
Padikkal to.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think, sorry, I will again say it is a very, very interesting move to get Deshpande now. So maybe it was a.
Oh,
Yeah,
Shivam
it should be
Dubey,
fine.
culprit.
That you can't ask for too much. You just took a
I
catch
know.
here. You got Samson out. Don't expect
No, that is
too many
Gaikwad,
things.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
take it. Fair. Prananandan says Pathirana should be difficult to play on these surfaces, right? Lower trajectory on wicket with lower bounce and with a bit of pace on the wicket. Yeah, ideally, I think Pathirana will be difficult to face starting off because you can prepare for it. Rajasthan did. They had a net bowler to prepare for him, but again, it's different facing him in the game and as per the deck. So let's see how that goes. This is a crucial phase.
When I saw that footage, right, I was very surprised. I'm like, well, you have Malinga.
Yeah,
you
just
literally
make him
have
go.
the dad. Just ask him to bowl.
Yes, Baji.
I think one of the reasons why they've sent in Hetmyer today ahead of Particle is because they realize that this is not the kind of surface where you can just come and hit.
Come in and hit.
ball.
Okay, yeah.
So they probably want Hetmyer to take those 5-6 deliveries, maybe even 10 deliveries, and then give himself the best chance of going big at the death. So given how the pitch is, I think it's the right move because they can't afford today Particle to come in, then struggle, waste a few balls, and then take the entire. It's not his fault. I'm not going to blame him because he's
That's a four. That's a four.
That's
Yeah,
a
it is a four. Well played.
Again, you should not expect too much from Dubey as a fielder.
Yeah. And Nachiket, yes, Tushar needs one more for purple cap. Probably one of the most surprising purple cap holders. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, I don't.
But
think,
anyways, just credit to him. He's bowled well whenever he has gotten a chance to do that.
And credit to the management for trusting him because after that game he had against GP.
Even last year he started, but eventually fell out of.
He did. No, I'm saying after going for nearly 60 runs, right?
Yeah.
You would have expected any other team to drop him. I mean, I'm obviously talking about Delhi, but like,
catch it!
And that's the purple cap, is
Catch
it?
It
is a purple cap.
2 strikes, both big wickets. He has Samson out. He has Jaiswal out.
Made in what? Mumbai Maidans. All three
Mumbaikars. Yes.
Made in the
Azad Maidan FC. Assemble, however you want to call it. But yeah, that is a very, very possible game changing over that.
Yeah.
And again, very, very, I'll still again say very brave move or great move to get Tushar now. You usually keep 2 for him towards the end. So yes.
But I think Dhoni, I mean, how can a skipper be like this proactive? I mean, like we can only assume things, right? But if we were doing it, I don't think any of us would have bowled Tushar Deshpande, and he's got 2 wickets, 2 important wickets.
This is why it's Dhoni and it's not Juju.
I don't think. I think it was definitely a high risk move because Samson was going to go big and he's good versus pace. But the fact that he deceived Samson with the slower ball up front, and it's it's not just the slower ball which is what is important. If that slower ball would have been full, Samson would have probably still taken enough toll of it and found the bound. It's just the length at which he bowled that slower ball was also important.
And actually, and just to add to that, I felt in this setup, Tushar is the only one who can hit the deck and beat people. So I think that could possibly the reason that he felt that there is some hold. So maybe this was the better, and Dhoni is definitely not happy with something there. He's like, don't defend yourself.
Yeah, baat mat kar.
Baad mein baat karenge. Okay. He wanted the throw maybe.
Still not particle.
Of course, fair. No? Like, I mean, Dhruv Jorel, you have. He's been doing well.
This is where eventually they will get exposed, right? See, if say, Jorel gets out, or say Hetmyer gets out, then you don't have a choice but to play Padikkal in the last 5. Just play him. I mean, it's like, I understand that there's some sort of, you lost some momentum. Maybe you could have just asked Padikkal to go out and play his natural game. Maybe you would have found a boundary or two extra than he would.
Yeah, possibly. So it's like what you're expecting of him to do towards the end, just do it now.
Yeah, exactly. And because eventually he's going to bat. I mean, otherwise, why is he in the team? That's
okay. No, I understand what you are saying, but I think like I said with the Hetmyer dismissal, this is not an easy pitch to just come in and hit. And they have in the 3 games that they have lost, in 2 of them you could probably say that Padikkal getting stuck in between hurt them. Again, it's not Padikkal's fault because he's not being used properly. So today they want to avoid that. Today they want to maximize their 2 batters who've been in good hitting form. They want to give them the best chance possible. If they don't come off, then they don't come off. You don't have an option. You have to send Padikkal, which is still better than sending your last 3-4 batters or someone who someone who can't bat at all. So I think this time they are banking on their better players to do the job, and they are keeping Padikkal as a security. It's somewhat like how maybe Bangalore used Anuj Rawat in one of those games. Although I didn't agree with them subbing him at that point of time. But I think because Padikkal at number 3, number 4 hasn't worked. Last game he batted well, and last game he actually did well, and you can't really fault him. But I just think given the pitch that it is today, they suspect that Padikkal might struggle. So might as well give those an over or 10 balls to your better hitters who can actually give better returns if they get there.
I mean, right now it feels like both teams are bowling or batting their best players ahead. And it's like the game will get over in 15 overs and then we can all chill. It's that kind of a fast forward. It's IPL on steroids, as people would call it. It's fast forward cricket. Yeah, I mean, if that's why it's interesting, right? You have somebody like Padikkal who his role is very confusing right now. You made it that way. I mean, the Royals have made it that way. Then what? I mean, just not pick him and pick somebody else. You're making his life also difficult. You're making it. See, he'll come out to bat, and if he struggles, it's eventually going to impact his career.
Yeah, I think it's maybe one of those compromises that people have to do in terms of what MS said the other day about Rahane, that you want to give people their best positions, but it is not always possible to do that in a franchise when you have so many people who bring so many different things. So eventually somebody is the one who has to be compromised, and in this setup it definitely feels that Padikkal is the one. So I think you are okay. 181 says Akash.
He's after the double wicket over, he's like, let's keep it to 180 and not go to 200.
Rohit says 206. That could be a lot again, but possible.
Yeah, quite possible.
And yes, Moin Ali, time for a wicket. Let's go.
On that Padikkal front, I think they are stuck because someone like a Parag's also not scoring runs. Maybe if Parag was scoring runs, they would have dropped him. And what has happened with Padikkal is, even when he's playing the Syed Mushtaq Ali, he's not going hard in the power play. His power play numbers just make sure that you don't want to open with him either. So you want to then maximize. So I think both Padikkal and RR right now are stuck with each other. And if you are in Padikkal's shoes, you would probably still want to take whatever opportunity comes your way rather than be on the bench. Because if you are going to be on the bench, it's not that you are going to convince anyone else. It's only going to hit your stocks more. So innings like the ones that he played in the last game versus Bangalore will help Padikkal's case. And I really feel that he's someone who should work on his power game a lot more because he has those long fingers and he can access those few lengths which would put.
That's easy in the end.
Yeah.
Was it Gaikwad? No. Full sleeve. Yeah.
And yes, Pranana, that's what we were discussing, that it's better strategy to send your hitters early on slower surfaces so that they can get in and take advantage of the harder ball than fretting over the fact that what will happen if they get out. Because again, you're hoping for the best scenario to work for your best players. So I think it's a perfectly fair way to go. And of course, it may come off, it may not come off, but at least it has logic to that.
It is a tough call again.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's always like that, right? If they lose 2 wickets from here, why did they do it?
Yeah.
But
It's a tougher call batting first.
Yeah,
of course. It is a tougher call batting first only because while chasing, you at least have the option that okay, you know the target, so the calculation is far more easier. And yes, they've rotated
Moin has
strike.
only gone for what 4, 5, 6 runs in this over. It's already a very good over considering the circumstances, and that's how just Dhoni gets the best out of his bowlers. 1-2 overs, 1-2 overs. You will not even realize that they've bowled 1-2 overs.
Headman takes a risk now, or just little. Of course, I'm not saying he's going to go in the air, but let's see if it's there. He'll want a boundary to just not let the Moin Ali over go.
You think he's going to walk down the? Oh no! It's just
no, good ball
just
actually.
A single.
Didn't allow him to do anything else.
That's 17 runs of Moin Ali's 2 overs. That's great spell considering how they started.
Yeah.
So I mean, power play could again be the difference.
Yes, and that's what you are seeing in every game. That it's the power play where people are now, because of that extra batter, the impact player, you are able to go harder in the power play.
Not every
apart from some, of course, there is always a super giant who is never going to agree to that kind of strategy, but
or a capital punishment.
Just things that
there's a difference between
know.
lacking skill and there's a difference between lacking intent.
Yeah,
and
true.
Of course, lacking skills and lacking intent are not the concerns which we have for the two people.
Oh, okay, of course. And it's a segue to them. Thank you, Gurkirat, for being there.
Yep.
We hope your prediction comes true.
Yep. Cheers.
Yeah, I mean that's the double sub.
He's
time.
telling you also get out. There's no need.
Yeah.
Get people in.
Get new.
Oh, hi guys. I'm back, and with me is the RCB guy, of course, Akshay. Yeah. So, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Samson 17 of 17. Very much upset.
Yeah, actually, I remember last year till the very end of the season. I think playoffs se pehle tak Samson did not even play a single game with a negative impact knock. But this season, so many times he has played those run-a ball or less than run-a ball innings.
Pata nahi, matlab they were at 64 at the end of the power play and now 139 at the end of the 15. That means
ball, bhai.
How do you even play that? That's an excellent ball there. Matlab kya, they've scored 75 runs in the last 9 overs. I'm not saying it's slow, but given the start, they would have, I would imagine, looking at, they would have been targeting 200.
210.
Yeah, at least.
200 भी touch, I don't think so. 200 touch हो सकते हैं.
Yeah, because Patirana का ही 3 over बचा, Tikshana भी करेगा. I don't know how will they handle Tikshana. Abhas Kunde says last game DDP scored most of his runs in 2 overs from Vaishak, whom he had faced numerous times in nets. Your thoughts? यार nets का तो पता नहीं, but I mean, Padikkal, being a Bangalore boy, he's grown up.
Dhoni's pissed at Patirana. He actually tried to target the stumps and Patirana stopped it in midway.
Yeah. And talking about DDP's innings at Chinnaswamy, भाई, you know the venue यार. मतलब हर कोई मतलब वो अंधा भी आके यहाँ पे फॉर्म पे आ जाता है.
रहाणे फॉर्म में कैसे आया था भाई? मुंबई को पहला था ना वानखेड़े में, तभी तो फॉर्म में आया.
Exactly. So these surfaces are like that. I wouldn't really sort of delve too deep into that. Let's just hope he continues his form. He hit Hasranga also, from what I remember a bit. तो चलेगा वो. मार तो सबको खाना ही है. And Patirana
एक दिन सबको जाना ही है. मार तो सबको खाना ही है.
Out है क्या? Oh,
4. This will be a 4.
Yeah. And Patirana has been really good. He's got 2 more overs after this. Tikshana, I'm guessing, will bowl the other 2. So 4 over from the Sri Lankan duo will be difficult for them to score 200. Matlab 56 in 26 balls. And there's a stat incoming. Patirana, the miser.
Yeah.
He
has been the most economical pacer at the death so far this season.
And importantly, look at that dot percentage again. 45%. That's insane. मतलब 6 ball में 2.5 ball, 2.5 से 3 ball तो dot.
Although I get it, but I think death में dot ball percentage उतना matter नहीं करता, because if you go 6 dot, you are 50% dot ball, but you're going for 18 runs and over.
Oh wow, that's in the gap. 2 तो भागना ही पड़ेगा. And you think Patirana, as in when people get used to his angle, I wouldn't say found, like will he be found out or not, but I don't think that will be the right sort of phrase. But what do you think? Will he still be just as
यार
effective?
ऐसा actually ऐसा हो तो मलिंगा के साथ भी हो सकता था.
And to be honest, Malinga, outside the 11 to 13, he was good. I'm not saying he
Yeah.
wasn't bad, but he never really was as lethal as he was then. Like I wouldn't.
True, but still वो तो थोड़ा pace भी कम हुआ बाद
वो
में
भी है.
and
Yeah, वो भी है. And this guy gets a lot of dip. Oof.
oh, he's actually he's lower than Malinga.
Yeah. Which is why he gets a lot of dip, and he's very, very, very quick. 145, 148 तक डाला था इसने. And guys, yeah, please keep your 149.5 now. So yeah, काफी
ये
तेज.
speed gun का तो मैं trust ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ, but ठीक है.
Yeah, and guys, please keep those comments coming in, and I hope you guys have made your predictions because we're done with 15 overs, so unfortunately we won't be
Baburov,
taking
fingers crossed.
any more predictions. Hopefully Sanju's IPL performance this year so far doesn't affect his selection chances, Baburov. Yep, fingers crossed on that. And it'll be interesting to see, man. Like Sanju bhi, matlab, he had a couple of good innings early on, and in fact, this has been a recurring thing for the last 5-6 years. In fact, Anirudh, I'm pretty sure you'll have the stats somewhere. Sanju's numbers in his first 3 innings.
Actually, last season was different. Apart from that, हर season ऐसा होता ही है.
Yeah, last season भी हुआ था first. Like उसके बाद he had a lull, and उसके बाद तो खेला ही नहीं, खेलने का मौका ही नहीं मिला because Butler and this thing.
Also, Thiksana has only 1 over left, not 2.
He's gone. He's gone. Hetmeyer's gone, and Hetmeyer.
Such a big wicket.
Yep, second time he's gotten out to a bowler.
But Hetmeyer के भी back-to-back 3 failures हो गए.
Yeah. And it also which is why I time and again say this RR lineup it feels too sort of focused on. I understand they have a good 11, but yeah, I feel that depth, that lack of depth will hurt them. I really hope, I don't know, I'm guessing Parag might potentially come in. Or would it be Holder?
Parag तो अभी है नहीं.
वही subbed in.
Why? But
Holder.
अभी Holder है, अश्विन है.
आपको इन सब पे भरोसा है, लेकिन पडिक्कल पे नहीं है. पडिक्कल है, पता है ना आपको.
पता है मुझे, but
उसका नाम आपने एक बार भी नहीं लिया, हर बार.
तो वही बोल रहा हूँ, अगर चलो पडिक्कल भी है तो फिर पराग को इम्पैक्ट करना अभी तो सेंस नहीं बनाएगा.
From the get go मारना, I don't know. This isn't Chinnaswamy and that isn't RCB. So पता नहीं. Shaunak, did we miss a comment?
इसलिए तो नाम नहीं लिया था मैं.
So yeah, Shaunak, if there are any more comments that we can take in. 146 for 4, 16.1 overs. Another 23 balls to go. 54 for the 200 mark. क्या लगता है?
पडिक्कल आ गया भाई. Finally सुन ली तेरी.
मेरी नहीं, मतलब आप मतलब इतना. Anyways, Pranav Anand says, guys, use some funny monikers on screen for each of you guys based around peculiar habits. I know what my peculiar habit would be, but okay. Or how you're identified. Like Somesh can be called theory guy. अक्षय के लिए innocent chose RCB भाई. ये तो मैंने सिर्फ कल ही कहा था, अभी it's already stuck. Sure, man. Thanks for that. Suggestion. We'll definitely sort of work something. We'll try and work something with it. And guys, if you also have any suggestions, anything that you'd want us to do, it can be any. Oh, wow, man.
6. Oh no, 4.
That's a slap on my face. I can still sort of hear my ears ring. Bola ki can't start from the get go. Pehli ball pe chauka. Pranav says, ask this at the start. Is it a better strategy to send your hitters early on slow surfaces to take advantage of the harder ball than fretting over the fact that what will happen if they get out early? I feel that's too evolved a tactic.
मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि सब टीम में सिर्फ हिटर ही रखो ना. टेंशन ही खत्म.
बिल्कुल टेंशन नहीं चाहिए मेरे को.
चाहिए ही नहीं टेंशन. कौन एंकर है क्या, सब मारो जिसको सब जाके मारो.
और you can go the धोनी way. और
बॉलर्स को बॉलिंग तो ऑलरेडी आती है, नेट्स में उन्हें सिर्फ बैटिंग प्रैक्टिस कराओ.
You remember ना, मुंबई एक गेम में मलिंगा भज्जी को भेजा था. सीएसके ने भी चहर शार्दुल को भेजा था.
धोनी did it against Punjab to face Ankit Rajput, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember who.
शुरू में बॉल बहुत ज्यादा मूव कर रही थी कि इनको भेज के थोड़ा
कर तो सकते ही हैं.
Let's create chaos.
Exactly, but that's the thing ना. IPL think tanks are very rigid and
Dhoni applied the chaos theory.
They're very rigid that way. I don't see, but yeah, there is merit for sure. वो execution पे भी depend करता है ना.
Mumbai sent Harbhajan over Pollard in the 2010
They sent Harbhajan and Malinga also ना 2011 IPL में against Deccan Chargers. They sent both of them. भाई तुम लोग जाओ, देखो क्या हो सकता है. But yeah, वो मतलब देखते हैं क्या होता है. Abhas says, Somesh भाई तब नाम लेंगे सुमेश भाई तब नाम लेंगे जब MI ईशान को रिलीज करके DDP को लेंगे।
भाई करना चाहिए था उनको, पैसे बचते थोड़े ढंग के,
थोड़ा क्या काफी बचता
थोड़े
भाई।
ढंग के बॉलर्स भी ले पाते, क्योंकि भाई माना मैंने कि बैटर्स गेम जिताएंगे, बट बॉलिंग लाइनअप कुछ तो चाहिए ना। अगर बॉलर्स हर समय 200 220 230 पड़वाएंगे तो फिर बैटर्स भी कितना बनाएंगे यार।
Chuchan says, Akshay bhai, I missed your rant yesterday on RCB chase. Did you criticize part-time DK? Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't stay back for the post-game analysis. I don't know if it's unfortunate. Actually, fortunately, नहीं तो यार मैं तो फट जाता वहाँ पे. Thankfully, I had to sort of, get out a bit early. But yeah, RCB के और भी 6 गेम्स बाकी है यार. सुन लोगे 6 और मौके हैं.
बहुत मौके हैं भाई, बहुत, ये टीम बहुत मौके देगी। उनमें से 3 मैचेस तो स्पिन कंडीशंस में, तो बहुत आएंगे मौके। So at my scores in the last 3 innings, 8 of 10 versus CSK, entry point 13.1, 3 of 9 versus RCB, entry point 13.4, 2 for 5 versus LSG, entry point 13.3. So basically 14th ओवर में एडवायर को बैटिंग नहीं देना चाहिए। तो the data suggests 14th ओवर में भेजना गलत है, या तो पहले भेजो या बाद में भेजो।
Have you seen this meme?
अभी थोड़े दिन पहले चल रहा था ना इंडिया के लिए कि भाई 19th ओवर स्पेशलिस्ट चाहिए हमको। 19th ओवर में रन पड़ रहा है
और क्या चाहिए 19.5 ओवर स्पेशलिस्ट, वो एक बॉल छक्का मारने के लिए।
Luffy is pointing out to that game. I think this game was in the 2018 season.
Yeah, 2018 season.
Yeah. And it was the last game of the league.
Oh, वो याद नहीं।
Yeah, it was a must win game for Punjab.
Yeah.
And for CSK also for a top 2 finish ऐसा कुछ था.
Okay. And CSK, I'm assuming, did end up winning that game.
But उनके रिवर्स पिक्चर में अंकित राजपूत ने बहुत विकेट लिया उस दिन। अंकित राजपूत ने इनिशियली बहुत विकेट लिया था, तो धोनी वाज लाइक कि पहले
अरे मार को भेज देते। वो पेस पे तो यार अबे यार दो भाग चलो। But yeah, this guy is actually very pacey, man. He's even more difficult to handle because of his pace. वो एक्शन पे Malinga wasn't pacey, मतलब उसको डिप वगैरह सब मिलता था and he was accurate, but he wasn't pacey. And pace is an X factor.
I'm just thinking कि कभी-कभी how injuries are a blessing in disguise for the team, not the player, of course. जैसे मगाला को इंजरी नहीं होती तो मगाला would have played, but I don't think he would have been as effective as Patirana has proven to be.
Ben Stokes, I would say, is the bigger
वो
blessing in disguise.
इसका तो कभी बैलेंस ही नहीं बना पाता।
Yeah. अरे यार 4 है शायद।
4 है
नहीं। Mridul says Dhoni always work on the theory. बस एक विकेट की बात है and then he controls the game. It has happened for so many times. I mean, yeah, you can say that. Padikkal 6 of 5 despite scoring a 4 off his first ball. Very matlab he's slowing down already. Chuchan says Som, the wicketkeeper batters are very rare, to be honest. Ishan is a good pick for MI. He has won us the 2020 IPL trophy. Big words, yaar. I understand he had a crazy good season.
ऐसा भी नहीं है कि पूरा ट्रॉफी जिताया था।
वही वो टीम देखना, लाइक ऊपर से नीचे तक भरे पड़े मैच विनर्स के साथ। ईशान किशन,
if anything, I think सबसे underrated player उस सीजन था ट्रेंट बोल्ट। He bowled so well in that entire season.
Yeah. And
पैसे खर्च करने थे तो वहाँ खर्च
करने थे। Was that intentional?
पता नहीं।
वो एंड में बैट फेस लगा कि
एजी है।
पता नहीं, it seemed like it. What did DDP do? 0 trophies. भाई एक तो stop measuring. You can't use trophies as a metric. No individual player wins a trophy. Tell me one player in the history of IPL who's...
Chuchant is very good at riling people up. That's
probably, yeah.
ये उसका है agenda.
Like you cannot.
But I think, yeah, I mean, see, Chuchant, being a MI fan, if you think that did a good job, then this is what MI fans deserve.
Exactly, yeah.
कुणाल भी यही बोल रहा था, brand value है, इसलिए बढ़िया है ना।
13 of 20 यही
brand value ऊपर के 30 करोड़ दे रहे हैं ना, 30 बॉल में 15 रन, रखो ब्रांड वैल्यू को।
ईशान का क्या ब्रांड वैल्यू है? रोहित का फिर भी बस
भाई उस बंदे को जितना चांस ईशान किशन को मिला है ना, टॉप ऑफ द ऑर्डर, जितना वो पूरा फुटेज सब कुछ किसी और को दे, इट्स बेसिकली द रोहित शर्मा स्टोरी। Nikhil and I were discussing before the game that Rohit Sharma is perhaps the most luckiest cricketer India has produced in the past 2 decades. The amount of chances he's received time and time, the backing that he's received is insane. मतलब इतना तुम कितने प्लेयर्स हैं जिनको नहीं मिला?
5 साल, like till 2012, he made his debut in 2007. Till 2012, I still remember that India Sri Lanka, the tri-series that happened. He had like 2 single-digit scores, 2 ducks, 4 games were done. Manoj Tiwari in his previous innings, which was like 8 months ago, had a century, but he wasn't getting chances. And Rohit Sharma was like, he kept getting back. And in the 5th game, he again had a low score, but he took a 4 for. and he was backed. He just kept getting backed.
और उसके बाद टेस्ट में आउट ऑफ नोवेयर इतने सारे ओपनर्स ऑलरेडी रणजी ट्रॉफी में कुछ कर रहे हैं भाई, सीधा है ओपन. ही इज डन वेल, बट देन he has to feel lucky as well. He has to,
man. If there's one person, I agree with you. He's probably the luckiest cricketer India's produced.
And at times I feel the same about Ishan Kishan. मतलब पैसा भी मिल रहा है, मुंबई ऐसी टीम में तुमको खेलने भी मिल रहा है, ओपनिंग करने भी मिल रहा है. Such a long rope. I mean, he had a shitty 2021 season. He had a shitty 2022 season. Even 2023 में भी he's on and off, but still he's there, and he won't be dropped for sure.
अब इतना क्यों मतलब थक रहे हो? Since 2015 he's been having shit seasons.
नहीं, मैं ईशान किशन की बात कर रहा हूँ. ईशान किशन 2020 is the only season that he was decent.
Exactly. Yeah.
और उस सीजन में भी he hit the most sixes. ऐसा नहीं, he was not the best batter from Mumbai itself. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना, मतलब Sky had a better season than him.
Fair point. Babura says, "Bhai, Patirana bowled that at 149.9. It looked rapid as well. He definitely looks very fast to the naked eye. अभी वो speedometer का पता नहीं exact है कि नहीं, but तेज तो क्या था भाई? Oh wow.
मतलब just imagine.
Fair player, excellent ball, but excellent shot.
On paper, Sky is being paid what 8 crores?
Yeah.
And Ishan Kishan is being paid 14.5 crores.
15.25.
हमेशा भूल जाता हूँ. 14.5 रहता, 15 point something.
Yeah.
Double it.
Right.
मतलब ideally 1/4 value भी नहीं है ईशान किशन का, सूर्य कुमार यादव का, उसका, and he's being paid double. तो मतलब, and you feel if it's right, then I have nothing to add.
True. Pranav says, look at Padikkal's range, man. He can play with both edges. Nicely done. In fact, I wanted to bring that up. Outside edge, inside edge, दोनों में boundary मार लिया पिछले over में. Finally, अभी एक scoop मार के. So that's his 4th boundary. 19 of 9 with 2 boundaries of edges. But अचानक से अभी from nowhere, 13-11 is not completely impossible with Deshpande bowling the next 5 balls. Good ball, यार. Good ball. रिव्यू लिया, वाइड नहीं है लेकिन ये
बट लास्ट ओवर तो पतिराना कराएगा, सो 200 सीम्स अनलाइकली,
डिफिकल्ट. या
बट 181 के तो ऊपर बनेंगे, तो मेरा प्रेडिक्शन भी
187 हो सकता है. गुड चांस. लेट अस सी. वो तो मेरा ही प्रेडिक्शन था ना यार. मुझे लगा किसी ने छोड़ देखते हैं. SV says, is it just me or do you all think Tikshana with glasses would be a Nick's doppelganger? Yeah, really?
I think it's just you.
Yeah.
I feel Vaishak is Adil Rashid's doppelganger. They look really similar.
Vaishak, Adil Rashid. I don't sort of see that, but okay, interesting. Then Allah Engineer says Kishan should only play his matches against Bangladesh. So we should also have a Bangladesh specialist now. बाकी big 3 ये सब हटाओ यार, बांग्लादेश के लिए specialist ढूंढो.
So basically he should play against DC when they have Mustafizur in their lineup.
Has the pitch become slower or is the old ball harder to hit? Asks Chandrakant Reddy. The old ball in general, once the ball softens, it does become a bit more difficult. And has the pitch become slower? Yeah,
I think to be honest, after power play, run scoring has been difficult.
Yeah.
Field फैल गई. Only Jaiswal was obviously because he was in the nick.
भाई यार
तो
उसको
खेल पाया. उसके अलावा take Jaiswal's knock out of the calculation and Rajasthan have been
literally no one.
Yeah.
Butler ने भी 27 of 20 बनाया. Samson 17 of 17. Hetmeyer 8 of 9. No one has clicked. So that's true. But yeah, I mean, the old ball is always harder to do. Once it softens, it's sort of Akshat asks is 180 a good score here.
Seems so. And Rajasthan have a very good bowling lineup.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll have 3 spinners.
I mean,
Chennai will have to maximize the power play.
Correct. I mean, I don't really know. Like, again, this is just the second game here. In the first game, we saw. I want to see a few more games before understanding. Wow, yaar. That was actually a Yorker, man. That was a decent delivery. Like, you can't blame the bowler there. You know, if they actually end up, like, if they score 2 more boundaries and somehow reach 183, 185 at the end of this over, they can fancy 200. Patirana Yorker marta to scoop. But don't try to hit it in front of square. बस पता है वो Yorker पे Yorker डालने वाला है. We had SRT as Kenya specialist got 196 and 99 versus Kenya says introspect.
हाँ सही बात है. 200 केन्या के साथ आई, बाकी सिर्फ 47 नहीं तो आई है बाकियों के अगेंस्ट. Too low a number.
Nicely done. फिर क्या नोमिंग स्पेशलिस्ट भी कह लो. 186 मार दिया
यार. अगर मैं इन सबको भी हटा दूंगा तो
अबे आउट
नहीं सकता भाई. Easy. Dhruv Jurel, the find of the season for RR.
Yep, easy. Find of the season.
Overall find of the season, yeah.
Easily.
क्योंकि bowlers में तो मुझे कोई खास दिखा नहीं इस season.
like Indians की बात करें तो ये Pathirana maybe
Indians की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं अभी तो.
Exactly. Hands down, man. Hands down. And like I said, the more you see of Jurel, the more sillier the entire Parag decision and backings looks. I mean, no offense. I'm not blaming them or sort of criticizing them. Just saying, just sort of saying. रियान पराग को बहुत मिस करेगी आ रहा है जनरेशनल टैलेंट says डार्क वेब. क्या लगता है छोड़ देंगे क्या रियान पराग
यार
को?
मुझे पर्टिकल का ज्यादा लगता है.
दोनों को छोड़ सकता है ना.
क्योंकि because of the amount of money they've spent.
उस पे भी 4 करोड़ है, इस पे करीब 8 करोड़ है. 12 करोड़ अगर मिल जाएगा, they can go for a proper gun all rounder ना. Who knows, maybe Ben Stokes or someone like that might be available.
देखा जाए तो if they end up winning, they might not even release either of them. क्यों कर रहे हैं मतलब if things are working unnecessary क्यों?
Yeah. भाई एक और छक्का मार दे यार. ओ आपका बन गया by the way 181. अभी एक और छक्का आएगा, मेरा भी बन जाएगा. Let us see. 2 success.
1 more 6 is needed for 200 to be on the cards. Oh, ये तो सिंगल ही है. डबल होगा.
डबल मत भागेगा यार ये तो नहीं. अरे नहीं भागा. चलो अच्छा. Good over for RR. 16 runs coming off it, and Jurel again, man, he's looked like $1 million to be honest.
Every innings, I mean, every match he's done that. He's done the tough job of
Yep, true that. Chachant, of course. Like next. Who else but Chachant to next. I'll just read it though. SRT was India's biggest.
Chachant भाई तुम रोहित शर्मा deserve करते हो भाई.
यार Shaunak, I just read it out. लेकिन बहुत funny तो है वो. SRT was India's biggest choker ever. Have negative impacts.
World Cup में न्यूजीलैंड के अगेंस्ट मूविंग बॉल में रोहित शर्मा ने कितने रन बनाए थे यार बताना मुझे जरा. 2019 सेमीफाइनल में
चचांत भाई से पूछ.
In fact 2019 वर्ल्ड कप में रोहित शर्मा had 5 centuries and he had 10 drop catches at least.
But यार like I really want to meet Chachant once. Just see, like I want to see who the person
कोई एक बंदा इतनी नेगेटिविटी से भरा कैसे हो सकता है मेरे को बस
ये कहाँ से लाते हो इतनी पेसिमिज्म?
चचांत आप इंसान हैं या फिर आप एक बॉट है जिसके अंदर वो नेगेटिविटी डाल के टेस्ट करा जा रहा है?
शॉट भाई यार गजब छक्का पतिराना के पहले बॉल पे एंड 200 इज डेफिनेटली ऑन द कार्ड्स नाउ. स्लो बॉल क्यों फेंका पता नहीं, बट ठीक है. आई डोंट नो, आई डिडंट एक्चुअली सी द बॉल. बाबूराव सेज कंटेंट जनरेशन के लिए भी एक बंदा चाहिए. दे वोंट रिलीज.
यार बाबूराव पूरी सोशल मीडिया टीम है उनकी. आज देखो ना वो
चहल के अलावा
बचपन में देखा था कंटेंट देखा क्या वो वाला आज जो डाला उन्होंने. पूरी सोशल मीडिया टीम यार दे डोंट नीड रियान पराग
और चहल है काफी प्लेयर्स के साइड से बस. एंड दिस वाज अ बैड बॉल.
इवन देन जिस तरह से हर साल ऑक्शन का पूल देख रहा हूं मैं, आई डोंट थिंक इट विल बी वेरी वाइज फॉर देम टू रिलीज पराग. ऐसा कोई बहुत क्योंकि दे ऑलरेडी हैव प्लेयर्स ना. आकाश वशिष्ठ और अब्दुल वासिद को भी चांस भी नहीं मिला है
यार वो. लेकिन आई डोंट नो इफ दे गुड इनफ.
तुम खाली करके भी जगह बनाओगे तो करोगे क्या उसका?
दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग.
धनराशि का क्या कीजिएगा?
आई एक्चुअली वाज सरप्राइज्ड व्हेन दे लेट गो ऑफ समवन लाइक करुण नायर यार. लाइक टॉप 4 टॉप 3 में उसने आईपीएल में काफी अच्छा किया है पहले. लाइक another 4. वाह 8 रन 4 बॉल में, ये तो भाई पॉसिबल ही है. तो 200 के पास पहुंचते हुए चचांत
सॉरी यार सचिन ने आईपीएल नॉकआउट्स में कुछ नहीं किया. आई एम रियली सॉरी.
2010 में कुछ किया नहीं था क्या अगेंस्ट आरसीबी? क्या था ना, याद है? नहीं किया.
कितना ही तो खिलाए वो आईपीएल यार.
Before that, Shaunak, just go back to Chachant. I will get to Pranav's comment as well. Bhai, Rohit has done well in IPL knockouts. Bata hai na? Sorry that he didn't turn up well for India.
Yeah, Anirudh, if you're listening to us, can you pull up Rohit's averages in IPL knockout game? अच्छा होगा. I remember 2015 में.
हाँ अच्छा वो अच्छा क्या था बस वही.
2020 के फाइनल में भी डीसी ने कुछ 130-40 रन बनाए थे. राइट अब रोहित शर्मा जैली चेजिंग 150 और तो इजीली चेज हो गए थे. हाँ
सो यार मार सकता है. 2 भागेगा नहीं.
पर अब he's trying to defend a player for past 7 years. He's not scored 30 plus in 2 consecutive games. Just imagine, for 5 years, not even 1 season, 5 years.
But Pranav asks Somesh Shatsum, why are you getting riled up, man? SRT भी तो MI का ही है. बात एमआई की है ही नहीं वैसे.
भाई मेरे को जब भी कोई सचिन के साथ किसी का कंपैरिजन करता है तो मुझे लगता है कि भाई मतलब क्यों कर रहे हो, क्यों थक रहे हो जबरदस्ती.
लाइक फॉर एवरी गिवन दैट I started watching cricket only for the fag end of Tendulkar's career. I know personally I'm not, I have absolutely no authority to sort of even have an opinion on that. And for every opinion on Sachin, I always go back to what Virat Kohli said.
ये पथिराना को इस ओवर में क्या हो गया यार?
Yeah. आउट है कि क्या है पता नहीं. I just go back to what Virat Kohli said about Sachin in that Breakfast with Champions episode. Like कंपैरिजन कैसे कर सकते हो? स्किल में कोई कंपैरिजन, कंसिस्टेंसी में कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं, किसी में भी
लॉन्जेविटी में कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं है।
तो क्यों किस सो आई एंड इफ समवन लाइक अ कोहली is saying that, I am more than happy to take his word at face value. Shivam Kansal says streak of chasing team losing getting broken today, or is it 8 in a row? I feel it's going to be 8 in a row. 200 at this venue is going to be difficult. अच्छा जुरेल तो भाई जा रहा है तो ठीक है यार, काफी सही मौका था 200 के लिए, अभी होल्डर या पता नहीं कौन आएगा।
Rishi, I think the average forcing score here is around 170.
Yeah.
From based on what I remember.
ये क्या एंगल से कौन देख रहा है भाई?
पर यार क्या यार, धोनी मतलब मिस करते हो? तुम्हारा कीपर मारता है ऐसा हिट?
क्यों आरसीबी मैच का वेट तो कर लो, मैच नहीं अभी 3 दिन के लिए।
ओ भाई, रोहित शर्मा नॉकआउट्स एवरेज 18.2 स्ट्राइक रेट,
वही क्या था वो एक इनिंग्स। तो भाई सुशांत, please get back to us. 18 average and 113. I didn't know that those are good enough numbers.
मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था कि थोड़ा बेटर होगा इससे।
मैं तो खाली फोकट पडिक्कल इन सबको गाली दे रहा था यार, मतलब बंदा सही खेल रहा है यार,
तो खेल रहा है
वही। Anyways, moving on. Rishan Bashir, by the way, that's another new name. Have you heard it before?
Not yet.
So,
Rishan, tell us which team you support and please subscribe to the channel.
Exactly, yeah. And who do you think will win the game today? अच्छा, prediction contest खत्म हो गया तो Shaunak, I hope there are a few predictions close to 200. Someone who still stands a chance to win. चलो देखते हैं क्या होता है. And guys, please keep your comments coming in.
What a knock, Dhruv यार.
Yeah, man. Amazing. Last game it was 34 not out of 16.
वो emerging player में age का भी criteria होता है ना? How old is Dhruv?
He's young. 2020 under 19 World Cup
खेला
है.
फिर तो भाई मतलब emerging player के
100% यही है.
front runner है अभी तो, big by a margin.
लिख के ले लो.
लिख लीजिए आप.
हाँ, लिख लीजिए आप. ये भी हो सकता है. हाँ. Introspect says कोहली ने सही कहा था. Viv Richards and SRT revolutionized the game. The coach. Agree. Completely agree with you. Viv Richards यार, Viv Richards के तो numbers ही पता लगता है. There's always that that thing कि numbers never paint the full picture. That's not the case with him. उसका number देख लो पता चल जाता है भाई. 80s में बंदा 87, 88 के strike rate में मार रहा है.
Without helmet.
Exactly.
पतले से डंडी वाले बैट लेके.
चुंगम चबाते
चबाना तो बहुत जरूरी था. I mean, so I don't know if you listened to the podcast that the series of podcasts that Shane Watson released. Viv Richards was on that podcast and he actually spoke about the fact that doctor ने उसको बोला था, so his jaw got broken or something.
Okay.
उसके कारण he had to use a mouthpiece. So the doctor said that he shouldn't be chewing gums because that mouthpiece won't stay fit. So he's like, एक दिन try किया, then he said, fuck it, I want to chew gum because that is my thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel confident when I'm chewing gum.
Correct.
तो ठीक है, नहीं लगा रहा मुझे mouthpiece, I will be chewing gum. वही है मेरा, मैं field पे रहूंगा तो I have to chew gum. मैं कुछ और नहीं कर सकता. That makes me feel कि हाँ भाई I'm there.
वो सबके साथ होता है ना, for some reason chewing gum खाते कुछ attitude. RA4 है ये.
नहीं वो 4 हो गया भाई, 199 हो गया.
199. Had a strike rate of 90 in ODI, says Greg.
But to be honest, I mean, the person who said that Viv Richards and Sachin revolutionized. यार, I have a mouth ulcer इसलिए मेरे को pronunciation में वाट लगी है. But you understand what I'm trying to say.
भावनाओं को समझो बस.
So I think the same applies for Kohli as well. The Kohli ने जो fitness standard लाया and he is the one who's championed the fast bowling era in India.
Agreed, hands on. And
to my list, even Kohli will go down as someone who's revolutionized.
Like he's the only person who single-handedly brought Test cricket to the mainstream, to the masses. Like had Kohli not been so hell-bent on being a Test cricketer, I don't think we would have seen Test cricket being a part of the mainstream.
Advocate of it in an era no one wants to play.
Exactly.
And overall fitness भी यार देखो ना, Indian cricketers की fitness.
Oh भाई छक्का है क्या?
अरे
क्या कैमरा एंगल यार इसको.
Oh
2-3 भाग लिया भाई. 202. Shaunak,
it's so windy. It almost looks like.
By the way, interesting stat. Interesting stat. This is the first 200 plus total at the Savai Mansingh Stadium. I'm guessing in IPL. This is the only venue in IPL that hasn't witnessed a 200 plus total. The score of wow man, that's fantastic.
Oh, by the way, we have a winner, Babu Rao. Yep. Oh, it's good to know that one of our regular viewers.
Exactly. Congratulations, Babu Rao.
Please get in touch with us on Twitter. Choose the t-shirt that you want and give us your size and we'll send it to you. 2 consecutive winners in games. That's great to see. Hopefully we'll see more people winning and more people wearing our merch. Congratulations, Babu Rao. And so 202, I think that should be enough. Even though
Really?
Chennai have been chasing well, but I think Rajasthan have too many options.
Yeah, and too many good options. Yeah.
Not just options.
Yeah.
And अभी तो वो impact player use कर सकते हैं. अभी तो मतलब it's like कि उनको impact player की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी. They've just played a proper 11. अगर वो नहीं भी करें तो भी they have enough options to.
And that's a very good question. किसको लाएंगे? Asif है, Murugan, Ashwin है, Kuldeep Yadav. I actually wouldn't mind seeing Kuldeep Yadav. Trent Bolt नहीं है तो left arm angle में भी वो देख सकते हैं. So, anyways, guys, 202 for 5 at the end of the first innings. Congratulations, Baburao, on correctly predicting the score.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. A very interesting chase up ahead. And in any case, now we'll also take a breather. And you guys can catch the mid-season reviews of both the teams that we've done just a day ago. And yeah, we'll talk about that as well later on. So yeah, see you guys in a bit.
From one team gunning for the top 2 spot to the other, we move to Rajasthan Royals now. I'll take a first shot at them since I'm sort of rooting for them to win the championship this year. Finally, they have been the spin basher side, if you can call them that. They have the best run rate against spin. Dhruv Jurel has been a find of the season for Rajasthan, and who would have thought? Hetmeyer has had a golden run. Only once he has been dismissed by a bowler. There have been 2 runouts, but he has been finishing games for them. One thing that might come as a surprise to a few, but not so much to as a surprise to the CSK fans, is that Rajasthan's economy at the death is the best this season. There have been few games that they've given a lot of runs at the death, but that has not been due to the bowlers that are now in their first 11. Saini, K. Asif, and Zampa have been expensive, but not the bowlers that are playing right now. Sandeep Sharma has been exceptional. Even Jason Holder has sort of slipped under the radar. His economy at the death this season is 8.8. So, I mean, any given day, an economy under 10 at the death, any captain will take it. In terms of concerns, I feel their fortunes are still related to Butler's form, because there have been 4 games when Butler has not scored a half century, and they've lost 3 of those. There's also, while they've been very good against spin, they've struggled against pace in terms of keeping their wickets intact. No other batter except Hetmeyer and Jurel have averaged above 25 against pace this season. Even Butler and Samson have managed to give their wickets to pacers a lot. So yeah, that is one concern for them. Apart from that, I feel it's still a good side. They've had a few losses. They will now play a lot of home games. I think they've just played 1 game in Jaipur, if I'm not wrong. The other 2 home games were in Assam. Yeah. But the home games are difficult ones. They're playing Gujarat and RCB and CSK. So yeah, tough home games. So let's see how they face. So, but yeah, their upcoming games are not going to be easy.
See, they play 3. They are playing Punjab, Mumbai, and Kolkata away. Those 3 venues actually suit them a lot more than the home teams. So they should really fancy themselves to win at least 2 out of those 3 games, if not all 3. What you said, I mean, they are having if you look at their losses, very fine. All 3 losses have been below 10 runs. And at some point, I think they will eventually qualify. But what they will regret is not finishing in the top 2, and those losses are going to come back and bite them. They'll 5 runs, 7 runs, 9 runs, not 9, if maybe 10. So that is something that is going to bother them. And it felt like that they were trying to test their luck by pushing that experiment of sending Particle at 4, and they got away on an occasion. They lost to Punjab when it didn't work out. Against Lucknow, Particle did well, but then they sent in Parag over Jurel and others, and again it came back to cost them. And the last game, I just felt that Bangalore bowled well, and because it was a day game, the slowness of the pitch probably came into play, and that game should have been finished by one of Samson or Hetmeyer. Hetmeyer couldn't get going, and Samson, despite being in good touch, couldn't finish it off. So they've had their moments. They need to figure out what Ashwin said after their loss versus Lucknow, that when they're getting in a crunch situation, what are the options or the boundary options or the options that their batters have? Because they're a very good, they're a good team. The margins of wins and the margins of losses tell you that. But I just think that they might regret not finishing in the top 2. They might finish 3rd or 4th, and we have rarely seen. I think barring Sunrisers in 2016, no team which has finished in the at third or fourth has been able to win the title. So that is something that they'll regret later on.
So just a couple of things on Rajasthan. First of all, I'm not sure if the Savai Man Singh Stadium actually suits this crop of players, because you look at all the Rajasthan players, right? They like the ball coming onto the bat, whether it be Jaiswal, Butler, even Samson and Hetmeyer and all these guys, even Padikkal for that matter.
Jaiswal also.
And we saw clearly how they couldn't even chase 140 odd against Lucknow the other day. And there are problems within this batting lineup as well. The first thing being Jaiswal is clearly slowing down after the power play, after at least like 20-25 balls. Once he's faced that amount of deliveries, he's slowing down. Then they've struggled to find a proper sequence for their middle order. Samson is moving up and down, Padikkal is moving up and down. One day Parag is coming up, one day Ashwin is coming up. It's been a mess so far, and we have to say that even a couple of matches they won. The Gujarat one they could have easily lost. Hetmeyer played an absolute blinder, and it feels like they're relying too much on Hetmeyer to just do his thing, even regardless of whether they're batting first or chasing. So that is one thing that we need to keep an eye on. So yeah, like Gurkirat said, I think these things might kind of push them out of the top two, and that is not good for Rajasthan, finishing outside the top two. And one more thing I'm very curious about is the usage of Jason Holder. What is he? Is he an all-rounder? Are they even trusting him at the bat? Sending Ashwin over him time and again, sending Abdul Basit over him the other day. I mean, I'm really, it's really hard to decode what they're thinking. So the usage of Holder has been very curious, to say the least. So yeah, I mean, there are a few issues which need to be sorted for them to be sure of a top 4 spot. And unfortunately, I think they find themselves in a kind of a fight with the other 5-6 teams that are on 8 points. And I don't think Rajasthan would have wanted it. I think they are a better team than that on paper. So if I'm being honest, I think they have not performed to their potential so far. First half.
Our CSK fanboy Nikhil Popat. So yeah, Nikhil, I mean, shoot away. We're talking about the table toppers here.
Yes, Bilkul, Dad's Army, whatever you can call them, they are getting the job done. But it's very interesting that the Dad's Army has gone from that to a retirement scheme for people, and it's coming off really well. But having said that, to see that a bowling lineup of Tushar Deshpande, Mahesh Patirana, Tikshina, Akash Singh, if you told anybody that they'll be at the top of the table, everybody would laugh, and that's what CSK do. And the thing that has worked the best for CSK is there was a lot of concern about where is the bowling. There is no Ben Stokes, there is no Deepak Chai. Who will step up? But again, it's the basics that have worked for Chennai in terms of how they have used people. It's been a characteristic of this franchise ever since it's come that you don't force fit people, you use them in the best spaces, and not surprisingly, or very surprisingly, they are the best economy in the end overs. In over 16 to 20, they're the side with the best economy rate, and I don't think anybody saw that coming. So it's thanks to the injury to Ben Stokes, if you want to put it that way, because it is not hampered with the balance of the side. They have been able to play Moeen Ali and Jadeja in that role, and you have Tikshina and Patirana. They tried Magal at the start, but again, they've settled on that as a unit, and you don't see them changing a lot because that's what MS relies on. So I think that clarity of thought is worked for the team, and also the two individuals who really stepped up in Ajinkya Rahane and Shivam Dube. Because everybody expected Conway to do decently well. Gaikwad has been showing glimpses that, okay, he can do well. But it's the step up that Rahane and Shivam Dube have shown in the roles that they have played. And it's not that they have not, they've always played big. It's the small roles. And while you can say that, can they do it for somebody else? You don't know. But for this side, Rahane has done his job. Shivam Dube has done his job as a spin hitter. Because you see Jadeja, Moeen, MS, they struggled in the past to combat spin, which is why they got in Shivam Dube. So that inclusion has worked wonders for them. And of course, it's resulted in Raidu not getting enough time to bat. But I think it is still covered up with Rahane doing so well. And it's not Rahane is batting at the strike rate of over 200 in the power play. which is again with Chennai, you are always thrown out of the window in terms. I mean, it's not juju; it's just logic in terms of using people in their best places. And again, it is thanks to Ben Stokes' injury that they are in very good shape. And the best part is they have won a lot away, which is very rare. And with the kind of season that they had, and of course, you can see 5 wins in 7 games, number one position, batting ranking one for both average and run rate. The bowling, you can say, yes, it is not that great in terms of experience, but they've done the job as a unit. And I think that's what is a very key part of them hitting together as a unit. And the best part for them is they're at the top, and the next few games are a lot of home games where you will back the side to come good with spinners. I'm expecting them to also push in Prashant Solanki if they want. Mitchell Santner can also be used if they want to. So again, I'm not saying it will always happen in terms of Santner. Poor boy has been carrying a lot of drinks, but I think the way it is panned out, I think CSK look primed for a top 2 finish unless they really just forget cricket.
Yeah, true. I mean, and even looking at their fixtures, too many home games to come up. So CSK should eye for a top 2 finish. Just a point on Ajinkya Rahane. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there is something quite phenomenal that happens in the management, and it cannot be attributed to just Dhoni alone, because Rahane has played T20 under Dhoni in the past, and we are seeing a very different Rahane. So kudos to the entire CSK management, even outside Dhoni, because he ends up hogging all the credit, but others need to be sort of congratulated as well. One good thing about CSK have been, I mean, Patirana has just has come in and filled a very big void. Their economy at the death is second best this season, and who would have thought once people knew that they're not even playing Pretorius, and there was no other death bowler of sorts, but Patirana with his economy of 6.1 in this season so far has filled a very big void.
It's we just showed the graphic where CSK had the best average and best strike rate. They have the number 1 ranking, but that doesn't really cover up the entire picture. They have the best average by a difference of 7 runs from the second best team, and what they are doing well. So they understand and realize that their bowling is the weak point, so they have to try and score those 15-20 runs extra. What they are essentially trying to do is they are telling teams that you cannot bowl.
Hey guys, sorry to cut Gurkirat once again in between. Kal bhi wahi hua tha, but please make sure you sort of go to the end at the end of the game. You watch till the end at the end of the game. Unfortunately, the second innings is begun. The openers have walked in to the center, 203 to chase. Going to be a tough ask given that this is the first 200 plus total, in at Savai Mansingh Stadium in IPL. So it won't be easy for sure. Kya lagta hai aapko? What are the odds?
I'm thinking who will bowl for Rajasthan in the power play, because Sandeep Sharma will have to start. Other end से holder आएगा.
केम आसिफ को शायद कुलदीप यादव है. मैं तभी बोल रहा था.
मैं वही सोच रहा हूँ कि उसको लाएंगे तो तुरंत ही लाना पड़ेगा, because they would want to keep both Sandeep Sharma and holders overs for later on as well.
True. And Kuldeep Yadav in fact had played one game, if I'm not wrong, that was also against CSK way back in 21. वो Abu Dhabi वाला game जहाँ पे RR chased. If I'm not wrong, that's the game. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Anirudh, if you're seeing this, I'm pretty sure he's made his debut before. काफी तगड़ा एक्शन है. ही इज टॉल, लैंकी, टॉल गाय, सो इट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग किसको लाता है. वो लेफ्ट आर्म एंगल भी अगर आता है तो स्पिनर आई एम गेसिंग इज
स्टार्टिंग विद स्पिन. सो हु वुड बी?
अश्विनी होगा ना?
अश्विनी होगा
या जाम्पा. चहल तो नहीं होगा.
चहल तो नहीं होगा पक्का ही, बट स्टार्टिंग विद स्पिन विद दीस टू आई एम नॉट श्योर.
या आई लाइक व्हाट्स द
अश्विनी है जो जिससे तुम सोच भी सकते हो.
करेक्ट, एग्जैक्टली. Maybe they'll definitely use.
संदीप है तो फिर
संदीप के लिए क्या? नहीं वो शायद बस स्टंप्स के पास खड़ा है क्योंकि टोपी भी पहना है. Of course he can't definitely stand up to the stumps with the cap. Gaming Singh says, but no wickets in bad economy in the power play, probably one of the worst. किसकी बात चल रही है भाई?
They're discussing some particular player.
Because RR ने तो काफी सही बॉलिंग किया पावर प्ले में. फर्स्ट विकेट फर्स्ट ने बहुत अच्छी
किया, बट बाकियों ने उतना सपोर्ट नहीं किया है उसको.
बट फिर भी बैड इकोनॉमी, नो विकेट्स तो RR का नहीं हो सकता, ना ही CSK की बात चल रही है क्या?
CSK probably don't have a very good record.
Their bowling performance in the power play has been bad, and that's Kuldeep Yadav. That's my man. Yep, he's made his debut for sure. Oh, Hetmeyer goes out. Of course, मतलब कौन सा fielder बढ़िया था वो. My man's here. Let us see. Like for some reason, I just love seeing newcomers. Yeah, like जो भी हो, I always root. Yeah, exactly. I always root for newcomers. Yeah, even during an RCB game, if there's a newcomer, थोड़ा अंदर मतलब, but फिर भी चलेगा. Oh,
धक हो रहा है, but अच्छा लग रहा है कि
newcomer. Exactly. Vikramaditya says, hi guys, today is the day RR have to use 6 bowlers.
Yeah,
probably
they brought in.
Yeah, unless Kuldeep Yadav is so good that he does get a chance to complete his quota.
Yeah, but those 12 overs of spin will define the game because इतना बड़ा target है कि तुम 8 ओवर में तो उसको नहीं कितना ही difference create कर दोगे. Even if they go gung-ho against the Pacers, 100 in those 8 overs, they still have to get the other 100 in 12 overs.
Yeah,
और 100 भी मतलब it won't be easy.
यार it's not ये RCB नहीं है भाई. संदीप ओ भाई इसको मारना इतना आसान नहीं होगा. And एक और चीज, रहानी knows this venue like the back of his hand. तो वो भी एक होगा. That'll also be interesting to see. He's played for what, like he's played 8 years at RR. I mean at Savai Mansingh.
Yeah.
So yep. बहुत interesting.
I'm just trying to see what Rajasthan did because based on what we saw, they really targeted CSK's pace attack.
They bowled 8 overs of spin in the middle overs. 68 for 2 in 8 overs is what the middle overs is what the spinners fed in the middle overs. So though he over
Akash Singh bowled 2 overs for 32 and Tushar Deshpande gave 42. So they basically unke 6 overs mein they ended up scoring 74 runs. So so this is something similar that even CSK will have to do. They'll have to target at least 2 bowlers.
But why now? Who is going to be Inka Akash Singh and this one? Kuldeep Yadav maybe one.
Yeah.
But who's going to be Tushar Deshpande? Because Sandeep Sharma is not easy to it. Dhoni learnt it the hard way in their last game. And Gaming Singh says, good research. Didn't see Kuldeep coming in. Oh, that's a Japa boy. Thank you. I will just pat my back on
Malinga's magic is worked on Sandeep because Malinga actually, unlike Rajasthan put out a good content, and of course other bowling coaches are also advising, but then there's something to learn from Malinga, right? He's played this format successfully until about very recently.
Correct.
So he knows a lot of things, and like I've been saying, I have just felt that Sandeep Sharma ka release point has gone lower this season, and that has assisted. I think I said this to Avnish, and this is just from based on what I see.
Oh, is that run out? Oh man, he doesn't hit the wicket there. That was suicidal there. What were they looking for? Sorry, you were saying.
So this has resulted in batters finding it difficult to get under his ball.
Interesting.
This is just an observation.
Theory. Yeah. Of course. The theory guy coming up with another theory. Gaming Singh says good research. Didn't see Kuldeep coming in. What happened to Kuldeep Sen?
Even we don't know.
Yeah. Kuldeep Sen का तो यार पता नहीं, but good to see his namesake getting one more game. एक ही game खेला था बंदे ने. HV says that's probably why newcomers and out of form lads do well against RCB. भाई यार मतलब जब RCB का मैच नहीं भी हो रहा तब भी RCB fans का मतलब लेना तो जरूरी है.
मंदिर का घंटा बना के रखा है RCB
सही में. Then Allah Engineer says, I think the main difference Indian players don't do well in ICC knockouts is because they play here in flat wickets. When overseas the ball swings, they look like Chell with the bat. My opinion, bhai. Stop being so harsh, yaar. मतलब जीता हमने भी Champions Trophy England में.
2022 was a difficult. I mean, it was a flat wicket. England 10 wicket में chase किया था वो target.
भाई, and we also won Champions Trophy England में 10 साल पहले. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि इंडिया में खाली flat wicket ही मिलता है. तो I sort of don't really agree with that. There's no reason as such. Yeah, like not everything has to have a reason.
Four.
Knockouts like we
कौन का signature shot है एकदम ऐसा करके पूरा complete कर दो देखी जाएगी बॉल कहाँ जाएगी.
He just makes sure he completes his follow through there. And again, we've spoken about this before as well. Knockouts is a very high variance game. On that day, anyone can come good, anyone can win. Manvinder Bisla, no one thought would score a 90 plus on a freaking knockout.
Actually, the real failure for India in ICC events is the 2021 T20 World Cup. Apart from that, everything. क्योंकि that's the basic expectation कि तुम किसी ना किसी तरीके से नॉकआउट में तक पहुंच जाओगे. उसके बाद तो कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Yep. SP coming back, he says, I'm an RCB fan from 2008. I thought you could sense the pain in my previous message. यार ये messaging का वही दिक्कत है ना, टोन कुछ समझ नहीं आता.
यार वो sarcasm और pain में कुछ खास फर्क होता नहीं है ना.
वही ना. until and unless तुम वॉइस नोट भेज रहे हो तब तक समझ नहीं आता, इसीलिए I refrain from texting. सीधा कॉल पे जो भी गाली देना है गाली बको. But वही knockouts का, yeah, 2021 World Cup was a huge disappointment. My man's
Kuldeep
there.
Yadav has been thrown into the deep end.
Kuldeep with an eye. Yeah, reportedly. In fact,
Kuldeep Yadav.
If I'm not wrong, if this is actually his second game, both his games have been against CSK. And
so एक deep है और एक dip है. So he'll be utilizing his left arm pace matchup against Ruturaj.
Yep,
let's see if we can bring one in.
134, not pacey, but he's tall.
पहली बार में गिर गया. अभी स्पीड गन ने इसको पहचाना नहीं है, थोड़ी देर बाद पहचानेंगे तो ये 134 को 145 दिखाएगी.
एक्शन देखा नहीं ठीक से, फिर से अगर ये लोग रिप्ले दिखाते नहीं दिखाते तो देख लेंगे, कोई नहीं. Guys, please keep your comments coming in. 7 for no loss at the end of 1 over. A long way to go for CSK and their fans. Let us see. Pranav Anand says, this season teams have found chasing very difficult, home teams especially, so expect to see more teams choosing to bat first, especially with pitches slowing down. Can this help teams like CSK MI? Before we even start going about this, bhai, subtle plug, खुद मैंने एक piece इसी पे लिखा है. Please go to our site and do check it out, and a lot of other really good pieces as well. One specifically on why teams still continue to opt to chase despite knowing that teams batting first have been winning most of the games. So do have a look at that. And yeah, Somesh, sorry.
You're saying last 7 games all are won by the side batting first.
Exactly.
And I think 11 of the last 13 games have been won by the side batting first. So I think it's important to realize कि भाई ऐसा आँख बंद करके chase भी मत करो.
वही.
And plus it's the important factor is and something that you pointed out in your piece as well, that because the side batting first are batting with an extra batter, because of the impact play rule, they are sort of scoring those 15-20 runs extra.
It's more than, to be honest, more than the conditions, it's the impact play rule that sort of made this shift happen. Because again, just quoting the article, second innings when you get a batter, more often than not, it's always for the last 20-25 balls. Outside Dhruv Jurel, there are very few impact players who have actually come good in that stage. It is very difficult. 4. Oh man!
Stop यार. Well fielded.
भाई मतलब पूरा
भाई,
जितना जो भी था, every inch.
Wow, man, that's दूर से भागता हो जा रहा है उसे.
वही, it deserves a high five even from Samson यार. Excellent effort there. The Nulla engineer says India will always reach semi-finals as only Australia and England are good teams. Rest are like RCB. यार लेकिन RCB तो playoffs पहुंच रहा है. क्या बोल रहे हो यार? Chachant asks, Akshay, are you originally from Bangalore? Yaar, matlab, long story short, my parents are from Bangalore. Like, I am a Kannadiga, but then I spend most of my time outside Bangalore. So, I'm guessing Hindi की वजह से शायद पूछ रहा है, पता नहीं. If that's the case, I'll take that as a compliment. And again, just pat myself on the back. Catch. अरे यार.
You know, just the ball earlier, Butler was indicating कि भाई.
Catch. He was showing that. True. Chandrakant Reddy says 450s in the last 4 games for Conway. When will the law of averages catch up with him?
Today.
Short and sweet answer. ज़्यादा much नहीं चाहिए. यार ये विकेट अगर मिलता बहुत सही होता. Like just for the youngster, nothing else. And by the way, Rutraj also in the last few games has actually not done much. Actually, out होता रहा है.
एक game में he was unlucky when he got run out because.
Catch! सीधा ऊपर है भाई, पकड़ भाई यार. चहल को कौन रखता है यार वहाँ पे?
पर चहल को कहाँ रखें? कहीं तो रखना पड़ेगा.
लेकिन स्लिप
नहीं है, वो शॉर्ट थर्ड मैन है.
फ्लाई स्लिप था वो, शॉर्ट थर्ड मैन.
सबसे स्लो मूविंग फील्डर तो वहीं उधर ही कहीं होता है.
He is not a good catcher, he is not a good ground fielder. भाई इसको
कहाँ रखे? कहीं तो रखना ही पड़ेगा ना.
कहीं अंपायर के पीछे छुपा हो यार.
पहले 4 ओवर फटाफट करा के इम्पैक्ट सब या फील्डिंग सब कर दो फटाफट.
यार
ये तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
भाई यार, this is unlucky for Kuldeep. मतलब he didn't. He was.
बड़ी इतना खराब फील्डर कैसे है, मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आता है.
भाई like, but why would you place him there? अश्विन को रख सकते थे वहाँ पे. इंडिया के लिए टेस्ट में
अश्विन के लिए भी मुश्किल होता है. ये कैच एक्चुअली क्या there's a very strong wind as well. If we can see the sleeves and all are
true.
So I think that let's give that to Chahal. ठीक है भाई, अब आके लेना गायकवाड़ का विकेट, but ठीक है.
एक और चीज, चहल है इतना पतला कि हवा हो ही नहीं तो भी वो भाई भागते वो देखेगा. Chachant asks why is Avnish not in today? भाई उसको भी थोड़ा ब्रेक चाहिए ना.
So Chachant, usually Thursdays को Avnish नहीं रहेगा, Fridays को मैं नहीं रहूंगा. बाकी फिर पता नहीं, बाकियों का sort of ये सब थोड़े एलीट लोग हैं, 2-2 दिन नहीं रहते, ये सैटरडे संडे को नहीं रहेगा बाय द वे
भाई 2-2 दिन हम बोल तो, लेकिन अब तक मैंने सिर्फ 4 ऑफ लिया है, देखो
ठीक है भाई।
Anyways, Jagmeet says, "Arey bhai, Akshay, so much passion for RR." नहीं यार, like I said up top, this is just a coincidence, and the passion was for the new guy, for the newbie, Kuldeep Yadav. बाकी ठीक है, जो मारेगा, जो अच्छा करेगा. I'm here to watch to see boundaries, to see wickets and all of that.
By the way, after first over, just let us know which Kuldeep Yadav is better.
Which left-handed Kuldeep is better?
Yeah.
Kuldeep with an I or Kuldeep with the double E?
Dip या deep? Oh, so like we said, Samson is standing up to the stumps.
I mean, Sandeep doesn't have the pace, so it does.
But I never really like this
strategy of standing up.
Yeah. Because actually, as a bowler, तुम्हें लगेगा कि यार मैं बहुत ज्यादा तेज ना फेंकूं, कि ऐसा ना हो कि.
But do you think bowlers think that much उतना देखेंगे? पता नहीं. I don't know. It might be the case psychologically. शायद सोचते होंगे उसके बारे में. I mean, because tactically देखोगे, it makes sense to ensure that the batter does not step down the track, like he thinks twice. तो मैं तो सिर्फ उसी एंगल से देखता बस. Oh, that was a good ball. That was a very good ball.
एक बात बताओ, कभी भी keepers have done this a lot of times, but do you ever imagine, have you not imagine, can you even think of an example where a batter has got stumped out to a pacer just because a keeper is standing up to the stumps?
MS Dhoni, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, England series, Craigie Sweater, 2011, 2013, 2012, ठीक क्या बोलता हूँ, 2012
एक
हाँ वो तो याद है मेरे को. अभी बाकी अनिरुद्ध साहब बैठे हैं वहाँ पे. अनिरुद्ध भाई अगर देख लो,
मैंने देखा नहीं है, बस ये कि हाँ it dissuades the player to step down, but इतना मतलब पता नहीं.
Maybe the payoff is not that big, but हाँ
क्योंकि एज लग के चौका जा सकता है. बहुत खतरा है यार इस टैक्टिक में.
खतरा तो है.
Okay.
Let us see what's. अरे यार
मुझे ये कीपर स्टैंडिंग अप टू द स्टंप्स का तो एक ही मैच याद आता है. अभी रिसेंट जो एडिलेड में सेमीफाइनल था, एक बॉल के लिए वो आगे आया था, फिर वापस गया. ये कैसी टैक्टिक है यार कि एक बॉल के लिए करके देखना है, बस भी कर लेते हैं.
सब ऐसा बॉल टू बॉल इतना सोच रहे हैं ना कि सब ये बॉल
यार ये हमारी स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट ने ये बताया था कि 0.3 पे ही आगे बढ़ता है. तो 0.3 पे मेरे को यहाँ खड़े होना है. 0.4 हो गया ना, अब आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा, अब आई कैन गो बैक.
कल when we were talking about like when the game was going on RCB के क्या, तो हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि ओ भाई कि I was just cribbing about the fact कि यार स्पिनर के सामने तुम पेस हिटर को ला रहे हो, पेसर्स के सामने स्पिन हिटर्स को ला रहे हो, क्या डेटा देख रहे हो.
बट कल केकेआर में भी आई थिंक व्हेन कोहली एंड डीके वर प्लेइंग, they had a pacer on, तो कोहली उस समय आउट हो गया. एंड सिचुएशन भी इतना कोई डिफिकल्ट नहीं था.
या ट्रू, बट वाज लाइक पता है क्या हुआ होगा, वो एक्सेल शीट पे ना पेस स्पिन का उल्टा हो गया होगा, किसी ने चेंज कर दिया,
लग गया होगा.
तो इसलिए oh man, that's 4 dot balls and 3 in a row for Conway. He'll definitely be, sort of anxious now to get a boundary. He wouldn't want to take a single, definitely, given that they're chasing 200 plus. The Nalla engineer says not much dew is coming this IPL. Yeah, in general, बारिश भी काफी हुआ नहीं. Monsoon is yet to arrive, and surfaces have largely been dry. So yeah, and also the fact that BCCI has been encouraging more and more, curators to use those anti-drying agents and all of that. So definitely they want to minimize the effect of dew, but देखिएगा यार हल्का दिखना शुरू कर देगा.
Yeah, Naren, I mean, I know at this point of time, I'd be really honest with you. Jaiswal is giving very tough competition to Gaikwad.
Wow. That's big word. Those are big words, and I agree with you there. Just to add some context,
because even actually I want कि कोई lefty खेले भाई.
True. Naren is saying I'm not a fan of Gaikwad because of his trouble with left armers. Just how much he struggles. You want, just how much he struggles. You want him to play for India. So I'm guessing he wants Gaikwad to play, so he wants him to overcome this weakness. Till then, I mean, yeah, Jaiswal is definitely a safe. I mean,
अभी Gill तो locked है.
Yeah,
in both formats, ODI and 3 formats, if I'm not mistaken.
But then
you're just looking for a partner for him because neither KL nor Rohit Sharma are anywhere near.
What about Chuchan की चाहिए ईशान?
अब वो चुचान का ही चाहिए है बस. चुचान का चाहिए it doesn't cut it ना, मतलब से उत्तर होने से नहीं होता है.
If only. अरे मार तो देता है, ठीक है कोई नहीं. But that was a fantastic over, by the way, from Sandeep there. Sandy, just 1 run. Pranav says it's Somesh. It's not only about the stumping; it roots the player down, and I've seen players getting
एक प्लेयर
LBW.
देखा यार मैंने तो एरन फिंच, और उसके लिए तो तुम आगे खड़े हुए पीछे, वो तो LBW होना ही है. मैं बस ऐसा सोचता हूँ कि बॉलर बाय सीइंग कि कीपर आगे खड़ा है ना, तो माइट नॉट बी persuaded to bowl really fast, क्योंकि there is a chance के बॉल मिस हो सकता है.
But with Sandeep's case, I don't think he ever bowled
वो तो
fast.
भुवी के केस में भी
exactly.
बोल सकते हो, बट वो एक्स्ट्रा किक आने का मौका भी कम हो जाता है कि
maybe
थोड़ा तो बैक ऑफ द माइंड रहेगा ना यार कि कहीं एज का चौका ना जाए.
And हो सकता है, but then यार एज अगर लगता है ना, even if the keeper is standing back, अगर स्लिप नहीं है तो वो तो वैसे भी गया. And in fact, Dhoni used to do a smart thing. Whenever he used to stand, he स्लिप रखता था. पैर तो रखता ही था स्पिनर के लिए, स्लिप भी रखता था.
रखना चाहिए.
हाँ.
अगर आगे ऐसे खड़े हो तो स्लिप रखो और स्लिप पास में रखो.
Exactly, and it used to look very weird, but he always used to do that. I mean, more often than not, at least. आपने जो आयरन फिंच की बात करी, उसमें से एक ही कहूंगा, वो डेथ टैक्सेस आयरन फिंच गेटिंग आउट टू एन इंस्विंगर, वो मतलब लिख के ले लो भाई. इसको यार इतना वो
अभी कुछ दिन पहले तो ये एज एन एनालिस्ट ही आयरन फिंच किसी के बारे में बात कर रहा था कि ही ससेप्टेबल टू इन स्विंगर. क्या हो रहा है, ये तू बोल रहा है.
I mean, बोलने के पैसे थोड़ी लगता है, बोलने का क्या, वही इसीलिए. Anyways, moving on. Shaunak, any more comments for us? Guys, please keep commenting and let us know if what do you think of the game and who. भाई कौन में, I don't know यार, बस घुमाया जा रहा है, nothing's connecting. Chuchan says, so one more argument in favor of Ishan. Look at the teams who struggled with wicketkeeper batter, DC, RCB this season. KKR, SRH, both seasons. यार SRH didn't struggle last season. पूरन काफी सही खेला भाई. 300 plus runs at 145 strike rate, 40 average.
But I think that's his point कि इंडियन विकेट कीपर नहीं था.
अच्छा, आए तो इंडियन विकेट कीपर की किसको पड़ी है? IPL टीम है भाई, किसी को भी उठा लो. इंडियन टीम की बात चल रही है ना, तो आई डोंट थिंक दैट आर्ग्यूमेंट कैच नहीं है. यार कुलदीप को हटा ही दिया.
बाय द वे एक्चुअली मतलब अभी तो लुकिंग अहेड टू द T20 वर्ल्ड कप, सिंपल बात है कि व्हेन पंत रिटर्न्स ही शुड ओपन. ही इज द विकेट कीपर. He should open. Simple. I want Pant to open.
I thought
Pant has done the dirty job for so many years. Every other cricketer just maximizes themselves कि भाई मैं open करूँगा. That's the easiest place. Let Pant do it. क्योंकि बाकी सब टॉम डिक एंड हैरी से ज्यादा पोटेंशियल है पंत.
हाँ वो तो
let us give him that chance कि भाई तुम भी ओपन करके देख लो.
Interesting.
And I want him to give at least open 2 seasons for Delhi. Oh,
नहीं.
Good shot. Even if this season, if he would have been available, I would have wanted him to open.
But with Warner Pant, I don't think.
With Warner there, but अब तो Warner भी कब तक रहेगा? तो इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि I want him to open for Delhi and for India as well at least.
That's true.
I want to give him that shot कि क्योंकि मिडिल ऑर्डर में तो तिलक वर्मा बहुत सारे हैं मिडिल ऑर्डर में.
Correct, वो भी है. The Nalla engineer says Jaiswal is the best batter to utilize power play. India needs a batter like that. Rest all these youngsters take at least 12 to 15 balls to settle in. Agreed.
That's the best part. मतलब वो पहली बॉल पे भी 6 मार सकता है.
यार
गार्बेज बॉलिंग.
एक तो उसको क्यों दिया बॉल बताओ मेरे को. कुलदीप ने ढंग से किया तो था यार. अटैक से हटा के इसको डालने का इतना क्या था यार. दोनों तो सेम.
बेसिकली वो 6 ओवर्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की बात है ना कि फिर वो होल्डर के they must have been trying for 2-2-2. हो सकता है, मतलब that's my best guess.
Maybe. Shaunak, we probably missed the comment there before the Nalla engineer's comment. If you could just go back to that, let's just take that up as well. But yeah, 25 for no runs at the end of 4. Not the kind of start that, I mean, 12 runs did come off the last over, but they still would want more. Oh yeah, Pranav Anand mentioned Roy getting bowled, in the 2021 India-England ODI series. Actually, don't remember.
ये सीरीज याद नहीं है.
वो इंडिया में जो खेला था वो पता है. Sky debut और 8 छक्के मारा था.
उतना मोमेंट्स याद है, बट इतना स्पेसिफिक याद नहीं है.
कौन ऐसा स्लो बॉलर? भुवी था क्या? तो कीपर कौन था? सैमसन.
तब कीपर कौन था?
Pant stood up to Bhuvi. Oh, interesting. I don't know. Anirudh, if you could just confirm this dismissal for us, like I'm really curious now.
प्रणव पे भरोसा कर लेते हैं.
हाँ नहीं मतलब बॉलर कौन था, कीपर कौन था?
भुवी होगा. भुवी वाज इन गुड फॉर्म. या तो भुवी होगा या शार्दुल ठाकुर.
लेकिन भुवी 140 तक डाल देता है यार कभी कभार. ऐसा नहीं कि
बट एम्पल टाइम्स कीपर स्टैंड अप टू हिम. बहुत हुआ. ओ हम 2-2 की बात कर रहे थे, यहाँ तो अश्विन का दे दिया. देन इट डजंट मेक सेंस. फिर तो यार वो ओवर कुलदीप को ही देना चाहिए था.
मार खाने के बाद हटाओ तो चलता. वाओ मैन. You think Ashwin anticipated him stepping down the track? Because बहुत short था, but the correct ball. Like I don't know if he pulled it back because Conway stepped out. How much do you think should they be at the end of the power play? Because they're chasing 203. I feel 60-70 कम से कम.
60 तो चाहिए.
तो मतलब
I have a question. I know not a good time because Washington Sundar is injured. But at this point of time, who would you rather have in your T20 team? Ashwin or Washington Sundar?
Ashwin, hands down. And doesn't have anything to do with Sundar's injury. मतलब काफी हग रहा है भाई. मतलब हो गया टाइम उसको भी. 5 सीजन में एक ही उसका भी सेम ईशान किशन वाला सीन है. 5 सीजन में सिर्फ एक ही अच्छा सीजन रहा. ओनली विद द बॉल दैट टू. बैट के साथ तो कुछ किया ही नहीं बंदे ने.
बैट के साथ तो अगर उसे चांस भी उतना नहीं मिलता, क्यों नहीं मिलता पता नहीं
यार. जब
बट ऐसे तो खैर बात है ना कि अश्विन को हमने इतना फॉर ग्रांटेड ले लिया है कि बंदे को जो बोलो वो कर रहा है.
या
उसको 3 पे भेजो तो रन बना देता है, 5 पे भेजो, 7 पे भेजो, सब जगह 3 बॉल खेलने मिलेगा, उसमें एक छक्का एक चौका मार के आ जाएगा. तो
exactly.
he is doing whatever he can and that's how a cricketer, any sports person should be.
Exactly. And और जो आप मौके की बात करो, ध्रुव जुरैल, उसको भी तो आया. ही इज नॉट अ डेजिग्नेटेड फिनिशर. वो तो यार ऊपर ही खेलता. ही वाज अ टॉप ऑर्डर बैटर. लेकिन द वे ही सॉर्ट ऑफ taken, grabbed his opportunities with both hands. I'm not saying Washington should play well in every game, but एक भी नहीं यार. Not one single match-winning innings with the bat. So that's not done. Like RCB have had so many collapses. SRH have had so many collapses. Parshu, that was his game. He could have so easily won it.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just thinking about the India squad which was in the World Cup and in the next World Cup. मतलब मैं सोच के मेरे को लगता है कि I think हार्दिक
कैच हो सकता है क्या? कोई है वहाँ पे?
कोई नहीं है. 4.
ठीक है.
So Hardik, Arshdeep and Ashwin are the only 3 which I feel
from the previous
World Cup who should be playing the next
Sky?
World Cup. हाँ, Sky भी था. So मतलब पंत को भी काउंट करूंगा मैं, but he was not among the regulars.
Yeah.
He was force-fitted at the very end.
But Pant, I'll still sort of.
So Pant, Sky, that's it. 5. उसके अलावा तो I don't think there is any name which I feel.
Samson नहीं था क्या squad में?
Samson नहीं था.
Pant, I'll still sort of.
Pant का तो मैं बोला ना कि I want him to open.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know if he'll be fit enough, like cricket fit.
But 2024 की बात कर रहे हैं, बहुत टाइम है.
फिर भी यार मतलब जितना सुना है और देखा है, like I don't know, like I have no clue. So I उसके अलावा और कौन आ सकता है अभी? Tilak can come in, Jaiswal can come in, Samson should come in.
Yeah.
Who else? Someone like a Mohsin Khan.
राहुल त्रिपाठी भी चाहिए, but let's see.
वो फॉर्म में नहीं है ना अभी. Let us see. Someone like a Mohsin Khan, if he gets back to what he did last year, bhai, I was very close there, but 10 runs coming off the over. तो अगले ओवर में कम से कम 25 रन चाहिए फॉर आरआर फॉर सीएसके टू सॉर्ट ऑफ. कुलदीप ही होना चाहिए यार. संदीप ने 2 बॉल कर दिया, उसको डेथ के लिए रखेंगे. होल्डर ने मार खाया, अश्विन ने भी मार खाई है. We've got a stat for you guys, by the way, in the meantime. The last 4 instances of Pacers being involved in a stumping in IPL, that is Watson versus KKR, Bhuvi versus KKR. I'm guessing this is bowlers he's referring to.
And Sandeep Sharma himself. So I think 4 bowlers who जो अपने दिन पे पेसर/ऑफ स्पिनर कुछ भी हो सकते हैं, whatever they choose to be on that particular day.
Wow. So someone kept to Watson यार. Someone kept to the Watson 140 डालता है भाई.
सैमसन ही होगा. 2013 में सैमसन was the
keeper. वो
कीपिंग
नहीं कर रहा था तब उनके पास रावत तो कीपिंग नहीं कर रहा था. They had Kushal Dishan Yagne. I know they had Kushal Pereira in that season.
Mahesh Rawat.
भाई साहब, he played in 2013. Wow. Interesting man. सीएम गौतम भाई जो शायद एक आधा गेम खेला आईपीएल में, उसी में पेसर के साथ ही स्टंपिंग भी करी. Zampazin. वाह यार. तो कुलदीप को एक ही ओवर दिया. Anyway, this is the over. In any case, we've known historically the 6th over of a T20 innings has always been the most productive over outside the 20th, मतलब outside the death. अपील काय का कर रहा है भाई.
But actually even Rajasthan openers scored a lot of runs like this.
एज लग के पीछे एंड में
बीच में मिडिल ओवर्स में भी स्पिनर्स को हुआ था.
मतलब पावर प्ले में नहीं, मैं कह रहा था पावर प्ले में याद नहीं है. अनदर स्टार्ट फॉर यू गाइस. CSK's top 3 batter, I mean the top 3 for CSK. Devon Conway 52 average, 314 runs, 45 average and 274 Gaikwad, and 52 average and 209 for Ajinkya. Strike rates देखो भाई, रहाने 200.
भाई रहाने तो ड्रीम टीम में यार. So Gurkirat, myself, Nikhil and Anirudh, we did this mid-season 11s and रहाने शायद हम सबकी टीम में था.
कैसे नहीं रहेगा भाई? 200 स्ट्राइक रेट पे अगर तू 200 रन मारता है तो कैसे नहीं रहेगा? गजब लाइक रहा नहीं तो यार क्या टोटका मतलब धोनी का चल
अलग
गया
ही
कुछ
story है
समझ नहीं
भाई।
आता सच्ची में
नहीं यार, you can't attribute it to Dhoni alone.
लेकिन no I'm not but it's just
Everyone
funny.
will naturally,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that is what sells, right?
Because that's
But
the only connection you can make ना logically.
पर ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए। देखा जाए तो he has played T20 अंदर धोनी
हाँ,
पहले भी
वो
वर्ल्ड कप सेमीफाइनल में 30 बॉल में 25 बॉल में 30 बनाया था वो अगेंस्ट वेस्ट इंडीज।
Oh, is that allowed? No, that isn't.
So I don't think it has. I don't think it's just because of Dhoni. It's just because it is because of something extraordinary that happened in the CSK management.
Maybe यार, but यार राजस्थान के लिए भी तो काफी खराबी खेला था यार
इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ।
But राजस्थान की मैनेजमेंट भी यार is known to be.
He's not played in the Sangakkara plus ये वाला management.
हाँ लेकिन पहले वाला भी मतलब खराब तो कभी नहीं था यार।
Yeah, but still मतलब it's not just about that ना कि CSK में it happens time and time again. My only see भाई धोनी है brain trust वो सब है, but I think equal contribution has to be of others as well, including Fleming and whatever goes on there, whatever setup that they have.
True.
क्योंकि धोनी पर्सनली तो इतना नहीं कर सकता भाई। उसने इंडिया के लिए भी कैप्टनसी की है, ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ चेन्नई के लिए की है। एंड सॉरी टू से मतलब चौक एंड चीज है।
या इंडिया के लिए लिमिटेड ओवर्स और टेस्ट का अगर देखोगे तो वो तो एकदम ही अलग है।
मतलब लिमिटेड ओवर्स में भी देयर वाज अ टाइम व्हेन ही लुक्ड कि भाई आउट ऑफ सॉर्ट्स की नहीं है मेरे पास प्लेयर्स।
True. And by the way, just 2 balls to go, and Zampa's been bowling really full, by the way, and bowling to his fields as well. Just at the stumps, very full. And another thing, Conway's really struggled. 8 of 15, last ball of the power play. Let's hope he gets going soon. Our statsman, Anirudh Kasargod coming in. The thing everyone are missing is, it is regardless against whom you get runs, weak or strong, when you're short of runs, those big scores give you confidence as a batter. I agree. But वही है ना कि अभी केकेआर ने तो कुछ खराब किया नहीं था। ओपनिंग दिया था, ओपनिंग स्लॉट दिया था, which was supposed to be the easiest spot to bat at. वो रानी को दिया था, 7 मैच दिया था उसको। He in fact, if I'm not wrong, played the most games for KKR last season as an opener. Wicket है क्या? And the struggle ends 8 of 16, a very very painful innings for Conway.
I mean, yeah, the question is answered. The law of average is
catching up. Yeah, someone asked. Today. Yep. But that's as painful a knock as it can get. Yeah, matlab, law of averages, it shouldn't have hit him that hard also. He could have gotten out for 16 of 8 as well. वो भी law of averages ही होता. 8 of 16 has sort of, almost put his team in a really, really tricky situation. They need 161 now in the next 14 overs. A very tricky situation that will be navigated by a hardcore CSK fan. In fact,
just to finish up on Rahane's chat, one thing that would have worked in his favor in the CSK setup is that he knows that there are a lot of others who can take up the mentor.
Maybe
with other teams उसको लगता होगा कि भाई he has to do the heavy lifting. With CSK he knows कि he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting.
सबसे बुढ़ा मैं नहीं हूँ.
There's a prize wicket. I'm not a prize wicket. I don't need to preserve my wicket. I just have to go for it. And that has been liberating.
True. It can be a bunch of different things, but yeah. So anyways, guys, 42 for 1 at the end of the power play. Tricky situation for CSK, and like I was saying, it'll be navigated by 2 hardcore CSK fans. So yeah, let's hope they have something to cheer for at the end of the middle overs.
Yes, and time for Akash.
Also time for Ajinkya. So
yes,
he's here after a very
interesting start.
No way Ashwin is catching that. That's 4.
Yeah, Gaikwad had a charmed life. Maybe covering up for the particle lucks with the boundaries
of
Patirana. But yeah, interesting start for Chennai and Conway. I think similar to what we saw in that previous chase where he just couldn't get going at all. So happens. It's part of the game. Sometimes it will not come off. You can't hit 450s and then suddenly say, okay.
450s is itself it's a good job.
Anomaly.
No, it but yeah, I would say CSK are 10-15 below par right now.
I feel 18 shot. 60 for 1 would have been
ideal. But again, with the batting depth they have and how the pitch is going to be, see, initially it was sticking, maybe it might get better as
that's an
game
assumption
progresses.
because so far we haven't seen anything related to Dew in terms of the ball being whipped or so much. So let's see how that goes, and of course we'll have another guest who will be itching to talk.
Juju Master.
Yeah, the Juju head. And
he's there, head of Juju.
Hello, Pasi.
Juju head. It's very ironical that that kind of juju doesn't work for me myself.
It is never supposed to work for the team that you want it to. So yeah. And yes, Chan says, by the way,
no one has forgotten. No one has forgotten. That is the biggest argument in favor of him.
Yeah.
It's like saying that Gautam Gambhir doesn't get credit for 2011 final. Every time you talk about that and you say that he doesn't get credit, doesn't get credit, or it's underrated, or people have forgotten. How can you forget about something?
I know only one person who says that Gambhir's knock didn't get the applause. That is Gambhir himself.
Babura says match losing knock from Conway slightly
but
harsh,
at least he,
but
at least he got out.
I mean even Gaikwad was dropped twice. So again, it's sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. But very keen to see how Rahane goes here because he's had troubles versus Ashwin. We discussed in detail about the numbers. So let's see how it goes. And yes, Jagmeet
goes on to say Sundar is becoming the Mark Wood and Mitchell Marsh of IPL, mostly injured. But you know what is the difference? Mark Wood and Mitchell Marsh have a T20 World Cup title.
Oh, Sundar has a IPL? No. Not yet.
Sundar has nothing. So, I mean...
Sundar has Gaba. That's all that matters. Let's move on.
But again, see, it's very frustrating, right? Somebody of his potential... First of all, he didn't live up to his potential with either with the bat or with the ball. And then on top of that, injury concerns. And that too, I think, third or fourth injury in the last 2 years. So, that just says... I mean, that's why I guess Ashwin is still in contention, right? He's able to not only up his game and skill and
stay
everything,
relevant, but
also have that. To be injury free. That's not something that Washington has done. So
like he missed the season 2, but then he's found a way to stay in more than stay out. So but
see, Ashwin also does one thing better than many other cricketers is that he knows that if he dives on the cricket field or if he really puts in that extra effort, he could get seriously injured and then be ruled out for some months. So he knows his body very well, so he doesn't really put in that extra dive or field at the boundary, because he did that in the first game for Delhi in the 2020 IPL.
He got injured.
Dislocated his shoulder, and then when he came back, he didn't. Since then, he's stopped attempting any acrobatic stuff, and I think it's right because he alone with his bowling and batting adds so much of value that he doesn't need to take those risks which injure him or put him in jeopardy. Because imagine if India have to play a test match or a test series against a top opposition at home without Ashwin. It's something that that will scare me. That will tell me that okay, this is the best chance for the opposition to try and win a series in India in a decade. And so many times when Jadeja's been absent, we've seen the presence of Ashwin ensuring that India don't lose those series. So Ashwin that way knows his body very well, and he doesn't try and do any of that stuff, which is something that I'd like Bumrah and Russell to do the same. Russell fielding at the boundary really irks me.
Yeah, and also just to close that point, I think it also tells that India has a lot of work to do in terms of getting somebody to replace Ashwin in the longer format of the game. So yes, that's something we'll keep for later during the rains in Oval.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a washout.
Wow.
Yeah.
Solly goes on to say, by the way, anyone knows why Ashwin is not bid by CSK anymore after they released him? Ashwin is a mediocre spinner as per CSK. Again, I am not sure.
Okay, single.
Just a single.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think it. It's not because he's. I don't think they rate him as mediocre.
Yeah.
And when the first opportunity
Yeah.
came in, they had a purse back then. It was only like 4.5 crores.
Yeah.
They didn't want to go above that. So
Yeah.
it's something that Chennai always. I mean, it's not just with Ashwin. I mean, with all the former players.
Faf also to an extent, like
See, Faf was again a different case because they wanted somebody at top the order.
yeah.
So they had to keep Faf. So
Yeah.
with off spinners, it's not the same, right? So
They also had Moeen Ali, who was
Yeah.
retained going into the mega auction. That would have played a
Yeah,
part.
and you knew Ashwin would not get you'll not get him cheap. So again, a lot of those factors take into consideration when that bit happened where he went to Delhi and all. So even Punjab
So
actually.
when he went to Delhi, it wasn't through auctions. It was a
Yeah,
trade.
he went first to Punjab first,
yeah,
and then
Punjab,
he went.
and then he was a
Yeah, it
captain
was
of Punjab.
Yeah.
It was a trade, but in last year in the mega auctions, they already had Moeen Ali retained, and so it was difficult for them. They had Moeen Ali and they had Jadeja, so they had two spinners retained anyway. While obviously you'd say that Ashwin, has more quality, but I think in T20s where your bowling impact is limited through the number of overs that you can bowl, what you bring as a package is also very important. And at that point of time, Ashwin hadn't worked on his batting that much for any franchise. Probably if Ashwin goes into the auction after this season, he might get more than what he got in 2022. But these things are in hindsight. You really can't predict these things to happen.
Yeah, and just to close out, CSK is the last franchise to think is mediocre. So yes, let's get back to the game, and slightly slowest in terms of the rate. It's not like they've stepped up the second game.
So I think that's also because Kuldeep is bowling really well. He's using his cutters to sticking on the wicket. So maybe
in the first ball, Rahane had an inside edge that went past leg stump. So
it
difficult
time. Yeah, it depends on how. You have to take some time on this pitch. You can't attack straight away. That's what we saw in the first innings as well.
Yes.
So maybe Rahane is just taking that time. And after that you have to attack. You don't have a choice. But it's ideal that he's taking some time here to identify.
Good shot. But again, single.
It's great field placements also. Whatever good shot they're playing. Whatever good shot they're playing, just a single. So this point, CSK are lacking some power, but
yes.
Do you want to take this question?
Yeah, how can an off spinner get injured so much? Is it something related? I don't think it's because of the action. You look at how Washington. Look at the number of injuries he's had. It's all because of different reasons. So it's not just his action. Maybe it's just his body is not. Oh, that's a 4.
Yes,
that is a 4.
Good one.
Finally, finally a boundary. So for me that it's because of. He's just been unlucky in a few occasions where, the county season where it got it. It's all like you can't really predict what will happen. So
it's not controllable in terms of that as well. He's been in difficult situations and then things have just unraveled for him in the worst possible way in that manner. So
if I'm not wrong, he got COVID twice.
Yeah.
I think he got COVID twice while being named for India, and then in 2021, before the England tour, it's a very unfortunate injury. You are playing a practice game, that too for the opposition, because you want to get that practice time, and then you end up injuring yourself. And I think one of the injuries again that has happened to him twice is a split webbing. Again, that's got nothing to do with your action. It's just lucky and unfortunate. But this hamstring part is something which is, you would not expect that to happen with him. Maybe.
Yes, and Ashwin is back, and I feel this is the over where we see something happen. We talked about the matchup of Rahane Ashwin. Rahane got LBW to Ashwin in the previous fixture, but he had got 30 by then.
And
so let's see.
There is one more pattern from the previous fixture. The run rate was similar. It's not this high, but and one thing they struggled in the middle overs was rotating.
Well done. Just found the gap. Should be a couple. Well done.
Parag with a save and just a couple.
Is Parag? Is Parag?
I know. Which is why I just said it out. Anukul Roy. And yes, those who know again, a good ball from Ashwin. That there is some hold again. You saw he had to
There
just
is
kind of just check his shot and not like go too hard. But yeah, good stop
brilliant
there from
fielding
Rian.
from Parag.
And that's shaped. Hopefully.
Oh!
Well tried. Well tried.
I don't think any other fielder,
Would have reached
any
it.
other Indian
Managed to
fielder at
reach
least
it.
would not have attempted this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For,
No
I
one
mean,
would have
foreign,
reached it.
yeah, I mean, overseas there are a lot of options, but
Yeah.
in an Indian, I don't think an Indian player would have done this. It's
Yes, and the
great
matchup
effort.
almost worked. But again, I don't think you can
Karam.
blame Rane.
Karam, yeah.
Yeah, good drift that really came in a good way.
You
But
need a lot
yes,
of energy on this thing to release
give
it
it
with
that
that.
way. Yes.
Oh,
And
he
yeah,
got there.
Actually, he just
Eventually
got there, just
yeah.
could not hold on to it. And
Brilliant from
in the
Parag.
motion, yeah, well done, though. Yeah, I'm sure Ashwin can. Yeah, Ashwin, surely he's going to appreciate that effort. Let's see. Rane is looking to go over the offside more so. Look at the matchup: Rane versus Ashwin. 5 times out, average of 10.4, strike rate 123. And you see there is Parag stationed there for that loft that he did even in the last game.
Yeah.
So, and that's the gap also that is looking to target. So,
And on the long on boundary, it is Butler. So two of the best fielders.
Two of the best fielders here. And I mean, it's I think the ideal test for Rahane because you had you played on some decent or say even batting friendly pitches thus far. So this is quite a challenging wicket. So if he can take off here, that will really, I mean, I don't think he has anything to prove people yet.
This will just validate his form or the touch.
Exactly, just increase it, saying that no guys, I found a role. I think that's why he succeeded.
Yes,
it's not because of anything else. Is that Chennai have given him a role and say that you play your game. You don't worry about anything else.
Yes, and
another single.
I don't think this is WTC preparation. 12 in 9, you won't see that in WTC. You will actually see it, to be honest. Don't be surprised because he likes to play those drives or punches early
on,
and then just settles into his knocks. So let's see. And yes, Ajinkya Rahane against Ashwin and Chahal combined in IPL, innings 17 runs, 86 dismissals, 8, and average we discussed it's 10.8.
And strike rate is 106. Again,
balls per dismissal is 10. So, okay.
Would you consider this? I mean, the Ajinkya Rahane before this is like completely different Ajinkya Rahane. I think this season he's found so you can't really have the former numbers. You should look at the current numbers.
Yeah, and I think this maybe somebody's moved while bowling, and that's what the umpire is probably talking to the fielder that.
So how much did they get? 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, right?
Yeah.
That's 6, 7,
and
8,
DLS,
9
they're showing
runs.
DLS at this point in time. The DLS par at the end of 10 overs is 87. We still have an over to go to there.
That shows how far Chennai are behind in this game.
Yes. The Nalla Engineer says one rule should come in IPL that every team should have at least 2 local players of that particular state, uncapped players, when M number of teams increase from 10 to 12 to 14.
Yeah.
Interesting thought, and something that it's been debated a lot. That how are you building that state or the franchise loyalty with the local fans and that part. So let's see if that happens. For now, I don't think the teams are expanding at least in the next 3 to 4 years.
Okay, let's put it this way: if you're say CSK, I mean, I'll ask you CSK, and from Gurkirat, I'll ask a DC perspective. If you had to pick 2 local players in this current Chennai setup, who would you pick? It could be anybody. It doesn't matter if they're playing for some other team. Who would you pick?
So, of course, you will want to, in this setup, Ashwin, something that you would want to have in your side. And apart from him, you have Sai, you could use him. Again, impact player or whichever way. So, those are probably the first 2 names that come to my mind. There is Shah Rukh Khan as well. But DK, you already have MS, so I don't want DK there. And Shah Rukh Khan is someone I think Chennai would do a lot of work with. So those 3 options.
Okay, interesting.
Actually, I'll take Shah Rukh and Ashwin. 2 off-spinning all-rounders.
Okay. And Gurkirat, you have to pick 2 Delhi players for DC.
At this point of time, Virat Kohli is not a Delhi player anymore. I'd like Nitish Rana.
How is he not a Delhi player?
No, he's already an India player. I don't care. He doesn't care about Delhi now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the whole question is about, getting uncapped players. While Nitish is not uncapped, he got those games in Sri Lanka in 2021. But yeah, I'd like Nitish to be there. Delhi anyway need a left-hander in the middle order who can do well against spin. So Nitish
Akshar
Rana.
Patel. Rishabh Pant.
So Rishabh Pant's not there. So Nitish
You
Rana.
guys need a good captain as well. Because
No,
No,
the
just
captain
kidding, yeah.
the captain is in the dugout. So
Disney already has Delhi players. Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do.
and
but yeah, one more trick. Yeah.
yeah, we actually need to release a few Delhi players who've not been doing well.
Shots fired. Any which
Is
ways.
that Lalit Yadav?
No. Let's get back to the game. Let's not get him into a rant. And yes, interesting times. So I think expect Chahal to bowl, or maybe Zampa to come in now, because he knows both. Rutu
Holder
and
hasn't bowled yet, right?
No,
he's
Holder
bowled
bowled one.
one. And that's when he got the 6. Yeah, so Zampa it
Zampa.
is. Over covers. All goes straight. Single,
and
that is.
that's
Single.
just a single.
Yeah.
Intent is clear for Rane.
He's been trying.
He's
Let's
been
see.
trying. Yeah.
Gaikwad gets to a 50 with a lofted open mouth.
Yeah. Like this, he has his tongue also.
Brad Hogg.
Yeah.
Brad Hodge, whatever you want to call it in that sense, would have left Nitish Rana in place of Padikkal. Yeah, fair call.
I think this is-
The mouth is open. It is gone up.
Is it dropped?
Should be caught. It is
Oh,
caught.
it is
And
caught.
that's a big wicket again. Zampa takes 2.
And
The pressure was going to tell, and scratchy innings, you can say, from Gaikwad.
No,
Never did going.
not really. I mean, he did get a lot. I mean, he did get a
Few
freebies, so he
exactly.
got 6s and all. But it's a decent knock compared
Compared to
the
Conway.
situation and all of that. So when somebody is struggling from the other end, you obviously have to take the responsibility, and he did take it.
Yes.
Job well done. Probably today
It's
is the
not
game
a-
where Moeen Ali comes to the party.
Hopefully.
He's not fired yet with the
I think
bat.
Moeen, Jadeja, Raidu, everybody gets into the game now, which is good also for Chennai, because you don't want the same players to keep performing and then be like, okay, nobody else is doing well. But yeah, Zampa has come in and made immediate impact as was expected of him.
Or as the comment says, Manjrekar has made an impact. We don't know which is true, but yeah, one of them has struck.
And yep, let's see who
Both
comes in. Of
wickets.
course, Shivam Dube.
Yeah, it has to be. Maybe is it a chance to promote Moeen Ali and ask him to... He's not had game time. I mean, he's not had a lot of batting in this edition. Gurkirat, would you go with Moeen Ali, or would you say, it's Shivam Dube, sorry. No need, yeah.
For me, it had to be Shivam Dube, because this is a big ground, and you need someone with power as well. And one thing, Hardik, who's our colleague, he was there in the panel. He mentioned one very good thing is that whenever Dube comes in, the opposition captain is forced to bowl one over
their
best bowler. So that also takes. So and Dube has been in good touch, and like we've been mentioning, we were talking about this in Rajasthan's innings as well. This is not the pitch to just start striking from ball 1. So you want someone like Dube who's done well, who's been in good touch, to just take those 5-7 balls and then start going. And his power is going to be important today for Chennai, especially while when he's targeting the leg side against the spinner. So maybe can wait. Other batters can wait.
So do you think, they will hold back Ashwin or anybody and then give an over to Holder, because it makes sense against somebody like Dube, or against Rahane it will not work? So would they do it or not?
No, I think they can, given how the pitch is and the ground dimensions are, they can give the ball to Ashwin, because it was not that Rahane was very convincing against Ashwin in the last over. Almost offered a chance, so can stick with Ashwin.
Fair call.
Pranav goes on to say, not an ideal entry point for Rahane. With power play done, they can open with Rahane really, as the pitches slow down and teams being able to play extra spinner of the impact player rule. Conway at 3 is a good option. Yeah, again, I don't think Rahane was probably, sure shot starter anyway. Yeah. And because of the injury only he played. So
but this is a good suggestion from Pranav Anand.
Yeah, it is a good suggestion, but again, it will mess up with the optics of the team, right? You'll have to break, and you'll have to give Gaikwad another opening partner, which is...
Yeah, and you're breaking something that's working a lot. It's just not come off like twice so far. and which is okay. I think the roles are clear, and with Rane again, it's you are known to use players best. That is possibly his best spot, because if you again shuffle him up and put others down, then you're again trying to bat people out of position. So I feel the roles are clear. So yeah, maybe the entry point could change one day or the other depending on the deck. But yeah, so far it looks fine. And do we have we have something coming up interesting. And Shivam Dube versus leg spinners. You can see that strike rate right in the middle in the red zone.
Yeah,
but if you hold it on his pad or anything, that's just what, 33.
I mean, that's outside leg, but 342 is something that I'm very keen to see. Just outside off, in the arc, out of the park. That's what's needed for.
And no dismissals in that zone either. No dismissals at all.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. So there is one dismissal on the pad. So let's see if Chahal bowls there, or if we have Ashwin to bowl. Let's see who comes. It is Ashwin.
It is Ashwin.
First ball, it is outside off. Takes a single.
It's a very similar situation to
Ashwin got him out in the reverse.
Exactly.
Ashwin got both of them out.
I think that was also the 11th over, if I'm not wrong. It's 11th or 12th over of the innings. So it's a very, very similar, uncanny comparisons.
Anna Bhaiya would even know at what speed he bowled that ball.
Yeah, of course.
Talking about
Ashwin
Anna Bhaiya, this is before this game. 10 innings, 11 wickets, an average of 25 and
God.
Matchup. Rane out to Ashwin again, and it works. And it's not the WTC jinx. It's not anything else. It's okay. It happens. Before we go on that long drive, why is he back? But 15 from 13, Rane gone. And good. I'll actually take this for Chennai, because you want to get Raidu into the game. You want to get Moeen Ali, Jadeja. They haven't had the batting time in terms of more than 3, 4, 5 overs. So
he got to the pitch of the ball, but I think
he did too well and found the fielder.
Butler was stationed also wide. Very wider of how you
well planned dismissal actually, because
got to the pitch, made a decent connection, but just long boundaries, and then Butler being a very good fielder. Because I think why this line was chosen is probably because in the last game, I think that till now remains Rahane's best shot of the tournament.
Yes, 100%.
The line was outside off. Rahane was able to access the area over covers. So the planning was maybe to just take that side of the field out from Rahane, let him try and generate more power. And he's not a power player. He's more of a touch player. So probably, well, if Ashwin's not going to think a dismissal, who else will?
Yes,
and that's true. Who is it?
We're still not sure who's coming
or
to
Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali or Ambati Raidu.
Hopefully it's Raidu.
They're showing Akash Singh, so maybe it could be Raidu.
Okay, thank you. Very good impact and very good broadcasting there.
Yeah, we'll have to take the clues. They're giving us clues. They're showing Akash Singh, so it has to be Raidu. So,
and just as you speak of Raidu, I had this matchup open. Let me get there, because that's what this game is all about. Of course, they've played a lot against each other. So
matchups opened on the Fantasy Research Center of cricket.com app.
Of course.
Flatter.
The plug is very important. Let's not.
Yeah,
of course.
We don't use any other apps here.
Okay. Sweep. It is a sweep.
Oh, it's gone. Two in the same over, and
sweep.
Ravichandran Ashwin is indeed a match winner.
Matchup.
It took him more time to open and check the numbers, and for me to give him time to talk than the wicket to happen.
I also tell
I can recall the movie. Word was something else, but the style was.
It is back up, and the movie is Welcome, which is somebody that Rajasthan will welcome the wicket. Yes. But that's what it is. Chennai have again. They're doing it for the table. Let's put it that way. They're doing it for the table, guys. You can't have one team running away with 12 points. So, and yes, Ashwin, player of the match again against Chennai. Let's see.
I think Jaiswal.
Jaiswal. I think Jaiswal set up, and we discussed this in the previous innings, that Jaiswal is the difference between the two sides in the power play itself. because power play is where the bulk of the job was done in terms of you got a 26 ball 50.
Yeah.
So just set the tone for them. But not saying Chennai have lost it. They have still batting left, but they haven't made it easier for themselves.
The task is tall.
And there is a tall guy who's batting at the other end, and there is Moeen Ali who's here, hopefully to time the ball and not whack it, because sometimes I think there is this criticism of Moeen as well, that on bigger grounds he struggles to hit those big hits. I just feel when he gives himself time, he's able to. He's possibly one of the sweetest timers of the cricket ball. But when he looks to muscle, I don't think it always comes off very well for him. So let's see. Interesting time, because this will allow Achal as well from the other end to come in and attack Shivam if they want to. But
I think, if I'm not wrong, in the 2022 season, I think one of the games where Patirana is also playing, Moeen Ali is going berserk, and he is going against Ashwin. So I'm sure Ashwin will remember that.
Of course he will. He'll remember everything about that.
It was the game at Brabon where I think Moeen Ali took some 24 runs, all six boundaries. Maybe it was 5 boundaries against Ashwin, but I think Ashwin also came back well and then got Moeen Ali out, if I'm not wrong.
But I think by that time Chennai had slowed down considerably, and Jagmeet says, "Hey, Majnu jalta hai mujhse."
Sir, कौन मजनू है, कौन जल रहा है? देखो, एक बात तो अच्छी है कि this is top of the table kind of clash. So I don't think Chennai are going to lose sleep over it, but it's a good test. It's good to have such games. And they haven't chased a big score yet.
And you have to lose games once. You can't be just if you're on a winning streak and then you end up playing like how Delhi played Mumbai. It's like game over. So you just have to.
It is holder. So let's see. I don't think the events are going to stop, because I think Dubey will take him out.
Holder versus Dubey.
Yes.
See how that goes.
Holder. Hold the door. Ooh.
Oh, wide.
Should be wide.
Should be a wide.
Yeah. It is Dubey, and then it's a short ball which Sanju Samson also has to dump.
He's also
I thought Ashwin would know the height also.
I thought he was going for the review for a second, but no, he said it's a wide. Singaram going on to say, Singaram, if you're a new subscriber,
please subscribe.
Yeah, please, if you're a new watcher rather, please subscribe and please tell a friend. His question is, why is Dubey not working on his footwork? Paji,
take it away.
Someone who has good footwork, let's leave it to.
Exactly.
See, I've always believed this is not just with regards to Dubey, but it is very difficult to work on those aspects of your game that have developed into your games from the nascent stages. Now, Shivam Dubey's footwork or lack of it has been probably there since he started playing cricket, and he must be playing cricket at least for a decade, if not more. Not competitive, but you still have to play at lower levels of cricket to develop your game. So, and see, he's not the only player who has a lack of footwork. There are many others as well, and maybe he's tried to work on it. Maybe he's not tried to work on it. There could be two possibilities. Either he's not worked on it. The other possibility is he's worked on it, but he's realized that it is better for him to work on things that can allow him to still maximize his strengths. Maybe work on his power hitting. Maybe work on his range hitting, or probably try and access. Even with limited footwork, try and access areas of the field that allows him more scoring options. Because as of now, he doesn't play a lot behind the wicket. So maybe if he can work on that instead of working on his footwork, it could still maximize his batting. A lot of things players want to work on, but I just don't think it is possible to make those technical changes overnight. And there's hardly any downtime these days for players to work on their weaknesses. This is something which Rashid Pant had said in New Zealand, because all of us over the last year have been saying that he needs to work on his game on the offside in T20s because he goes too leg side. But when will he work on his game? Someone like a
lovely shot. Just clean extension from Moeen Ali, and he's got a 6 out of nowhere.
Very few people get that reaction out of me, and one of them definitely is Moeen Ali.
And the other is Dhoni.
Yeah, Dhoni, Moeen Ali.
Dhoni gets a reaction out of everyone.
Yeah.
Dhoni got Virat Kohli to just come up and tweet in one of those games after he had hit
Hey,
two
Virat
sixes.
Kohli is Dhoni FC's admin. I don't know how wide people still don't know it. But also, just to close that point on Shivam, see, we've discussed this in the past. It's a lot of instincts when you come to batting. So, when you're trying to change something, if you become too conscious about it, you are not going to react in time to what's thrown at you. So, it takes a lot of time to get into that muscle memory that, okay, this is a change that I'm making. So I have to be in that position first and then execute my shot. So all those factors, as Paji said, it needs a lot of downtime for you to change that much around.
So I was coming to this. Someone like Shreyas Iyer, he's also not been able to work on his weakness against the short ball because there is no downtime. And I don't think there are any perfect batters. They are exception. There's De Villiers, there's Walker, who literally
and that's slapped for one.
These guys literally have no weaknesses in their game. So all batters will have a weakness. It is important to not let that weakness consume you and try and work on those things which allow you to maximize yourself. Someone like Virender Sehwag also had minimal footwork, right? But he was able to make a career still. So it would be best if he could work on it, but it's not as easy as just saying that why is he not working on it. Maybe he is, but we don't know. A lot of things we don't know which happened behind the scenes because we are not privy to it.
Is it true that
I think they've already
Dukes.
They've already chosen.
Then why is it?
No, it is Dukes, I think.
They chose Dukes because they want to be ready for the Ashes that's coming. So they do get to choose.
It's a practice game for them.
They already rate. I mean, obviously they rate Ashes more than a WTC final because they don't care about
that. And nobody's like brought to just wake up and say that as per me this doesn't matter, as per me that doesn't matter. Somebody just tell the England you invented the game. Thanks.
They're running a 2 and they've cut the broadcast.
Okay. Thank you. That was really scary.
No one. Who knows? Maybe if Australia lose the WTC final, they'll say that it's void for them because maybe the weather wasn't.
Anyways, the last they won an Ashes series in England, won a series was 2001. So there's a lot of time and they always have a lot to talk. So let's skip that part.
I think Gurkirat is 4? You're 4 or 5 then, right?
Must have been 5.
Oh,
see?
A World Cup and a year old. Great. So 46 balls left, 116 to get.
That's
time to start the tuk-tuk.
But this is where I think if Dubey gets going, 3 sixes, 4 sixes, you don't know. It's still a tall task. I mean, obviously going to be.
And smartly, Samson has kept 3 of Chahal because he knows the rest. It's not an easy ground as well to hit those sixes. This is possibly, if you have those stats, this is possibly the venue where you have the least number of sixes. Like the balls per 6 is probably highest at this venue. So maybe Anirudh, if you can confirm that, it would be great. And Nalla Engineer adds, I think in WTC, the player India should be wary of will be Travis said. If he fails in both innings, I think India will win the WTC. Sir, I think India has to worry about
India
and getting wickets after they are 5 down. Let's leave the rest for the monsoon to discuss because we'll never stop talking WTC there. But again, and I think they're showing every possible glimpse of that last game because they know this is going to end like that. Last ball trailer.
Who will be the left-hander this time?
Boulder had almost overran that.
Yeah.
And he's muzzled it.
I hope it is. It is well done.
Even though he didn't.
He didn't hit it well.
He didn't hit it well, and it was I think he was deceived also by Charles.
I think the wind also helped him. If I'm not wrong, I think it was just helped him carry over the ropes, and that's usually Chahal dominance over CSK batters.
He's dismissed everybody at least once. One way is the least that he's dismissed, and that's once. Apart from the 3, 4, it's
the numbers don't make for a good reading, so we are skipping that for now. But that's another 6 outside edge. Something Padikkal also did it, so it's okay. You get what you give, is what I tell my daughter, and that's what is happening here. Good over again, 12 of the last one. They have again got
6,
decent
4,
runs.
13.
So 25 and 2, and the required is above 14, I think. So it is 15 now. So this is the time to fasten your seat belts because Mausam bigadne wala it seems. Dhoni said he would have opted to chase. What was he thinking? But see, it is what happened yesterday. It's the deck. It's the conditions and it's what you feel is your stronger suit.
Hmm.
They were doing well till Dhruv Jorel got them those pass score. Padikkal also was lucky. I don't know how many will agree, but 3-4 boundaries of the edges, they don't always happen. Sometimes they go to the fielders as well. So it's okay. I think it's a good batting round. They'll back themselves to chase. And yes, that stat is confirmed. Thank you so much. Since 2016, a 6 has been hit in every 26.3 balls here.
Okay.
The highest among venues with 5+ matches.
So the last over we were blessed to have a 6.
Of course, and Ashwin,
Now-
it is. Shivam, it is.
Oh!
6 it is. 6 it is. Has to be 6, yeah.
Yeah,
Shivam
yeah, of
Dubey.
course. No, we
Long
have seen
liver.
2 sixes in 2 over. What is this? 26.3 balls happening.
See, logic comes, CS. Aga Chopra, logic andar CS ke baad. That's what you can say. And Ian Bishop.
Grilling Ashwin. Sigma move.
Okay.
We're not sure.
Not
we
what-
can't hear the commentary, so we're not sure what you're talking about.
I don't know. I will be grilling also. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. This-
Maybe of bowling to Dubey. I don't know.
No,
Either
not
way,
sure.
it's 6.
Grilling for what reason?
Yeah, I have no idea. We can't hear the commentary as well. So
Yeah.
if you guys could explain, it'll be nice.
Yep.
And till then, we'll take the next comment. What's this Sachin bad grip meme? That's another 6. Oh!
Wow.
That's all. We've
Dubey
seen
is
it all.
like, Dubey is like, keep your stats. नहीं चाहिए. Tata, bye bye. Anirudh, छोड़ दो. बंद कर दो Excel. And this is why Shivam Dubey in the side. And again,
This is a rank. rank shot ball.
good use of the field, the ball,
Oh, I
and
thought
very
you were
ready.
going to say feet, but
Good use of the field as well. He
yeah. He
did
did
whatever
turn
his-
his feet.
Yeah.
It's not something that we'll see. So some movement better than
And
nothing.
yes, we've got 12 of 2.
Mm.
Let's see, can they make this a 24 or 23 run over?
24. That's 2 more sixes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
CSK भी like बस IR से डर लगता है and ठीक है चलना भी
Yeah.
चाहिए. I think the head-to-head record is also good for Rajasthan in recent times versus Chennai.
Mm.
It is fine. You're always wanting to be in the pink of your health, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
This
You
is
can-
like those emails you send in corporate office, right?
yeah. Because that's what works better. Anyways, let's get back. 2 balls, 6
2
runs.
sixes.
Where is
Mm.
Ashwin bowling this one? Quicker on the pads? Or-
I think he'll bowl it
Wide
wide,
outside
out.
off.
Yeah, wide outside off. Yeah.
चलो फिर शिवम
He's-
दुबे extra cover छक्का. चलो, let's go there.
He's probably expecting Dubey to.
Do that as well.
Mm.
Okay, let's
But
see.
if Dubey moves, I think it would be in his art to.
Oh, there are 3 crucial words. If Dubey moves, let's see what happens there. Because there is some hold up for some reason. I don't know what's the
No, I think the ball got
lost.
Where
Okay,
did the ball? Let's
see where the ball go.
Or
Where
did
the
it
ball
hit
go?
something else?
But
I hope
do
it's-
you, do you think it would be a faster wide one, or he'll just float it up on the 4th, 5th stump, turn it away?
I think he'll try to turn it away, and Shivam Dubey with his he'll try to go. I mean,
the
exactly
line.
like how he did the previous game as well. And then he got it inside, and then the ball to get him LBW. So that's
Okay.
something he bowled last time around.
Let's see.
if it's
I feel quicker on the pad.
Oh,
Yorker
well
almost.
played from Dubey.
Well drive.
And
Of course,
this,
not taking
when
second.
when Gaikwad was batting, this is a 2. Rahane
Yeah.
and Gaikwad ran 2s in the same area.
But the taller fielder, the taller batter is taking 1. So it's okay. Sometimes logic
they're
does go.
hitting 6s.
थोड़ा
so-
logic इधर उधर हो जाता है.
No, this is where Dhoni said, right?
Yeah,
After
yes.
the Rajasthan loss, he said that we are not rotating
strike
strikes.
enough.
So that's he's okay with hitting 6s, but he's like, then rotate strike, get
Yeah.
those 1s and 2s and keep
Make it a big
challenging
over.
the fielder.
Yeah.
That's something they are struggling to do at this point.
And we have an update which says he was saying despite Ashwin bowling so good and many other spinner, no winning IPL team had taken leading wicket taker as a spinner in last 10 years post Sunil Narine. But then that's not grilling, right? It's just the usage of people in how teams do that. And yes, he's gone wide now. So expecting one to come in
I mean,
closer.
Ashwin has played a very crucial role when Chennai won the
Yeah,
IPL.
yeah.
So it's really not grilling. Ashwin, whenever he's been asked to do something
He's done
in a
what
very
best he
different
can.
role for every franchise, he's probably excelled in almost everything, except probably that Punjab captaincy.
Oh.
Except that he's excelled everywhere. So,
Yes, and
Where
sorry that
also-
great comeback. Just 3 of the last 4 balls. So again, keeps it to 15. The required rate was around there. So yeah, 2 sixes and इनकी फट गई. Discussion शुरू. Veteran spinner है वो. किसकी फटी सर पता नहीं हमको. हमारी नहीं फटी. हम सब सही सलामत है. But,
No, but-
yeah,
Yeah, so this is something that you will associate only with Ashwin among spinners. You concede 2 sixes and you still keep the over under 20. There are
Yeah.
very few spinners who can do that. Very few spinners. And despite that over, he's ended up with figures of what, 2 for 35, under 9
Yeah.
in a game
Right,
where
four.
the required rate is more than 10. So
Hmm.
a good spell nevertheless. Also, I felt that along with Butler, Ashwin was RR's MVP last season because he was
Mm-hmm.
he was
Oh, yeah.
elongating their batting, which would have
Hmm.
finished at 6. He was bowling in the power play. He was bowling tight spells. There was a difference of 1 run in the economy of Ashwin and Chahal. So that tells you
Hmm.
what role Ashwin was playing as well.
Yeah.
And he was responsible in that last game. Again, when the game that we were talking about, where Moeen Ali went after Ashwin, he scored a
Hmm.
50. If I'm not wrong, made
Yeah.
sure that Rajasthan finish in the top 2 and get that another chance to make it to the finals. Else, Lucknow would
Yeah.
have been. So
Sorry, I really want to wonder what this conversation is about because they're still going. Ashwin, Samson, and the umpires.
Does it have to do with the ball
Okay, we just
field
have to keep guessing.
or
If you
the
guys know, please.
camera? Probably something on spider camera. I
Okay,
don't know.
Zampa it is.
short, 6. Okay, what happened here? I am the only one. Okay. So yeah, good start to the over for Chennai once again. Shivam Dube showing why he was promoted at number 4 ahead of someone like Raidu, and he's going to be key because these boundaries he's very capable of clearing. He's showing he has the power and why. Okay, so my teammates are back.
Yo,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking that on. We had
Because there are 3 sixes, I think the system couldn't take it. It's like
Yeah.
how are they hitting sixes now? So it
Yeah.
crashed.
Bilkul
And
and
I don't think anyone wanted me to speak for more than 30 seconds at a go. So
oh, shots fired at
Full
himself.
screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
producer Saab, also if you can just full screen and so that we can read everything. And
No,
yeah.
full screen. So you can read it.
Yes, so
Yes.
1 ball down, 119 for 4.
It's getting interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if our producer has finally woken up. He's not understanding a word we are saying, but
yeah. This is the same discussion that umpires had with Sanju Samson and Ashwin. Everybody's talking different language at times, but it's okay.
I
Let's
think
go orange cap. Yeah, Faf du Plessis. Shivam? Oh, sorry.
only six. Not orange
Yeah,
cap.
orange
Yeah.
cap. I was like, okay, sorry. Wrong
I
graphic on
think-
the screen.
I think Rajasthan could be in danger of bowling the last over with only 4 fielders outside, given
Yeah,
the number
yeah.
of hold-ups that they are having. Maybe the conversation could have been about that with
Possible.
the umpires.
Maybe.
Possible.
Yes.
Wide and
Oh!
let's scream for one.
One
Yeah.
run. That is so powerful.
Yeah. Now, very
Imagine
keen to
if
see
it
where
hit
Moeen
Moeen.
goes
Yeah.
because Zampa is likely to bowl it quicker and possibly going away from
Wider.
Moeen.
Yeah.
So, and of
But-
course, Moeen can hit
Exactly.
the drive.
Over cover.
Over
So
cover.
we,
So,
we
yeah.
already saw a glimpse of it. So
Guys, why are they bowling spin?
Because it
spin
just-
is their stronger suit and it has
Yeah.
been doing well. It's 2 for 17 now, even Zampa. So let's see.
Oh, God.
Oh, quicker one played inside the line of that one.
And
Okay.
Zampa has good numbers against left-handers as well, not just
I
right.
just saw Chael's numbers, the list. It's a
Yeah.
list. Everybody
list.
struggled with 130, 120 kind of strike rate. So,
and yet he doesn't play for India in the World Cup.
yeah, of course. At least he travels with the squad. Let's put it that way.
Unlike Shimran.
It's catching a flight and catching form and everything is different. But he's come down and should be
it's
a
6.
4.
Oh,
Four.
1 bounce 4.
4.
It's a great comeback
Yeah.
in the last 2 overs. They've got 15 in the last
15?
over, 14 in the last the
Previous
over
one?
before,
Yeah.
and they've got 10 plus 1, right?
Yeah, 11.
11 of the first 4 here.
Chalo, let's make it this down to 70 of 30.
Yeah, Akshit has a question for you, Paji. Who can take Dube's wicket here?
I'd want Holder to bowl 1 over because I think Holder with that inconsistent bounce.
God!
Oh, yeah.
What
Third
a
wicket for
delivery.
Zampa. And again,
It's a googly and it's faster.
googly going
Yeah.
away from Moeen. I think the length was right. Did not give it too full. And
Moin
12
shakes
ball
his head.
23.
He says, "Yeah, that's an edge. I know that."
Yeah, not
Walking
wanting to
away.
waste a review.
Just when Chennai were catching some sort of momentum, he goes, because an over of, one more over, if they had batted together, it could have been, 60 or 4?
20-30 less.
Yeah, 60 or 4. So,
This is an excellent catch.
yeah, it is an
yeah.
excellent catch.
It's a very
Great
thick edge.
anticipation.
Very thick
And now
edge.
who do we have left to bat? You have Jadeja, Dhoni.
Jadeja
and
is walking out.
That's all.
Yeah. And then you have
So-
Deekshana. Yeah, I mean, that's all. You don't have anybody else.
I mean, you can't ask for too many after you are 5 down. But yeah. Let's see. Rajasthan have done well to obviously keep the rate very, very away from Chennai. And whenever they've threatened to do that, they've taken a wicket. I think Chennai will end up ruining that 2 wicket in that over. Getting Ride also out.
The momentum really just went off. Or would they just rue the fact that they gave 20-30 runs extra?
I think it was still, I'll say probably 10 extra, not 20, because again, Patrana's luck was here and there, though he bowled very good Yorkers, just got one to go this way, the other way. Jurel played well. I think with the bat, I don't think they started well, but they came back, and just when it looked like now they could take it on, they kept losing wickets. And those 2 wickets in that one Ashwin over, I think, is possibly the game for me. But
and Jadeja against spin, we have seen it in how this script turns out.
But you would have really wanted them to be around 55-60 at the end of the power play. They were 40.
Yeah.
So that, and I felt that Rajasthan got 20 runs more than par. Not purely because of the bowling, but like you said, Patirana was unlucky. But I felt that they were 20 runs above par to begin with, given the ball was holding up. And then I just think what happened was that, it's not that Conway didn't try. He had intent. It's not that Rahane didn't try. He had intent, but it just didn't come off. And like I had mentioned that Dubey's par is going to be the key here, and he's showing. I mean, the same shot, like he hit like the ball to which Rahane was dismissed. He played a similar shot to Zampa and cleared it comfortably. So it's just that of a ground where it's not easy to chase that 200 unless you get a good start. And
I don't think it's ever been chased in any which way here. And
talking about chase, we are being chased away from here. Thank you, Gurukirat. Thank you for joining us. Quick prediction: who's going to win? Just the word.
Rajasthan.
Okay, great.
Thank
Rajasthan
you.
it is.
And
Sorry,
again, 5
our
seconds.
producer is just too quick. Cut
TV
us
watch
as
again,
well.
5 seconds. Yes,
Cut
thank
us
you.
as
See you
well.
soon. Time for more subjects.
And of course, Akshay will join us too.
Yep, welcome back, guys. 125 for 5 at the end of the 15th over. And 78 to 1 of the last 5. क्या लगता है?
यार जिस हिसाब से दुबे और मोइन मार रहे थे, मुझे लग रहा है कि
ये तो आउट है अभी.
But नहीं है.
नहीं.
यार दुबे तो मतलब अलग पावर लेकर आया. That 6 of Ashwin, the second ball.
Yeah.
That's some shot, यार. मतलब वो छक्का मारने वाली बॉल नहीं है. It was not that short, and to manufacture something out of it, it requires so much power and थोड़ा elegance भी. मतलब सिर्फ power से वो shot नहीं पड़ेगा.
Agreed. Matlab, he has the strength, he has all of that. So that was never an issue. But it's good to see him come good. Even as an RCB fan, I wouldn't sort of.
हाँ, but आज क्या पूरे सीजन ही CSK like कि मैचअप गया भाड़ में. राइटी है तो भी राइटी भेजेंगे, लेफ्टी है तो साथ में फिर लेफ्टी भेजेंगे. Doesn't matter. तुम देख लो तुम्हें क्या करना है.
Bauer saying, अरे CSK fans should not leave the Watchalong. क्या करें भाई अभी?
अरे यार पहले बोलना था ना.
वही exactly. जाने के बाद अगली बार से याद रखेंगे 100%.
कोई नहीं यार, मैं सीएसके फैन बन जाऊं.
हाँ, वो भी चलेगा. हम दोनों बन जाएंगे ना.
दिल से नहीं आएगा बट ट्राई कर
चलेगा. बट यार 76 of 27 सच्ची में इनको लगता है कि सीएसके के पास चांस है या फिर बस रिएक्शन देखना था. Before we answer that, Charas Ganja says Ashwin is a star player, always admired him, and must say I want to meet only 2 players whenever get the chance, Shikhar and Ashwin.
यार I mean उस ओवर में 2 छक्के खाने के बाद how smartly he slowed the game.
Yeah.
इधर सैमसन को बुलाया, हाँ भाई थोड़ी बात की, इधर उधर क्या चल रहा है बताओ, थोड़ा बात करते हैं अपन, उसके बाद पूरा वो
खत्म ही हो गया ना.
ब्रेक हो गया.
Just 3 runs came up the next 4 balls. And that's very true.
Smart है यार, बहुत. And it's perfectly legitimate tactics.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You should do whatever's in your control. Anyways, we've got a stat for you guys. 77 is the most runs that CSK has scored in the last 5 overs of a successful chase, and it came in 2012 against guess who? RCB. If I'm not wrong, this is a 28-run Virat Kohli wala innings. ये wide नहीं है भाई. ये wide नहीं है क्या?
हाँ, शिवम दुबे का तो नहीं है भाई.
वही इसीलिए. But and this is exactly what sort of made me really question why was Zampa bought in the previous over. Agreed, he got Moeen Ali's wicket. They could have given a pacer the previous over, and Kuldeep Yadav maybe even someone who can sort of trouble Shivam a bit. Because Zampa,
मैं भी सोच रहा था कि ये
exactly
कर सकते थे. स्पिनर आफ्टर स्पिनर की जरूरत नहीं है, especially to Moeen and
Dubey. Yeah. Probably 2 of the batters you wouldn't want to bowl your spinners to, because both of them love hitting spin. Full mat dal bhai.
So I think the bowlers to follow will be decided by कि Shivam Dubey है कि नहीं, because there are 2 overs of Chahal, 1 over from Zampa and 1 over from Sandeep Sharma,
and 2 from Holder, for what it's worth. अगर बोलना ही है तो Sandeep तो he will definitely bowl out. वो एक ओवर तो 100% करेगा. I guess Zampa and Chahal वो they'll see if धोनी अगर आता है तो Zampa Chahal दोनों
करेंगे. वो issue है ना कि अभी because Dubey and Jadeja are playing, they would be tempted to bowl Holder, but Holder भी पिछले मैच में जडेजा ने वही बोल रहा हूँ कि अभी issue है कि जैम्पा को वो बॉलिंग कराएंगे तो दुबई मार सकता है, चहल को कराएंगे, मे बी चहल
नहीं भाई वो 20 रन दे सकता है
इसीलिए, और उसका डिफेंसिव गेम तो वैसे भी उतना स्ट्रांग
वही
तो आई मीन आई थिंक दे माइट बी टेम्प्टेड टू गो विद कुलदीप, बट यार अगर जडेजा के हाथ लग गया हो,
भाई जडेजा के हाथ कोई नहीं लगा इस बार.
अरे होल्डर को मारा था ना.
अरे क्या मारा था, बोल कब मारा था वो सीएसके में? अरे मारा था. हाँ लेकिन यार इतना धीरे खेलने के बाद तो किसी ना किसी को तो टारगेट करना ही था. एंड कमिंग टू द कमेंट, Naren says tomorrow Somesh's favorite team LSG and favorite player KL Rahul.
बहुत मजा आएगा.
Yeah.
Against my favorite team Punjab.
Yes. Let us see how that goes. And yeah, coming back to today's game, 74 to one of the last 4. किसी को भी बॉलिंग दे दो यार, यहाँ से तो आरआर नहीं हार सकते यार. 74 to 4.
They needed 60 of last 3.
कब?
In the reverse fixture.
Hey no यार, they needed 40 of the last 2 I remember, but उससे पहले तो रन कम ही बने थे.
60 of last 4 शायद. 60 of last 4 they needed and बात 3 रन पे आ गई थी.
हाँ वो इसीलिए क्योंकि क्या अपना सैंडी भाई और ये सब बोल रहे थे. ओह चरस गांजा यार, रिवीलिंग हिज ट्रू आइडेंटिटी. He is चप्पल चोर in disguise. भाई मतलब अतरंगी नाम क्यों रख रहे हो ये भी बताओ. चप्पल चोर, चरस गांजा, कल क्या आने वाला है वो भी बता दो हमें.
अगला क्या लवड़ा रसूल ऐसा कुछ नाम रखने वाले हो.
Solid Locky says RR scored lucky 50 runs behind the wicket. हाँ यार सबके साथ होता है भाई, क्या करें.
चेन्नई ने भी मारे हैं पीछे,
वही इसीलिए
1-2 एच तो कॉनवे के भी लगे, गायकवाड़ की भी एक लगी थी if I remember.
तो रहाने also मतलब रहाने in general like रहाने coming good for them, that itself has been such a big plus. वही एक बोल लो.
पर रहाने का अब तो हो गया ना, सिलेक्शन हो गया भाई. अब क्या
मेरी सिलेक्शन हो गई है. वो वाला सीन चल रहा है उसके साथ. But I mean Rahane ka, that's what I was actually asking Somesh off air कि क्या लगता है, is this Rahane's reversion to mean? लग तो वही रहा है कि खत्म भाई, अभी हो गया. वो शायद खेल ही रहा था WTC सिलेक्शन के लिए, अभी हो गया ना, बस खत्म है. Let us see.
The thing with CSK is they have so much flexibility कि अभी अहमद रेडू को तो उनको जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ रही है.
वही, और फिर भी
if Rahane doesn't come good, they can always promote Moeen Ali to 3.
But यार रायडू ने कुछ किया ही नहीं यार, लिटरली कुछ नहीं किया इस सीजन में. एक गेम में तो बेचारा इम्पैक्ट बैटिंग नहीं किया,
बस इम्पैक्ट सब करके बाहर कर दिया.
वो चाहिए 6-7 करोड़ कमाओ, कुछ ना करो,
कुछ भी नहीं किया. ड्रीम जॉब. रिंकू जोरेल तेवाटिया, who do you see getting a spot in the Indian team first? I think Rinku would be my choice at the moment.
Like he's probably the rarest commodity.
Back to back 2 seasons he's been doing good. So
but तेवटिया ने भी मतलब किया यार. 2020 में वो शारजा वाला नॉक था, फिर 21 में भी एक मैच जिताया था, फिर 22 में तो जिताया ही था. I mean, अगर वो if that's the criteria, then Tewatia is
ये
also
भी
definitely.
सोच सकते हैं. गुड शाउट. बट जुरेल यार फर्स्ट सीजन के बाद तो
रुको वही
एक सीजन के बाद तो नहीं भाई.
एंड तेवटिया तो इनफैक्ट सेलेक्ट भी हुआ था ना वो फिटनेस की वजह. अबे
होल्डर को दे दिया
यार
भाई ने. और
आउट है कि क्या है ये?
छक्का है भाई, बहुत दूर गई है.
बट एक दो यार जस्ट फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में मैं आई वाज प्रेजिंग आरआर की इनको मतलब थोड़ा बहुत समझ स्लॉट में दे दो बॉल, वो भी दुबे को. वो पैर नहीं हिलाता भाई, तो पैर के पास क्यों डालना है तुझे? जितना हो सकता है खींच लेना.
एक ओवर होल्डर ने अब किसका खाया? जैम्पा का,
कुलदीप का? नहीं
कुलदीप का तो हो गया. कुलदीप तो सिक्स्थ बॉलर एनीवे.
I feel they just want Dubey's wicket so that they can bring in spinners because Dhoni आने वाला है. Now that's the hope. Anyways, yeah. So Chandrakant Reddy, like I personally feel, yeah, I actually don't have an answer to this. Rinko और Tewatia for sure, and Jurel यार time दो यार. अभी भी young है. Give him some more time. It's a very difficult role to master. So yeah, time दो और. Yep. I guess even Somesh sort of agrees with that. Not a wide. That's a good ball. That's a good ball. So yeah, please keep those comments coming in and do let us know who do you think will win the game from here. 68 to win of 22 balls. Definitely not going to be easy for CSK. इसके बाद कौन? धोनी के बाद और कोई है? तीक्षणा, पतिरना,
4 नंबर 11 है.
हाँ वही बस तो खत्म है. धोनी को मिला के, धोनी को हटा के.
हटा के सोने को मिला के एक नंबर 10 और बाकी 3 नंबर.
And Shaunak, if there are any more comments for us to sort of take up 68 of 22, it'll be
बस सब समझ गया अभी कि वाइड डाल दिया.
Could that be a 4 now? ए भाई
यार
भागा ही नहीं यार, वो
बिल्कुल ही नहीं भागा यार.
सच्ची में भागा ही नहीं. That shouldn't have been a 4.
Why do you need footwork when you can hit sixes from the crease?
भाई ना क्रीज पे डालोगे तो 100% you don't need footwork. अब इसीलिए तो बोल रहा हूँ अभी भी.
नीचे नाम लिख देता ना ईशान किशन का भी. ईशान किशन का भी यही कोड होना चाहिए. कल इतनी बॉल मूव कर रही थी भाई ने पैर पे
लीव. अरे एक लीव भी
किया उसके. सीमेंट लगी थी पैर के नीचे. खिलाए नहीं ना, आगे बढ़ने का ट्राई किया, कुछ भी नहीं भाई. गड़े ऐसे
वो जो एक लीव क्या ना मस्त यार. इतना कॉन्फिडेंस. 200 प्लस चेस कर रहे हो और लीव भाई गजब. But Holder so far, apart from that one Yorker, even the third ball for that matter, was a decent attempt. वो पहला बॉल तो एकदम ही घटिया था. तो let us see. फुल जाएगा तो दुबे irrespective of where he bowls, he has the reach यार. वो वाइड वाला बॉल भी मार सकता है जैसे अभी दिखाया उसने. चलो गुड बॉल. Pranav Anand says you will take down 3 overs left of spin, but Jadeja से help चाहिए versus Pacers. I don't think 3 overs of spin will happen if Dubey doesn't get out in this over. They'll definitely go back to Sandeep right now. Ideally they should go to Sandeep next over and try and get Dubey's wicket. And if possible, also sort of end the game. मतलब if they need 58, 59 in the last 2 overs, तो
with Jadeja and Dhoni playing and Chahal and Zampa to bowl.
फिर भी यार 58, 59 तो नहीं होता भाई. माना कि रिंको ने
नहीं होंगे. मतलब तेरे को क्या लग रहा है इस ओवर में भी 4 रन नहीं आएंगे और संदीप शर्मा एक भी रन नहीं देगा? इट बी बिलो 50 इजीली.
Below. Oh, hi, Mar. अबे यार नहीं हुआ. ठीक है. The Nalla engineer says this time in IPL every team has worst bowling lineup in the history of IPL other than Gujarat and Rajasthan. Earlier every team had at least 3 good bowlers in their lineup. Runs are gifted this time.
Yeah, even Punjab have a very good bowling
exactly.
lineup. I think Punjab's bowling lineup is, in my opinion, better than even Rajasthan.
And the thing is, Rajasthan has a more well-rounded lineup. Punjab की पेस अटैक एकदम बढ़िया और स्पिन अटैक एकदम घटिया. That's the problem.
Rahul Chahar को बस विकेट नहीं मिले. He's been very economical.
But that's the thing that they've not taken wickets at all. They have the highest average, they have the highest balls per display. अबे यार 4. This is exactly what I was trying to say.
Proper options हैं यार bowling में. In fact 5 से भी ज्यादा.
हाँ, सिकंदर रजा, लिविंगस्टन इन सबको अगर include करोगे या जो भी है. True, agreed. And Lucknow also doesn't have a bad bowling lineup. आवेश खान.
यार लखनऊ का तो ऐसा है उनके पास सब होता है पर लोगों ने हल्के में लेते हैं बस. बट हाँ आई थिंक
फॉर गुड रीजन. मतलब ऐसे ही हल्के में क्यों नहीं ले.
बट आई थिंक these 4 teams are the best bowling attacks.
Who else could sort of get a shout? Decent. नहीं और कोई है ही नहीं.
दूर तक नहीं.
Yeah, true. And also it has to do with the fact कि यार 10 टीम है तो टाइम लगेगा ना for teams to scout their players to improve their bowling attack. उतने में क्या पता 2025 में अगर मेगा ऑक्शन आ जाता है फिर से सब कुछ चेंज करना पड़ेगा. So yeah, but I agree कि हाँ no, मतलब most teams have bowlers who can be targeted and runs scored off. That's true. धोनी भाई ऑलरेडी रेडी हो रहे हैं वहां पे. देखते हैं क्या.
3 ओवर में 58 तो बनते हैं यार.
यार वही ना मतलब इतना we've taken all of this for granted. 3 ओवर में 58
बनते हैं
Never
भाई।
before. Even last season भी 3 ओवर में 50 अगर चाहिए होता, I would say it's at best a 90-10 chance. बस इससे ज्यादा तो नहीं देता, जो चाहे हो। संदीप को दिया ना स्मार्ट, एग्जैक्टली। विकेट है क्या? नहीं
है सिंगल।
But see, if he manages to sort of just give 6 or 7 runs, तो 51 in the last two again is यार, that's too much. That's too much.
But 6 to 7 रन आना यहाँ की इस स्टेज में बहुत वो है ना, मतलब
पिछले ओवर में 4 ही रन दिया था संदीप ने 15th over. So like there's, I mean, it's not improbable for someone like him. He has been getting his Yorkers right throughout the season. So yeah, let us see. Please keep those comments coming in.
इस ओवर में CSK 12 more runs भी बना लिया, तो 45 of the last two still
यार too
won't
much
be beyond them.
No, I would say it's beyond them. Excellent field placement. अबे यार सैमसन
ने रोक लिया बीच में
भाई,
बोले ऐसा पतिराना ने रोक लिया था जब धोनी ने थ्रो किया था तो।
हाँ लेकिन सैमसन भाई बैकअप के लिए था वहां पे फील्डर, इतना भी सब रोकने की जरूरत नहीं है। ठीक है चलेगा। Excellent field placement though. The third man was placed very fine. Good on him. Chandrakant Reddy says this Dubey has the longest levers by a long margin.
Indians में yes I think.
और कोई है? पडिक्कल लगभग उसी हाइट का है, बट यूज नहीं करता, अलग बात है। बस हाइट की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, हाइट की बात कर रहा हूँ बस। और कोई है क्या लंबा?
बाहर तो बहुत है यार, कैमरन ग्रीन है।
हाँ बाहर तो छोड़ो, बाहर तो ये सब 6-4 6-5 वाले हैं काफी सारे। इंडिया में वी हैड दैट, अबे 4 है या
बच गया भाई, फुल टॉस। 4 पड़ गया यार।
शायद इन लोगों ने भी अपने लॉन्ग ऑफ को काफी सीधा रखा, बिकॉज जडेजा सॉर्ट ऑफ प्लेस ऑन द ग्राउंड क्वाइट अ बिट। So let us see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. 52 or 15. I still feel it is the bowling teams. I mean, it is RR's game to lose.
Game, but I'm pretty sure कि tension तो होगा उनको भी, उनके fans को भी।
It's not done and dusted, that's for sure. But yeah, anyone else? Long levers जिसका कह सकते हैं? I don't think there is anyone else. Is there?
यार इंडिया में 6 hitter ही कौन है पहले ये बताओ?
6 hitter
दुबे ना दूर तक मेरे को पहला इंडियन प्लेयर ऐसा लग रहा है कि जो primarily he's a 6 hitter.
हाँ।
तो जब से युवराज गया है, I mean, have we really had a 6 hitter?
Interesting. Not really. That's true. Anyways, Babu Rao says Samson didn't want Jadeja to get out. भाई मतलब माना कि ये सीजन चला नहीं है, but again he is one of those players. क्या पता उसका दिन अगर आज है तो आज है भाई, मार देगा।
इसके बाद क्या होगा वो देखना है। I think होल्डर को एक और ओवर है, कुलदीप के 2 ओवर है, चहल और जैम्पा का एक ओवर है।
आई फील अभी चुपचाप कुलदीप को दो नेक्स्ट ओवर, होल्डर तो खा चुका है रन, मत दो
यार। कुलदीप यार ही इज प्लेइंग हिज फर्स्ट गेम। मुझे पता है तू यंगस्टर्स को मतलब तू लोमरोर भी कर रहा है, बट जस्ट इमेजिन कोई अपना पहला गेम खेल रहा है आफ्टर इयर्स और उसको ऐसे टाइम पर तुम बॉलिंग दे रहे हो, मतलब ट्रस्ट करना चाहिए। बट ही इज एसेंशियली द 6th बॉलर।
बट माय पॉइंट इज कि होल्डर ऑलरेडी मार खा चुका है, कुलदीप ने मार नहीं खाया।
चहल यार मतलब you should be trusting
चहल। अगर विकेट है तो स्पिनर है भाई। ओ यार
कितना बड़ा ग्राउंड है भाई,
वही बहुत काफी बड़ा है। चंद्रकांत रेड्डी says if RCB was batting Akshay would have said 58 बन सकता है यार, किसको पता यार। अभी भी मैंने कहा कि I never said it's impossible. अभी भी I stand by my words कि बन सकता है, but it's very difficult. कल भी तो इनफैक्ट we needed 50 odd in the last 3 overs. I wasn't too hopeful of that. So let us, मतलब यार इतना भी bias नहीं हूँ कि बस RCB
मतलब मैं तो either holder or चहल। You have to go with experience here.
If it's between the two, I would still go to holder because Chahal मार खाएगा यार। वो he doesn't have that flat. नहीं तो Zampa है, in fact Zampa over Chahal 4.
Oh short. But Zampa
almost a good over. Despite that यार सिर्फ 12 ही रन आया। That's not a lot at all. 46 and 12. The Nalla engineer says a lot has changed for Jadeja and Akshay in the last 1 year. Jadeja was a better batter and a decent bowler, and Akshay was a better bowler and a decent batter. Yeah, now the roles have reversed is what he's saying. True, that's actually true. But Akshay did bowl very well in the last couple of games, both against Kolkata and against SRH in their last 2 victories. So yeah, he is definitely coming back to form with the ball. But Jadeja का with the bat का देखना पड़ेगा। अभी 2-3 चौके मारी तो हैं, but yeah, let us see what he can do. कितना 46 and 12, that's roughly 4 runs per ball, 3.8। मतलब भाई इतना तो यार नहीं, इतना नहीं इवॉल्व हुआ है गेम की भाई 12 चौके मार सकते हो लगातार एक के बाद एक, नहीं इतना विश्वास है मेरे को। देखते हैं। All CSK will now be looking at is to ensure कि net run rate तो कम से कम does it take it, तो just take it to within 10s, like lose by 8 runs 9 runs. Last time also they lost by 7 runs by the way.
Yeah, seems like holder is bowling.
Yep, smart. Akshat says in the last match CSK did score 36 in 12 balls. Yeah, 30s तो फिर भी समझ सकते हो, especially
10 रन का फर्क है अक्षत.
हाँ. And that makes a lot of difference because balls इतने छोटे हैं ना, 10 रन मतलब 2 बाउंड्री चाहिए. You don't have that margin for error कि एक डॉट खेल सकते हो. इसीलिए
I think Chennai will still go on to score at least 30 runs.
Yeah, 30 is reasonable to expect.
बस यही है कि इस ओवर में अगर ज्यादा रन नहीं आया तो फिर थोड़े कंधे गिर जाएंगे कि हाँ यार अब पता नहीं अब
इस ओवर में अगर दुबे आउट होता है ना, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't score more than 15 runs because स्पिनर को ही खिलाएंगे नेक्स्ट ओवर में. धोनी नहीं मार पाता है स्टार्टिंग में तो 100% नहीं. लास्ट टाइम भी जाम्पा को जो छक्का मारा था, it was after like 10-12 balls of playing spin. He takes his time unless he sort of
फोर नहीं है.
wow man,
सही है भाई.
एक्स्ट्रा कवर भी है और फिर भी डीप एक्स्ट्रा कवर भी रखा, ऑलमोस्ट इन लाइन.
बट दिस इज नाउ फेवरेबल मैचअप फॉर सीएसके.
या जडेजा डज प्रेफर्स पेस. कौन सा? ओह, इज दिस द
फाइट मैच?
या interesting. And guys, yeah, please keep those comments coming in. 45 to win of 11. मैच के बारे में तो बात करते ही रहेंगे, तो आप ही बोल, like, you also let us know if there's something that you want to point out or talk about. And yeah, just as I say that, the Nalla engineer says Dhoni even in his 50s can hit last over sixes to any bowler. हाँ यार, धोनी तो धोनी, अभी उसके बारे में तो बोल चुके हैं ना कि भाई साहब अबे यार क्या कर रहा है भाई,
बचपना मत करो भाई.
But
up to more than 4 needed in every ball.
Exactly, those singles to 44 and 10. That so Chandrakant Reddy says 1.8 crore watching hai, waiting for Dhoni to come in. Everyone's waiting for Dhoni. In fact, Dhoni himself was also waiting for him to come in. अब तो helmet सब ready है, बस वो पहन भी रहा है भाई. इतना confidence है कि भाई अब तो wicket जाने वाला है. Interesting. Anyways, another stat for you guys. That's not a wide. Out तो नहीं है भाई, bat के बाद pitch हुआ. Highest
review ले लिया भाई,
and he's given it a wide 43 or no sorry, they took a double, sorry, my bad, wide nahi diya. Sorry Shaunok, if you could go back to the stat. Highest strike rate at the death, which is over 16 to 20 this season. Dhoni ranks 5th. Not bad, man.
Who would have thought Vijay Shankar at the top by death rating में, मतलब अलग
sample
level
size
पे deal
काफी
चल
छोटा
रहा
है, but yeah, फिर भी यार 247, that's ridiculous.
30 plus balls balls खेल चुका है विजय शंकर.
And it's so good to see Rinku Singh यार 154 runs at 203. Wow, that's also good for him.
Yeah, so another proof that Rinku Singh is sort of knocking on that door.
Yeah, sure. And भाई मतलब बैट के बाद पिच हुआ यार.
Talking about Indian wicketkeepers, I mean, I won't mind even Jitesh Sharma यार, full intent, proper मतलब.
Sure, definitely भाई. जो इनिंग्स उसने MI के अगेंस्ट खेला, 7 बॉल में 4 छक्के, एक तो विकेट गया, एक डॉट, एक सिंगल.
And again, back-to-back season. Last season was very good.
Yeah.
This season
true,
again,
true,
he's
true.
He's sort of.
Wasn't he part of the India-Sri Lanka squad? He was.
He was, I think.
Yeah, he was. He didn't get a game, but yeah. क्या देखना है भाई यार, ये अंपायर का समझ नहीं आता. सीधा
टकराई है भाई.
बैट के बाद तो पिच हुआ है ना, क्या देख रहा है अबे यार. इतना टाइम चाहिए था क्या, इतना टाइम.
All right, so
anyway, that's 40, a dot ball. 44 in 9.
43 in 9, yeah.
43 in 9. Sorry, they ran a double there. I forgot. Single है.
Good over by holder. खत्म ही कर दिया, इस ओवर में खत्म कर दिया.
Yep. 42 in 8. अब तो यार net run rate, like they wouldn't want to lose by more than 20, 25, 30 runs. I know they have a healthy net run rate right now, but end का पता नहीं ना, इसीलिए just cannot wait. So Soliloquy says wide ball जबरदस्ती रिव्यू लिया चीकी. वाइड बॉल का नहीं था भाई, डॉट ही था, वो विकेट का था, विकेट के लिए लिया था, which didn't make any sense, but yeah, whatever.
I hope now they give the last over to the Kuldeep.
If it's more than 36, then yeah, I agree. If it's less than 36, तो वो भी रिस्क लेना नहीं चाहेंगे.
नहीं, मैं तो बोल रहा यार less than 36 में भी इतना तो दो यार, इतना तो बेनिफिट.
यार यशदयाल ने 5 छक्का खाया, क्या पता. Like again, as I'm just thinking, like I'm trying to put myself in Sanju Samson's shoes. स्टूडियो में बैठ के मुझे भी लगता है कि अगर 30 रन भी बच रहा है तो 2.
अभी एक ओवर पहले तो कुलदीप को बॉलिंग देने की बात कर रहा था.
हाँ, again like I said, it's all about margin for error. जब 2 ओवर बचा ना, margin for error is more, क्योंकि अगर इसमें भी थोड़ा रन खाता है तो लास्ट ओवर में कोई ना कोई आके कर सकता है.
5 छक्के तो कोई 19th ओवर में भी खा सकता है.
वही, लेकिन उसके बाद कोई और डालने वाला है ना, तो you'll always have that.
Oh, I think ज्यादा 4 होगा.
कुलदीप या वो छक्का है क्या? 4 ही है क्या? I'm guessing.
So yeah, I mean they need more than 36.
Yeah, they need 39. 37. My bad. Yeah, 37.
Yeah. So fair to say कि कुलदीप को किसी को भी दे सकते हो.
कुलदीप को दो यार, लेकिन यार देख के तो देखो. परवेश कुमार says why to take review, umpire can give wide. क्यों wide देगा यार? वो बैट के नीचे से गया.
I think we have a Sandeep Sharma pitch map. He's done really well in this game. He's just given 24 runs.
Yep.
So yeah, last 5 overs. I mean.
It looks like it's all over the place, but you need to understand that it's all about bowling to your matchups and bowling to the batters.
He has been consistently inconsistent by choice.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about understanding what a certain batter's weaknesses is. Like for someone like a Shivam Dubey, he actually pulled his lengths back, and बीच में एक आधा Yorker भी फेंक दिया.
24% Yorkers. So in this IPL, every 1 in 4 deliveries bowled by him has been a perfectly executed Yorker.
And that's excellent consistency, by the way. और अगर full tosses को पकड़ते हो, that's 30% Yorker attempts, which is again not bad at all.
2 sixes. I see only 2 red dots. I'm assuming that he's hit only 2 sixes in this IPL at the death over. मतलब looking at Mumbai, RCB, ये लोग जिस हिसाब से death में run खा रहे हैं.
मुंबई तो अलग लेवल पे है.
मुंबई तो खैर अभी कोई कंपैरिजन ही नहीं है.
यार दिया भाई मेरे बंदे को. शाबाश मेरे शेर. चल
और रूम मिल गया भाई.
अब तो खत्म है मैच. But excellent ball again. All of those. Even this was a very good ball, but वो 4 गया.
And yet again, side batting first is winning.
Yep. Again another plug. मैंने article लिखा है. मैं नहीं लिखा है. Just kidding. Please guys, do check out all our pieces, including the one we wrote on how there's such a blatant chasing bias amongst IPL teams, and teams batting first have a clear advantage. It's छक्का है क्या ये, चौका है या कुछ भी नहीं है शायद.
कुछ भी नहीं है.
Yeah.
But this keeping it wide to Dubey is
very smart.
This is a lesson that everyone can take.
Correct. बस उसको wide डालते रहो. And just coming back, guys, do check our site out. And a lot of pieces, lot of interesting pieces coming out on a daily basis. A lot of exclusive content coming out on a daily basis. So keep having a look at the site. And before that, please hit the like button, subscribe, and also share this with your friends. Chandrakant Reddy says, finally good to see a home team dominating the best side in their backyard. It's been a while. In fact, around 60% of the games so far have been won by the away team. Yeah, so it's good to see a home team winning. This is going to be.
So actually, Rajasthan will move to the top of the table after this.
Yep, true that. And this is Rajasthan's first win at Jaipur this season and second home win across Guwahati and Jaipur. ये single है शायद. भाई गजब over यार. Excellent over.
Introspect, I think they are trying to hit, बस आ नहीं रही बैट पे, तो क्या कर सकते हैं?
RR have been bang on with their execution. Like एक होता है कि प्लान करो कहाँ पे डालना है, दूसरा होता है कि execute करना है. They've been really good with that.
Negativity फैलाने.
सुशांत भाई क्या बोलूं मैं?
कहाँ से लाते हो भाई? अपना नाम इलेक्ट्रॉन क्यों नहीं रख लेते तुम?
Oh man. सुशांत एक बात बता, सच्ची में तुम्हारा नाम सुशांत है क्या? Like मेरे को सच्ची में जानना है, because I've heard Sushant, I've heard like all of that. Yeah, is Sushant supposed to be? This
is also piss take at Sushant, I feel.
Yeah, मतलब वो प्यार से लोग बोलते हैं ना, मतलब you understand what I'm saying, so I'll just stop at that because it sounds cringe just to bring it out. But yeah, do let us know. And guys, please keep those comments coming in. Just 2 balls to go. Shaunak, if there are any more comments we could take. Mahi bhai आज तो नहीं आ रहे लगता है.
Navodit Jain team will on top of table now. Yes, Navodit. New name. Are you a Rajasthan supporter? With this comment, it seems so. And
excellent ball again. Wicket है क्या?
Rajasthan supporter here.
Excellent fielding, boy. Excellent fielding, yaar. And excellent over. He's actually sort of bowled those Yorkers thrice now, and he's been bang on again with the execution.
वैसे इनकी bowling कम strong थी कि एक और bowler मिल गया है. Good. अभी भी issues हैं तुमको राजस्थान के squad.
See, like I said, when it comes good, it looks good.
The best part about them is कि उन्होंने जो matches भी हारे हैं, they have been close games. One-sided किसी भी game में नहीं हारे.
True. And that was the case even last season, by the way. And the Nalla engineer going on to say, Jadeja while chasing doesn't look confident. Is that a wicket now? Yes! Maiden wicket for Kuldeep Yadav. Couldn't be happier for the not debutant. ये season में पहला game है. And unfortunately Mahi bhai bhi nahi aayenge. मैं अभी बोलने वाला था MSD आ रहा है नहीं, last ball पे wicket गया. Excellent game for Rajasthan. And in the meantime, we'll also have one of CSK's own, their fan. चलेगा इतना तो दे सकते हैं. Yeah. Yep. So Navodaya Jain, by the way, says RR since 2008. Wow,
great.
Man. You don't hear that
Please
often.
Subscribe to our channel as well if you have not done so already. So yeah, I mean, coming to Nikhil.
Yep.
Yeah, what went wrong for CSK today?
I think slightly unfortunate end with the ball. Possibly gave 15 to 20. Could have easily been 20 less as well.
Correct.
Those boundaries of the edges of the pads. And Dhruv Jurel played well, so credit to him. But I think Padikkal got a bit lucky, and that's okay. We discussed at the halfway stage that it looked enough for the surface, and the power play just meant that they were always catching up because I still feel they had a chance, but that wicket over where they lost Rahane and Raidu in the same over, too big a loss because Rahane was the guy who was taking the game on every game, and Raidu, I felt this was the best game for him to come into picture because now he's had many 2-3 ball cameos, which I don't know how much it will help him going ahead. So I think those few areas, but again, not too worried because when you win so much away, it gives you some leeway. There is a lot of home games coming up, and hopefully they'll do better there.
Yeah, they have 4 home games, and if they win all 4, so they'll just keep them in the contention of top 2.
Exactly.
I think something that Rajasthan have done today is sort of given a couple of templates on how teams can beat CSK. Teams playing against them have to target their domestic pacers in Akash Singh and Tushar Deshpande, which they did. I think they bowled 6 overs for 74. So teams have to do it. ऐसा नहीं है कि आकाश सिंह पहला ओवर डाल रहा है तो हाँ भाई थोड़ी इज्जत देते हैं, बाद में देख लेंगे. बाद में देखने के लिए कोई रूम देगा नहीं.
Correct.
So you have to get on top of them from the get-go. And second is, although Dubey scored 52 runs, but we saw in this innings itself that there is a pattern where you can actually bowl to him. So teams should take a lesson from this and try to restrict that.
True.
From the CSK front, I mean, they in my mind, they've already over-delivered in the season so far. So ye loss chalta hai.
True.
On paper, CSK are not the top 2 worthy side. Exactly. They are definitely worthy of qualification, but no one can say कि भाई with the kind of injuries that they've had and their bowling attack, they are definitely not a top 2 level side. करते हैं तो कर ही सकते हैं because धोनी की टीम कुछ भी कर सकती है.
वो भी है. On Dubey, in fact, I would really like to know how much did Dubey score in the last 4 overs, which is where they started going really wide, and he really struggled. Apart from those 2 fours to holder that he got over point, I mean, one to the left of point, one to the right of point, I don't think he scored any more boundaries. And yeah, like Somesh mentioned, that's the 2 clear pointers for other teams now. And what did you make of Rahane's knock? I mean, this is a 13 ball knock, but do you think reversion to mean abhi hone wala hai, or you think this is just an outlier? He will play?
I think too much to read into it because, as you said, the rate was always going up, and you had to take on an Ashwin is a smart fellow. He's not going to make it easier for you. So I think the situation also get to him, and it's what you want to see as well from the players that again when they'll play at home, the surfaces will not always be that good to bat. So I think in that sense as well, it was good experience for them to face possibly the best bowling attack, and they've of course lost to them twice now. So enough lessons, as you said, for everyone to emulate, and as the stat shows, they won just one in the last 7 times that these 2 sides have met. And there are times when the teams have wood over them, even if they don't have wood. But that's what it's okay. Sometimes these losses are better now than towards the later half where you suddenly feel okay, confidence ja raha hai, rhythm ja raha hai.
And actually talking now from a Rajasthan's perspective, the biggest positive for them is they've won without any real contributions from Butler, Samson and Hetmeyer.
And Bolt bhi nahi tha.
And Hetmeyer or Bolt nahi tha. So I don't think there are a lot of teams out there who will win despite their KGF, RRR, Amar Akbar, Anthony not stepping up. So it's
also just to add, I think what Jitesh Sharma did that day for Punjab is what Dhruv Jurel did today. Again, it may be a very small cameo, but those cameos are what give you those above par scores, because you take 20 out of it, people are approaching the target very differently. So I think and it's also very heartening to see Indians doing that role, because for years and years we've seen foreigners, hit sixes and towards the end, but Jitesh Sharma doing that, Dhruv Jurel doing that. Great to see. Hopefully they can keep
and credit to RR. I mean, they've given Dhruv Jurel that run. They saw something in him, and today he was promoted. He was promoted above Padikkal, and good thing is they did not try to force fit Padikkal today. जैसा चल रहा है चलने दो, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो 3 पे आएगा 4 पे आएगा. आज जैसी सिचुएशन थी, they tried to promote Hetmeyer. क्योंकि just wanted, I mean, उनको लगा होगा क्या नेचुरल था कि वो पडिक्कल के लिए एंट्री पॉइंट सही है ही नहीं. वो तो बाद में डेथ ओवर में they had to choose between Padikkal and Ashwin, and they thought that maybe Padikkal is more better equipped batter, तो उसको भेज दिया. So that's also another sign of this Rajasthan flexibility that we keep talking about. कि ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई जो 3 पे जिसका नाम लिखा है वो 3 पे ही आएगा चाहे कभी भी विकेट गिरे.
That's true, and this is Jurel's 4th impactful cameo in 6 innings, man. Like that's ridiculous consistency. Like Hetmeyer, मतलब Hetmeyer है, and वो level का consistency in your maiden season is just too good to see. Shivam Dube in this innings, this is what I wanted. 28 runs, 200 strike rate, 23, 143. I mean, of course, 143 is not slow by any standards, but given what the required run rate was
above
15 exactly. So 143 would never really cut it. So this just goes on to show how RR have use those wide lines to, and again, like we discussed, what was more important was the fact that they were bang on with the execution. एक होता है plan करना, वो सब, even RCB will know wide पे डालना है, wide line पे डालना है. सिराज ने उस दिन याद है तिलक वर्मा को 5 wide दिया था. Like you have to execute it. It's just as difficult. And they've been bang on with the execution, and that's so great to see. So अभी मही भाई बात तो कर रहे हैं, हम लोग सुन नहीं पा रहे unfortunately. Anyways, moving on to the next game, the KL Rahul Derby, which is tomorrow. Somesh's favorite fixtures I say, because दूसरा game है, पहला game तो हुआ था लखनऊ में, that Punjab sort of, they pulled off a heist in the absence of Dhawan, in the absence of Livingston, in the absence of most of their key players. They somehow managed to win the game against Lucknow at their home. So tomorrow will be a very, very, very good game to watch out for, to look out for. So Somesh.
So although we call it a KL Rahul Derby, but you can't have two more different contrasting teams than these two. There is one team जो अपने अंदर जिनके पास ऑप्शंस है भी नहीं, बट उस पे से भी वो निचो के टैलेंट निकाल रहे हैं. They're trying to maximize the potential of their players. And there is the other team who basically are definitely not fulfilling the amount of talent. They're not doing justice to the amount of talent that they have in their pool. True. So that's where I like this contest. Of course, everyone is clear that which team I would be supporting. Because I just like the way how Punjab are batting. Everyone is like, they're just going for it. And that's how this game should be played. And eventually, 2 years, 3 years down the line, we'll know that the current anchor or building the platform kind of an approach is going to be obsolete in 2 to 3 years time for sure. True.
And some another few things to look out for is कि Punjab spinners, they haven't really done much. And अगर हम लोग लखनऊ के top order की बात करें, Mayers and all and the likes, they're sort of, I mean, the one weakness, so to say, is the fact that they don't play spin well. So यहाँ पे spinners भी wickets नहीं ले रहा and all of that. So that could be an interesting matchup to look out for. And Mohali, when you think, अच्छा, would खेल सकता है tomorrow?
I think there are a lot of people who are going to play. Dhawan is expected to play. Rabada played the last encounters. I'm hoping he's back. And Wood, if he plays, then Wood versus that untested or the lesser famous known battle lineup will be key to watch out for. And I think, as he said, merely if you do a SWOT of Lucknow Super Giants, you can say Lucknow in everything. Their strength is Lucknow, the weakness is Lucknow, the opposite is Lucknow, and the threat also is Lucknow. Because with the kind of talent pool and the resources that they have, they should be able to be flexible and be managing every situation because of the people that they have.
Correct.
So, and it will be an important fixture for them, having lost the previous one to Gujarat. They'll want to start well, and of course, KL Rahul has played probably his best time at this venue, averaging about 50. But again, average की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं, पर strike rate भी decent है. He has to set the tone. There is no other ways about it, because that lineup depends on him a lot, or he's made that lineup depend on him. So, as you said, two contrasting approaches. Very keen to see if they go back to Raza or they play Livingston, Matthew Short, because Matthew Short hasn't quite come off. So, very keen to see if they go back to Raza, because Raza can give you the off spin as well that you want to bowl to Mize. So, and also he's a very smart bowler. Short whatever it will be, he's still short of experience in this league. So I think that call is critical for Punjab.
And Raza was the man of the match in the reverse fixture, so it does make sense. And also, given the long sweep boundaries in the last 2 games at Mohali, which was RCB and GT, so Mohit Sharma used the square boundaries to great effect. Harshal Patel used the square boundaries to great effect. So, I mean, given that the template, I mean, I'm pretty sure both the teams know of this. Someone like a Mark Wood with those hard lengths will be of great use.
And
But
given Mark Wood is not going to play
afterwards,
तो अभी नहीं खिला लो जितना खिला सकते हो.
पूरा वसूल कर लो जितना जो भी 7 करोड़ दिया पूरा भी वसूल करना है. But I feel bad for Naveen Ulak because बंदे ने कुछ भी खराब नहीं किया.
Both he will come into the picture once Wood.
Yeah,
good. Again, when the surfaces slow down, now we saw what he did.
Yep. Exactly. जो नवीन का खुद का भी होम वेन्यू है तो वो और ज्यादा जानता है. Exactly. तो इसीलिए. Yep. Anyways, anything else or shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up. And anyway, we'll be here for the watch along.
Yep.
So, सारे क्या बोलते हैं ना वो अंदर घुसेंगे उसका.
हाँ वही उसका पूरा घुसेंगे. राहुल तो आने वाला है तो वैसे भी सोमेश का खून खोलेगा कल.
मैं नहीं रहूंगा यहाँ पे थैंकफुली. तो मैं
अच्छा कल फ्राइडे यार कोई नहीं हम लोग वीडियो कॉल करके
मतलब मेरे पास एक साथी रहेगा जो सारे इमोशंस कंट्रोल.
तो अच्छी बात है ना आप अपने साथी को लाओ. हम लोग यहाँ से वीडियो कॉल करेंगे. सोमेश भाई क्या चल रहा है.
अगर कल कभी भी लगे कि केएल राहुल हमको कंटेंट देने वाला है ना जस्ट फील फ्री टू कॉल मी.
100% done. All right guys, and on that note, see you guys tomorrow. Punjab versus Lucknow, a lot of interesting things to look out for. That's it from tonight.